What is up, Los Angeles?
Nice. Way to jump in there. What's up, LA? Welcome to the LA Football Show here live from Las Vegas at the Link. Coming to you with day 2 coverage of the NFL Draft. Couple new faces with us today. Jamal Madney made the trip. What's up, Madman?
What's happening, fellas? Great to be here. Day 2.
Yes, excited to have you here.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for coming. Deontay made it in. What's up, my man?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Rams fan of the year.
Yes.
Dude,
Yeah.
dude.
Old-
Compton firefighter.
Old
Deontay.
news, yeah. The
Arfoy.
Rams,
Old
but
news.
yeah.
Arfoy.
Hey, still going strong, though.
Let's see that. Let's see that
LA
shirt,
Rams,
though,
baby.
that you're repping. Little,
See that?
Oh,
Little LAFB shirt
there we
there.
go.
Yeah.
Ladies
That's a
and
good
gentlemen,
look
that
right
is
there.
called product placement.
Yeah.
Take notes.
Yeah, we all got like LAFB except Jamal. I don't know what Jamal's doing over there.
I
but
got my LAFB shirt, in the bag.
In the bag.
I can, you want me to make a quick change? I'm happy
Yeah.
to.
This is a LAFB signature V-neck.
There you go.
So if you like this V-neck,
The logo's on the tag.
I'm in
Yeah,
all
yeah.
black. I'm going to change the moment the Rams make a pick. You see, I'm in black
Okay.
for,
Waiting for it.
waiting
All
for
right.
the Rams, and then we're going to have a wardrobe change.
There we go.
Yeah.
And
All
joining us virtually, Danny Dubb, Charters Unleashed. What's up, my boy?
What's going on? I don't have the LAFB net going on right now, but I have just a regular black tee. But I represent the Chargers. Man, crazy day 1, day 2. It's gonna be a little stressful until we can actually pick. But I am excited to talk draft. What's going on, buddies?
Yeah, we will. Once we get through all these intros, we'll get your take on how the Chargers did with the Zion Johnson pick. But Tad, what's up, my man? Welcome back. How we doing?
Thank you for having me back again. Last night was a ton of fun with round 1. I am Tad Desai of the Desai Guys Football Forum. I'm not wearing a Desai Guys Football Forum shirt tonight, but you guys can buy some of our merch, which is paired with the LAFB Network, on links that you can check out at our social media accounts. So check those out. And I'm excited to talk draft and not Al Robinson. Sorry, Robertson.
There we go. You already said it once. That's a drink, right? That was the rule.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, there we go. I love it. So, all right. Well, should we do a little kind of recap of day 1 real quick before we really dive into day 2, or what are we feeling?
Sure,
Sure,
let's
that
go
sounds
for
good.
that. Let's go.
All
For
right.
that.
we haven't got the dude's thoughts.
That's true. We haven't got them caught up. But first, let's go to Dan first, since he's our Chargers insider. Zion Johnson, 17. How'd you like the pick? I know you guys did a show already on it, you and Jake, but break it down for us.
Yes, Jake and I did a show on this Chargers Unleashed. If you haven't got a chance to listen to it, go watch, listen, whatever you guys want. Zion Johnson, pick number 17. Chargers got their guy, in my opinion, got the BPA available at 17. There was a lot of guys, a lot of moves flying around before 17. But once they got to 17, Chargers weren't trading up. Once they got there, Zion Johnson was the BPA, in my opinion. Trent McDuffie potentially could have been there. There's a lot of talk about maybe Trevor Penning. In my opinion, they went with the right guy. I think it's the highest floor, possibly just has the highest ceiling as well. Huge addition for the Chargers. They can shore up their offensive line. And just 2 years ago, our offensive line was in shambles. And now we've got offensive line with Rashawn Slater, Corey Linsley, Matt Filer, Zion Johnson. I mean, like, there's 25 NFL teams that would wish to have our offensive line. So I think they're taking on Brandon Staley in his kind of mantra of kind of building up, beefing up their team and being a trench team and playing some bully ball. So, no, Zion Johnson, number 1 guard, in my opinion, on the board in the draft, and they were able to get him. So all eyes were on 17 here in LA, but they delivered with the best interior offensive lineman in the draft.
Love it. There you go. Jamal, let's get your take. So you weren't here yesterday. How did you like that pick, the Chargers?
Oh, I think it's terrific. I mean, I think anytime you can get more protection for Mr. Herbert, I think that's the way to go. And we were very high on Zion Johnson over the course of the draft season, and draft is in session. So I totally agree with Danny Dubb. It was best available, and there was an argument to be made that he could have even been top 12, top 10.
Yeah.
So to get him at 17 was a steal.
Do you think, and this can be for both or anyone really, but is this the sign that Filer's going to slide over to right tackle, or do you think they take a tackle here in the 3rd round maybe? ahead, Dan.
Well, to be honest, I don't think so. There was a press conference today or yesterday with both Tom Telesco and Brandon Staley, and they kind of talked about it, and they see Zion Johnson being a right guard, and they see Matt Filer staying on the left side next to Rashawn Slater. They want to shore up the left side. Again, things can change, but as of now, it looks like right tackle is still open or going to someone like a Trey Pipkins or a Storm Norton. The draft is still going. There's still some free agents out there. Matt Filer could be there in an emergency situation, but it looks like the coaching staff and the GM is thinking that they're going to keep the offensive line as consistent as possible and figure out right tackle with who they have in-house or maybe free agency.
There you go. There we go. Are we seeing Sean Ryan, the next Chargers right tackle?
Oh, from your mouth, Ride or Die, from your
Is that
mouth to
happening?
their ears. Oh, that would be amazing.
I would love him at
Oh
right
yeah,
tackle.
absolutely, no question about it.
Yeah. Do you guys like Tad? What do you think about Sean Ryan or Dan at UCLA tackle?
I mean, I like him as a project. I think he has all the developmental skills to develop into a good starter. But if you're someone like the Chargers, especially in a division like the AFC West, where you need to compete right away, I'm a little worried about that because I think if you rush him, that's going to be a problem. So if he's a backup project, 100%, this guy has all the tools to succeed. But if you expect him to be a starter day one, then I have my concerns.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this might be a little harsh, but if the Chargers pick at 79 and they stay there, there's nobody that's going to be there that's going to be better than what they have currently. That's going to start over them. So at that point, you're looking for kind of backups. You're looking for kind of developing your depth piece. So unless they trade up,
I was just about to ask. So what do you think about a trade up there?
Unfortunately, they don't have much capital in terms of 2022 capital. Like they don't have a second round pick. So if they do, they either have to mortgage 2022 third, fourth, fifth, or they have to get rid of 2023 capital, which I just don't know if they're comfortable doing. And I also know if they're comfortable doing it for an offensive tackle. I mean, there's a lot of buzz around like Abraham Lucas, who a lot of folks like. If he's going to be there or not, I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's going to be there at 79, but they have to trade up for him potentially. There's a Falele. There's a bunch of guys there that they could go. I just don't know if any of those guys right now are going to be better than what the Chargers have.
If I'm the Chargers, I'm going hard for Bernard Raymond right now. Like I'm calling every team possible because Bernard Raymond also is a project, but that guy, if you slot him in as a starter, he can at least somewhat succeed for you. So Bernard Raymond, the tackle out of Central Michigan, go for him at the very least.
Do you think Pipkins, do you feel good about that, Dan? If Pipkins has he developed enough? I mean, we saw some decent things last year finally, but
yeah, I was going to say, what world are we living in? Because last year, prior to the season, people were up in arms, worried sick about the thought of Trey Pipkins being our starter. And then, to be honest, like the year before that, he just was not good. And he's kind of been a project for the team. And then last year, two games, all primetime, I believe, both of them, he actually performed pretty well. And Duke Manyweather, who's the guy who has been training Rashawn Slater, has been saying all kinds of high praise about Trey Pipkins, who's a fellow trainer of his. So, I mean, I think he'll be better than last year. And last year, he was better than the year before. So, again, I think he'd be average. If he could just be an average right tackle, I think they're good.
That's really kind of all they need, right? They don't need a superstar right tackle right now. Obviously, that'd be great. We'd all love that, but I don't think they need that to be successful.
When you're building a championship roster, you don't need everybody to be all-star.
A+ players.
We're not
right?
building
you need good enough.
We're not building the 27 Yankees here. Like, just find someone that can buy Herbert 3 extra seconds and you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's the one thing I would sort of be on Sean Ryan's side is, I think it's hard to have a very strong opinion about a right tackle in the 70s, number one. Exactly. So to say that anyone is definitively or statistically significant better than somebody else, I think is a stretch no matter who you're comparing. But I think the one thing I would say is that Sean Ryan was an offensive lineman for 3 years for arguably the most volatile quarterback in college football in Dorian Thompson-Robinson. And so the amount that he had to extend his blocks, deal with a scrambling quarterback, deal with broken plays, and have to sort of adjust on the fly. I actually think that the Chargers, the situation there, he's going to be going up against obviously much more elite talent, but he's, going to be in a situation where I think the system is going to be more linear. What's up? Hey, Dirty Chai.
There we go. Look at this.
We're live.
Yeah, you were live showing.
We're live.
Live showing it.
Deontay, what's up, buddy? I'm Ryan.
We have guests, special guests.
Oh, wow. Okay.
In the feed.
How are we feeling, man?
Good, man. And likewise. I'm glad that you're enjoying, my man.
I feel like we're the odd ones outside. How you doing, Dan?
Yes, sir.
Chad, I'm good,
I feel
man.
good about it.
So finish your take though.
I'm Jamal, man. Nice to meet you.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
Finish your take about Sean Ryan because that was a good one.
Has he been picked?
Or did you finish it?
Has he been picked?
I finished. Yeah.
Okay. So
been picked yet?
No.
yeah.
Not yet.
But no, yeah, I think he could be a good spot there. Okay, so
I
let's
think
get
it's-
reactions to yesterday for the new guys here.
Who's the best team that picked yesterday?
There you go.
I
Who
have
won the
an
first
inkling
round?
that it's New York Giants or Jets.
Yeah, no,
What are you
I
feeling?
was
Yeah,
gonna
I go
say
Jets.
I was gonna say
Can-
it's
can we
I
just
actually
say,
like
though-
the Giants, truthfully. I mean I think that over the course of the draft process, you could make an argument that both those guys were the best at their positions. And depending on how this shakes out, you could end up with the best defensive lineman prospect and the best offensive lineman prospect.
Evan
And
Neal was rumored to be the number 1 pick.
I know.
And he went 7th.
Yeah.
Like that's a steal.
I think the Giants. Obviously, the Jets got a 3rd pick. I'm not as high on Wilson. I think that might have been a bit of a miss. I think Sauce Gardner and then getting, Jermaine Johnson at 27
Yeah, right.
is, that might have been the steal of the draft.
Garrett Wilson
Yeah.
and you get Jermaine.
Yeah, you got 3, but I think they went 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Truthfully, I think the Giants kind of hit a grand slam on both.
And you couple that with last year, they got Zach Wilson, they got Elijah Vera Tucker, they got Elijah Moore. Like
Yep.
that's very, very good draft.
Yep.
That's fucking amazing. So
Yeah.
sorry if that's
No, not at all.
I thought I was gonna be
We're
the
trying to
first one.
avoid swearing for the next 20
apologies.
minutes.
I'm passionate about the draft.
He's
I'm
passionate. Absolutely.
I'm
You
full
Can't
with
deny
that,
that.
editing, Ryan.
None of that.
can't deny it.
We're coming straight from Wet Republic Pool Party, so it's a
was gonna
lot
say,
going
yeah.
on here.
Just say it looked like you got some sun. How was
Yeah,
it?
A lot going on.
What
It
were
was
the vibes
good.
at Wet
It was
Republic?
good. Girl floated out the pregame invite. Like we'll see how it goes. We'll see if that actually materializes.
Oh, very nice.
But I'm here
Pre-game
for the
invite.
draft.
What do you
I'm
mean?
here
What do you mean
for
pre-game invite? You got to expand on that.
that. She's trying to go to Hakkasan again tonight, where we went last night.
There
This
you
guy
go.
right here. Yeah,
Can't
There
go
we go.
back.
So,
Who'd you
it
see?
is a
Who'd you
lot,
see?
but we'll see. What
In the
transpires.
moments of time that our viewers are not glued to LAFB, they should check out Will Decker's Insta story here over the last 48 hours.
It's been a wild.
It's been a while. My one critique though of your Insta story, I must say, is when you were at the day pool today.
very
you-
lot.
It was lovely. I mean, very nice scenery, and otherwise. Little bit too much, you sort of turned it too much to
I was
your
quick.
boys, man.
I was
I
quick.
mean, what's going on here? All
I
I'm
was
seeing
quick.
is 3 wingmen just like laying back and
Sean,
doing nothing.
Sean can
That was
vouch
the
for me.
message.
Like I was going for the boys. I was going for the boys.
You were going for the boys. He was just,
Yeah.
he was just trying to give the boys a little.
We got to give Sean a
Yeah,
mic.
yeah.
Sean is my Canadian friend. Knows a lot about football. Great guy.
Canadian.
Dude,
He
we
uh,
already love you. You're Canadian. That's amazing.
he is moving. His
Come on.
girlfriend is
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to UCLA.
Oh my God, you're quickly, rapidly rising the charts of being a great friend of mine.
Yeah,
know,
that's.
so.
I think that's how I ended up here.
Remember I told you about Jamal? This is the guy. This is
Yes,
literally the guy.
perfect. So I
Yes.
basically met him yesterday at
Great guy.
well, we ended
Yeah.
up at Hakkasan, and then we're at the day club, and he basically said, "Do you like UCLA?" And I said, "My
He's a
girlfriend's
friend of a
going there."
friend. And
Oh, you guys
we-
just met yesterday.
We met yesterday.
we met yesterday.
This
So
is-
now
this
we're
is-
not
This is
even
Vegas, ladies
But
and
I am a-
gentlemen, where dreams
this
come
is-
true.
But
Yeah,
I am a
it's
passionate
baseball.
football fan.
Okay.
I do
What
love
time did you get
football.
in?
I love
And
it.
he's like, I have some guys you
just
need
a couple
to meet.
hours ago.
I love
Love
it.
it.
Said,
So
let's
good to
do
see
it.
you, man.
Well, there we
Yeah.
go.
And I
So
think
great.
Guy.
I think that's why he kept taking videos of us.
Ah.
He's trying to give you some airtime.
How
I
we
don't have
feeling
social
about
media.
Christian
He was just
Watson
trying
to
to
the
make you feel
Packers?
that. So
Well, that we were just
Oh,
talking about
best
that
pick of the
earlier.
second
I mean,
round
you
so
and
far.
I had quite the segment on Watson in Draft is in session.
We like him.
We like
enjoy
him. Absolutely.
I think that's a type of receiver that can thrive with an Aaron Rodgers. I think that's a very good pick.
That is my
Is that-
favorite
is that
pick
wrong?
of
Is
the.
that out of pocket to say?
That's
No,
my
no.
favorite pick of the second round so far.
Oh, we
is
got
Chris
Dan
Watson to the
Dub in it?
Packers.
Yeah, and TD.
Danny Dubs.
TD in the house. And
You
Danny
gotta
Dubs.
be
Real.
kidding me.
Yeah, the
What's
little
up,
guy,
man?
the little guys
I'm
on the
definitely
screen have to make
pronouncing
ourselves
Eckler
known.
The right way. Or
Yeah,
Eckler, the right way. The
That-
right way. My dog. My
After
dog.
you just said it wrong. I love it.
Yeah. After I said it wrong, yes.
Yes.
Eckler. Yes.
Allen Robertson.
There is the
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
There is a name.
Yeah.
Has Malik Willis been picked yet?
So
No,
no,
he has not.
No,
Wow.
which
Malik
is a
one-
travesty.
One
Absolute
quarterback is off the
travesty.
board in 49 picks.
Yeah.
So
Wow. That
That'll be the
And
steal.
I gotta be honest with you. I think the
real
pick-
quick, can I just ask? Did he
selection
go
will
out?
be
Today,
it's a
Go
easy-
for it. Go for it.
I'm
Ted.
listening.
did he go out today planning to look like a Foot Locker employee, or is that just happening?
Oh.
Wow. Shot.
You know what? I don't know.
Shots
Fired.
fired.
So these are blue stripes. I don't know how it's showing up on the camera right now. These are actually blue stripes. But,
I'm a size 9.
Hey,
just
he
so you
ain't
know.
official unless he got a whistle. He does
TD.
not have it. He does
TD
not have
is
it,
going
so.
for it right now.
Okay, to be fair, I didn't know I was going to end up on a live podcast when I met him. So this is all happening a bit fast for me.
Yeah, we kind of
So-
we grandfathered him in.
How long have you guys sort of known each other hours-wise?
36 hours.
Okay, wow, they
36
said that
hours.
very
Yeah,
synchronous.
36
Wow.
hours. I think that's actually generous.
Another 36 hours, and one of you guys is going to be the other's best man, I think.
Yeah,
you know?
Things happen
it's
fast when you meet.
It's
when you meet
Vegas,
It
up.
baby.
happens
It's
fast,
Vegas.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we started talking football, and I
Alontae
think
Taylor, great pick.
he asked who I
Tennessee
wanted
corner,
the
guy
Carolina
I
Panthers
really
to
liked.
draft, and I gave him a
We
pick,
had our
and
top
then-
5 corners.
Yep.
He was not in
that's
that,
how
but
we
he was
met.
like
He was not.
7th or
Love
8th
it.
on
Yep.
that list.
Yep,
Like
he
he's
was.
a very Alontae Taylor is a guy that I feel comfortable with that can
Yep.
be a very good starter. Like, have you done your research on Alontae?
How
He's
is
very good.
Not as much
Willis
as you
falling
guys.
this
No.
far?
Yes.
This is
That's for
crazy.
sure.
A
Let's
guy-
let's
a
talk
guy
about that.
like-
When does the next quarterback go?
Hold on. Let
I
me look
really,
at,
I'll be honest with you. I
Should be
really thought
soon.
it was going to be the Seahawks
All right.
when they had the back-to-back picks.
Yeah.
And I
Who
couldn't.
did they take, by the way?
The
I
next-
ended up
Coming up.
taking Kenneth
Walker.
Walker,
Very great running back.
KW3.
So the Seahawks
then
took Boye,
the
Mafe,
defensive end
out of
and
Minnesota.
Walker.
Where ranked on your
Yeah,
running
it was
back list?
Mafe
Ben
first, and then
second.
Kenneth Walker. The
Kenneth
next
Walker.
5 teams on the clock are the Kansas City Chiefs, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Pittsburgh Steelers, my Indianapolis Colts, and the New England Patriots.
Maybe Indy, because
I
could see
think if you're
I
the
could see Indy doing
Steelers,
that.
you draft Malik Willis, and let's
No,
game
no,
on.
just took Kenny
battle it
Pickett.
out.
Battle it
Kenny
out.
Pickett?
Battle it out. I mean, he's
Let the
fallen.
best man win.
Let the
We're-
best man
battle
win.
it out.
We're
You
still
want a
54
three-way
picks
battle
away from
between
the
Trubisky,
Rams.
Pickett,
next
It's getting a bit
and
shocking that
Willis.
Kenny Pickett was chosen before Malik Willis.
It
and
is
Malik
not
is still on
shocking
the
because
board.
What do you
Kenny
think about
Pickett's
hand
the best.
size?
By the way, Will.
I don't think it matters as much as people think it does.
Hey,
to
Will,
be
remember
completely
when I
honest.
said
what's good?
You remember when Kenny Pickett wasn't going to be a first rounder?
Yeah, Tad had him. I think at 7, I believe.
I had him at 18.
Yeah.
He had Kenny
18,
Pickett at
relax.
7. I think Willis was 11, and then
Well,
Matt
yeah,
Corral
Willis
was 18.
I were
Yeah,
right.
He went 8 notches in first overall, second overall. Kenny Pickett. No, but
okay,
respect.
we all were saying
You
that.
got that. You got that. Me and Steven had a little fun in the moment, but you were right in the end. I mean, it is what it is.
I told you guys. I'm telling you, 10 years from now, I'm gonna be laughing, riding the Pickett train all the way to the Hall of Fame, baby.
I left ironically.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Pickett train to the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
I
Interesting.
did that
That's
just
good.
to see
I'm not a
Al's
big
reaction.
TD is going
What's up,
hard
Al?
tonight,
What's
man.
up, Al?
I mean,
What's up, guys? How you doing?
What up? Small hands
Fred,
Big-
what's good, man?
game.
Hanging out. How are you guys doing?
Chilling, man. We may or may not have had 5 hours of boozing before.
Yeah,
this. It
there was some
great.
sunshine
I
and
can't
booze.
tell.
Yep.
Sunshine and booze.
Yep.
That
recipe
that
success.
sounds like a game plan to go to the Hall of Fame.
yes, sir.
I think so.
We're on that Kenny Stabler diet.
I think you guys are making a run for the Vegas Hall of Fame. I know that. You know.
It's early.
It's called the Wade Boggs
early, yeah.
strategy.
I'm
It's the Wade Boggs
pre-sold ready. I
strategy.
got to keep it going. So,
What time did you get to bed last night?
3
3 or 4.
a.m.
No,
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
guys
Yeah.
beat you,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
These guys went to bed at 5.
Okay, so I'll
When'd you start,
I'll
though?
fill you in on where we were at. So
Same time. you
meet
did?
this dude. He's my buddy's football coach in England. Like this guy knows football through and through. Hang out, we're talking football. This guy knows what he's talking about. Great guy. We're going out. He goes, hey, by the way, my sister's got a table at Hakkasan. Have we ever been to Hakkasan here? Like the craziest nightclub in Vegas. And he's like, hey, we got to go. So I'm like, hey, I'm down. Had the best time at Hakkasan. We were there for like a couple hours. May have met someone that's very high at Sports Illustrated that is down to come on the podcast.
Okay.
That's the table we were
We
at.
sat at the
Always
Sports
networking. I love it.
Illustrated. We got very lucky.
You know
Wow.
how I feel about LAFB.
Absolutely, of
You
course.
know how I feel about LAFB. So at the very end, it was a awesome night. We woke up 5 hours later and we got right back to it. So it was
Nice.
great.
There you go.
When
That's
in
the way to do
Vegas?
Vegas.
I
That's
mean,
it.
So, what? Tell me about when did you guys meet this girl who's the pre-gamer? You know.
We can
She's
show
still
you.
texting him.
Yeah, she texted me earlier. Brooke is her name.
Oh.
She's
The
very
world knows.
convinced we're
The
trying to
world
go out
knows.
later.
Yep.
I don't know if that's going to be the case, but
Should
we
should
can
we
see
start
what
Let's Go Brooke
happens.
chant?
We're gonna play the hand that we have.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Play
That's all
the
you can
hand that
do.
we have.
That's all
What
you can
hand
do.
is it?
It's-
Pairs?
We're looking nice.
Yeah. I mean,
Ace high?
we got a
got
2
an
and a
ace.
3
2 and a 3 unsuited?
Yeah. We gotta
That's,
damn
good
near
luck with that
flush.
hand.
That's like
Yeah.
that old Austin Powers scene. Remember when he's got the 2 and the 3 and he says stick.
Yeah.
Because I too like to live dangerously.
So good. I do like to live dangerously, baby. Yeah,
Oh,
so
man.
good.
Love it. Well, good. You're doing
Hey.
Vegas right.
Can I say this? We have the Giants and Jets as winners of this draft. I just want to say we've talked about this on Draft This in Session. Just take the safe pick. The Ravens took the 2 safest picks in the draft, and Hamilton and Linderbaum.
Ravens nailed it.
Like, if I am betting on someone to be an All-Pro.
Yep.
And a
It's
job.
Hamilton,
Someone, both of them.
Yeah.
Both of them
They
could
got
end up being
both
all
of them.
pros.
Absolutely.
Baltimore has never drafted bad.
No, they
for
always
me.
draft well.
They
Yep.
always draft well.
Mhm.
You go back to their former GM, tight end for the Cleveland Browns. I'm
Yeah.
blanking on his name.
Ozzie
a lot
Newsome.
of booze today. I'm sorry. Great guy.
No, the Ravens were terrific.
Will, did you see who the
Compare
Ravens
that with-
picked at 45?
Who'd they get?
David Ajabo.
And you get a guy that, like, he tore his ACL in his draft thing, but was he a top
Thank you,
15
Danny Dub.
Was he a top 15 to 20 pick
Yeah.
like before then?
Before the
Like,
injury.
So you add that up, like you
Harbaugh to
have,
Harbaugh.
you have the 2 most guaranteed guys in the
Yep.
draft, in my
Yep.
opinion.
We
And
talked
then the
about
least
that.
And you
guaranteed.
add a
guy.
Jabo to that,
Yep.
who we had above Trevon Walker, who
Yeah.
went number 1 overall. I mean, come on.
Look,
What are we talking about?
I tweeted this last night. The Jacksonville Jaguars, the player they picked at 27 is better than the player they picked at 1.
Devin Lloyd.
Yeah.
He's our number 1 linebacker.
Yeah.
Literally
Only
our
the
number one
Jaguars.
We said
you
that
know,
last night. Like,
the gift
it
that
would have made
keeps on
more
giving.
sense taking Lloyd
number 1
overall.
linebacker in the draft. And I mean, you saw us in the moment. I'm just like, how the hell did you take that guy number 1? It was so bad. Like, me and Rye were just fucking freaking out.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's
Well, and that's why if you
Yeah,
watch, I was in the middle of a take.
Full
And I just go,
strange.
damn it,
First
because
round
I
pick.
saw on Twitter that they took Devin Lloyd because Devin Lloyd is such a great fit for them. Trayvon Walker's not.
Lawrence Guy's an ASU guy.
Okay.
Kind of nice.
okay.
All right, so who are the biggest losers from last night?
Packers.
Jamal.
Pack-
Other than
yeah.
Packers. Other than
The
Packers.
fact that Aaron
is-
Rodgers is
Other than the Packers,
again.
no one's allowed to say Packers.
Just tells you everything you need to know. I mean, how do we keep this tumultuous relationship going? Like, it's unbelievable.
What's he
All
leaking
right,
now? I didn't see
Other
it.
Jamal.
Because
other-
I didn't know Adams was leaving. I wanted Treylon Burks. He said both of those things today. After and we're
Yeah.
like, oh, he has to be cool with Adams because he signed that big deal. Claims he does not know.
Well, he got paid. He got his bag, and now he's going to shut up. You know, that's
Let's
basically
hope.
what it is.
Yeah, I'm tired of this. I'm
You know.
so tired of this.
But then
Alright,
just Packers
Jamal.
quarterbacks in general stringing us along. Brett Favre unretiring.
Mr.
like 20
Desai,
times.
yes.
Think about this. They've had Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers for about 30 years, and they've won 2 Super Bowls.
No.
That's a 2 top 5, top 10 quarterbacks ever.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'll be honest with you. I think the biggest loser last night was the Jaguars. I mean, when you look at what the Giants did with 2 picks, the Ravens did with 2 picks, what the Jets did with 3 picks, and you had the number 1 overall selection. I mean,
How do you take a project at number 1 overall? It's Anthony Bennett related. That was the big thing I was honing.
they took a project as their head
Upside,
coach
though.
last year.
It is.
That's
I mean,
upside,
It is.
right?
They're
So
they're
you're Carolina.
Well, not even
Well,
that,
Carolina, but I-
you,
you know,
you
I
you
like
have
the-
2 first-round picks. You screw up, half of your first-round pick, and one of those half that you screw up is the first overall pick. Like, come on.
totally agree.
I mean, the upside though, right? Like, I don't know if we can call it screwed up yet because
So
we
good.
just got to
Well,
see
okay,
the project.
Trayvon
We gotta see it
Walker is
play- we
not
gotta
going
see
to
the
be a
song
bust.
play the way through.
But I don't understand what 40 time has to do for a defensive end.
Oh, it's very
That
important.
and
What?
look,
What? Whoa, 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 whoa,
40
whoa,
is
whoa,
very
whoa.
important for a defensive end.
Get
Yes,
off.
it's very important for a
Nick Bosa
different.
ran
do
a
you mean?
4.8 though.
in
Of
what
course it is.
world?
It's a get off.
I'll phrase it to you like this.
He's
If the
getting off
production
3
was
yards.
there, I'm with you. This guy had 9.5 sacks in 4 years. 4 years.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that today, though, right? A lot of that scheme related.
No, that's
I
not
mean,
scheme
Georgia
related.
D, I mean, there's no better D than that, right?
It can be scheme related. Sacks can
It
be
can be,
correlated.
but
to-
it's
My whole
not.
thing is like, if you are that gifted and that talented, I want to see the production. I just want to see
Right.
it. He had 17 solo tackles last year. Aiden Hutchinson had 17 and a half tackles for a loss.
Will, do you
That's the
remember-
difference
do you remember
between-
how
who
many
did you-
career
Trayvon Walker
wanna
was
see the
the
Jaguars
best player on the Georgia defense.
Hutchinson.
Hutch?
Get out of here. You did not just say that.
Franchise changer. He's a guy that will uplift that locker room. Listen, my grandpa went to Michigan. I follow their football team. The dominance Ohio State was having against Michigan was something that was more than mental. It was unbelievable how bad they were mentally and physically dominating on the football field. That guy got them over the hump. I don't think people understand how hard that was to do. And this guy is a producer. He's got a high motor. He's underrated athletically.
Okay, we talked about this last night, but simple question.
Yes.
Who do you think has more upside, Hutch or Walker?
Hutch.
Hutch.
Yeah.
I know his floor is there. I know his floor is there.
100%.
Florida has Upside.
Trevon Walker has never produced.
No, Walker.
Floor's not ceiling. It's a different question.
Walker has more upside. But if you wanted to go upside and have production,
Thibodeau.
No, we're not going to do the
I mean,
Thibodeau
come
thing.
on. If you're going
we're
for
not
it,
gonna
What do you guys
Thibodeau
think?
thing.
What do you think?
We're
More
not-
upside,
we're not
Hutch or
gonna-
Walker?
We're not going to do this Thibodeau thing.
Hold on.
We're not going to do this Thibodeau thing today. We're not going to do Thibodeau today.
Well, you're a
has-
Thibodeau hater, so that's
Alfred,
another
why do
thing.
you hate Thibodeau?
He's average. He's not very
He's
good.
not average. Al,
He's-
you're wrong.
So his
He's
brothers,
here-
his brothers Kenny Rowe played for Oregon. They have a tumultuous relationship at best. Am I phrasing this the right way, Fred?
As far as what?
Thibodeau and Kenny. Is that right?
No, I don't. They don't know each other. But the fact that my brother sacked Cam Newton 3 times in the national championship game is a Roseville MVP. Sacked Terrell Pryor multiple times, was way more explosive than Thibodeau, and went undrafted. Says a lot of things about the game today. But all I'm saying is that Thibodeau is very close to Mario Williams, very close to Jadeveon Clowney. I don't care what you guys say. Thibodeau is about an average defensive end in the NFL.
My thing though is
best.
Mario Williams
right.
was still a very productive pro. Like he wasn't bad. He was not a flop. at
No,
that
Okay,
point.
let me ask you
He
this.
wasn't productive pro because he wasn't a pro.
Bush actually was more of a flop than Williams.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Bush
But was he a-
actually more of a flop.
Real quick, guys.
Was he a first round? Do you think he should have been the first? Do you think Mario Williams performed as the first overall pick in the NFL draft?
Let's see his career sacks.
No, he didn't. He didn't, Alfred. You're right about that. But
and
the
that-
conversation we were having was about upside. We weren't saying who was the most ready at number one. We were saying if you're going to go upside, then Thibodeau makes more sense than Trevon Walker because we haven't seen anything. This is purely speculative on Walker. This is
right.
totally. This is like you're gambling on a stock. I mean,
Alfred,
This is gambling on Netflix stock 2 weeks before the whole like.
All right, I do
subscriber
want
law
to.
was the
I do
thing,
want to
like-
throw this out there. So,
Also,
what's
I
the
want to hear from
threshold?
Dan in a bit. Dan has
what is the
been way too
threshold
quiet
for
here.
a
Dan,
defensive end to make the
come
Hall
on.
of Fame?
You said what?
What is the
Say that again?
threshold for a defensive end to make the Hall of Fame?
100 sacks at least.
He had
No,
97 and a half in 10 years. So he's averaging close
Mario
to 10
Williams?
sacks a year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
a very good. That's a very productive
yeah,
player.
absolutely.
That's a very productive player.
All right.
But what I'm
Dan-
saying is,
Dan,
Alfred,
hold
Mario
on,
Williams.
guys, hold on.
Alfred,
hold on.
let me-
Mario Williams was way better than I think people give him credit for because it was so shocking.
I
the
agree,
way that
but it's the
Bush
same thing with
went
Myles
before.
Garrett. It's like
Because
Myles
if
Garrett.
you were watching
people
college
label
football,
bust.
Reggie Bush was the face of that for 2 years plus. 2 years.
All right, Dan.
Alfred, let me ask you this
biggest loser-
question.
Hold on.
As a
Dan,
Yes.
biggest loser of the draft. Go.
Biggest loser of the
Uh,
draft?
Biggest.
Well, hang on.
loser of the
Let
draft.
ask Alfred your question before we move on.
I want to know. I
Jaguars.
want to know about coaching. Like what? Like is could somebody turn Mario Williams into Bosa, or is there a disconnect from a coaching perspective, or is it just Mario Williams didn't put in the time or the effort or the whatever? Where is
that part? That part I don't know because I don't know like the background, how much preparation he put in. I don't know all that information. But the difference between Bosa and Mario Williams is very, very explosive. And that's what 40 time comes in for defensive lineman. You don't look at the whole 40 yards. You look at the first 20 yards. You look at that split because that's about what you need to get off. Well, our 10-yard split also, right? So, like, you look at that. That's where it's important for 40. Bosa is very explosive. Hutchinson is very explosive. Now, compare Hutch's explosiveness to the rest of the defense ends in this draft explosiveness. You'll take Hutch every single time because he's way more explosive. He jumps off film when you watch him, right, compared to everybody else. So that's why when you say upside, the most upside is Hutch because at the end of the day, defense end, you could play two. You could play a backside rusher. You could play front side to stop the run. You could put Hutchinson at both. The other two, you have to teach him you have to teach Walker how to get into a stance. You have to
I
teach
do want
Walker
to
how to
throw
get
this
into a
out there.
three-point
Like we
stance.
mentioned the great teams that we liked. We mentioned
Yeah.
the Giants, the Jets, and the Ravens. You guys are the Lions on there. Aiden Hutchinson, to get him at 2, they were not expecting that. That is a guy that grew up in Michigan, played at the University of Michigan. This guy is going to ride for the city of Detroit. Name me a guy that wants it more for the city of Detroit. And then you get arguably the best deep threat in the draft, Jameson Williams. Maybe you traded up a lot for him.
Mhm.
That's a guy that balls
Detroit
the hell
did, yeah.
out. I think like maybe you gave up a lot. That guy could be a poor man's Tyreek Hill. Like,
well, and
that's-
you add Jamison Williams to then Amon-Ra St. Brown,
St.
like
Brown.
TJ Hawkinson. Like
You
now
and
you
I were
have
in the
weapons.
moment.
Look,
talking about
pre
this.
pre
Yes.
SEC championship, we were talking about Jamison Williams as arguably the most explosive offensive weapon in this entire draft. And so if you potentially got the best offensive weapon and the best defensive player if
Yeah.
you're Detroit. So
And you saw
Good
what
call.
happened when they lost him.
Yep.
In my heart of hearts, our buddy was the guy at Georgia, Pat Butler. And
no, Georgia had no shot in that game if Alabama had one receiver left.
Healthy, I don't know if that's
Yeah.
the case. I don't know if Georgia is celebrating, parading as
they're not.
national championships without a guy like Jameson
Without
Williams.
they didn't have Mechie either because he got hurt in the
On
semifinal.
Mechie tore, yeah.
He got hurt in the SEC championship.
Oh wow!
Real quick,
Georgia
This is
didn't
a this is
get
a
by the way.
great
I was about to say,
value for the Steelers right here.
This
Yes.
guy was listed as a
52.
top 3 receiver before he got injured.
Yeah.
This shows you how deep this
Yep.
wide receiver class has been over the last
And I just
several
wanna-
years.
I just
So
want
for
to throw
those-
this out there, smart teams continually do smart
Mhm.
things.
Uh-huh.
Me and you were on this.
Speaking
couch
of that, can I
yesterday,
ask
Ryan.
can I ask
Shocked.
Will and Jamal a
Shocked.
question real quick?
Absolutely. What's
All
up?
right, so we're gonna play a game here. You right? This is my favorite game. It happens every draft season. The hell are the Patriots doing?
Cole Strange. Thank you. Okay.
Tyquan
I'm actually gonna talk about this.
Thornton.
Hey,
And
Dad, how
Cole
much
Strange.
time do you have? I have no answer for that question.
The hell are the Patriots
Did you
doing?
guys-
Those
did
are
you guys
Did you see the
terrible
Sean
picks.
McVay Les
I was going
Snead?
to see the Sean McVay
They go,
reaction. That
what?
was
They go,
hilarious.
what?
That
just
was
happened?
hilarious because he was saying,
Cole
"Oh, I
Strange
thought
was
he'd
a
be
nice
there at
floater in
104."
the third round.
Yeah.
Well, they
Belichick
thought they
will-
could get him in the third round. Like, guess not. He went at 28 overall.
Yeah, so the
The
Patriots
problem,
take
the
a third-round guard.
problem with Bill
They're just
Belichick.
shitting on
The
Belichick
problem with
there.
Bill Belichick now is he's been praised as a genius, and he's convinced everything he does now is genius status.
There's the
when you're-
problem when you're the smartest guy in the room for a long time. People they start to think
people
that-
don't
no
challenge
pushback.
You
There's
also
zero
got to
pushback.
go big, right? When you're the smartest, when you're sort of perceived as
Yeah.
the smartest guy in the room.
And I know this is a Niners related thing, and this will be the last thing I make. This is Bill Walsh selecting Giovanni Carmazzi.
Ooh.
This is Bill Walsh selecting
Wow.
Giovanni Carmazzi. Cole Strange in the third round. It's a great pick. We've talked about him in our offensive line rankings. Giovanni Carmazzi in the second round was like the worst thing that's ever happened to the Niners. Like,
Because
it's
the
just
Niners, frankly, still haven't recovered from that. So,
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Wounds are deep. Wounds are deep. Yeah. It's a
been
tough one.
28 years since the Super Bowl.
I will say this though.
A win.
The George Pickens pick by the Steelers. Smart teams continually do smart things. And like, do I agree with the Kenny Pickett thing? Probably not. George Pickens, that is a guy that if healthy last year, probably would have been a top 3 wide.
I tell you what, though, Pickett to Pickens has a nice flow.
It does.
It has
It
a good
does.
flow.
But I'll tell you
Is
one
there
thing about
alliteration
the
there?
Pickett, the Pickett situation. I think that felt more nostalgia than logic, because the
They
late,
whipped on
the
Dan
late,
Marino.
well, the late Mr. Rooney wanted Dan Marino
Yeah.
in that spot,
whipped on
and
Marino.
Art Rooney II went, they went defense out of USC, I believe, back
Yeah.
in the '83 draft.
Right, yeah.
And ultimately sort of paid for that. And so I think that this is, Pickett's only the second ever quarterback out of Pitt to be drafted in the first round, and I think this was more of a nostalgia pick.
Yeah.
Malik
that makes
Willis
sense.
is
which is great process. I have to say.
I'm gonna
I
have
mean,
to
like,
throw another team in the loser bracket, like the Titans. AJ
Yeah.
Brown going to the
100%.
Eagles.
Mhm.
On paper, they're like Treylon Burks next. AJ Brown. Good luck replacing that, because that, like, if you have a guaranteed.
But we
product-
talked about Burke and you could
He's a
argue
freak.
he's the biggest freak in the whole draft.
He's a freak.
It's unbelievable.
No,
If
you
I have
cannot argue
guaranteed
that.
Production, though.
Sorry, Tad.
hey,
No, you
I
cannot
have
argue
guaranteed
that.
production.
Did you
though,
say
and I'm
Traylon
gambling
Burks
on
is the
another
biggest
guy.
freak in this draft?
Burks?
Burke.
No, I wouldn't say biggest, but he's.
You
up
could
there.
argue it.
He's
Yeah,
top- he's
you
top
can
five.
argue.
He's top
No,
5.
you can't.
there
I
is-
mean,
I
no,
can't
there is
argue
obvious-
that he's not the biggest freak
there
in the
is
draft.
obvious-
No,
there
you
is
can't.
obvious
from
high.
arguing that.
All
So
right.
who then why can't I argue that, Ted?
Thibodeau, Sauce,
Yeah. A guy
no,
like Trayvon
no, there's-
Walker.
You,
I mean, Burke for
I'll
his
give- I'll
position.
give you both Thibodeau and Sauce Gardner on a team,
Kyle Hamilton,
and I'll
easy.
take Burks, and I'm going to beat
Kyle
your
Hamilton,
team.
Kyle
Really?
Hamilton's
You're gonna
the
beat my
biggest freak
team?
anyway.
Really?
I do think that. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you're wrong.
No.
Talk to Kyle Hamilton, talk to Olave, talk to Wilson.
Hamilton. That's another
Talk
great
to Kyle
athlete.
Hamilton,
Like,
talk
these
to
guys
Olave,
are-
talk
yeah.
to Wilson.
Just right now?
Like last night.
Where were they at?
So I go, So the
They were at
thing that makes
Hakkasan after the draft
outside
with
table.
Brooke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who was at the Hakkasan was
You know
Brandon
who we were
Marshall.
talking to?
Brandon Marshall. Oh,
You
you
don't
know.
know.
Long story short, though, I went back. I'm like, I gotta at least see what we can do with this media pass. They had press conferences after, so I talked to Garrett Wilson. Could not have been a nicer guy.
Wow.
Talked to Hamilton, Pac-Man, our buddy from Super Bowl week was there.
Yeah. How am I
So
just hearing this? This is
Dude,
great.
I thought,
Well, he's
yeah,
also been
we could've-
sober for 45 minutes in the last 45 hours. So
We could have posted all
and he's
that.
technically not sober right now, just
Yeah.
in case our viewers were
Technically.
wondering. Yeah.
easy on that sober claim. Easy on that sober claim. Easy on that sober.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
He's
I'm
getting there.
not.
We'll get there
I'm
eventually.
not. Yeah. We went like
That's
5
slander.
straight
That's
hours.
slander.
At,
That's
Give
slander.
us, give us another hour or so.
But
We'll be
yeah,
live.
we
one
had
of the two, I don't know.
Olave, we had Wilson, we had Kyle Hamilton back there. It was
I
really
love it.
cool. It was really cool.
We got it. And you took some video.
Oh, dude.
Okay, we're gonna post that up on LAFB.
It was great.
Yeah, we'll get it later.
I go Pac-Man. I go Pac-Man. LAFB is like, oh hell yeah.
In
was
future
good.
news,
So,
LAFB. gets sued for
Pac-Man shout
defamation.
out LAFB, which is very cool.
Love it.
Nice.
Pack is great.
Yeah, it was cool. I asked Garrett Wilson straight up on the draft. I'm like, Zach Wilson's your quarterback. Like, have you spoken to him yet? He's like, man, I haven't spoken to him yet. I'm really looking forward to talking to him.
We share the same
By
last
the
name,
way,
you know.
the Jets getting Jermaine Johnson, who I had above
Yep.
Trayvon Walker,
Yep.
at 26.
Yep.
You got to be kidding me.
Yep.
The Jets crushed it again.
Yeah.
They had
They
the
did good.
same thing last
They
year.
did
You
good.
got
Joe Douglas is
Elijah
doing-
Moore, Barrett Tucker. Do I agree with the Zach Wilson pick? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
But,
the
like,
It's the circle of life. We started with this conversation,
here
and
we
now
are.
here we go. There we go.
Tad, give us a before because I know Dan might be splitting soon, so I want to hear from everyone before he goes. Tad, let's go to a trivia question now. Let's get a
Oh,
let's
okay.
get a trivia.
Yeah,
in.
that's my trivia question. Okay. Sorry. Give me a second. I was not ready for this.
Real quick, Tad, while you're pulling up the trivia question.
Yep.
Couple losers of night one, in my opinion. One, I don't know what the Cardinals were doing. I feel like they were always
Hollywood
messing up
Brown?
picks.
Dan, I gotta say this. So Tyreek Hill,
Who was defending Hollywood Brown last night?
Tad.
it was
Tad.
That sounds
Tad.
like something Tad would do. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Tyreek,
it was me.
Tyreek
I don't
Hill,
wanna start this
Tyreek
again,
Hill
but
and
goddamn it.
Devontae Adams, for the base of their trade, went for less than Hollywood Brown went for.
Yeah.
That is a
Ins-
team that is desperate to impress Kyler Murray, who played
Yep.
with Hollywood Brown at Oklahoma.
Right.
Very good friends. I was shocked. That was the most shocking moment. I mean, AJ Brown was
Shocked
right
'cause they're
there,
so
but
good.
Hollywood Brown for the 23rd. That is as
Yeah.
He
good.
went for a
Shocking.
higher. He went for a higher pick than when he was drafted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
'Cause he's just that
That's fair.
good.
Hey,
And if Deep
hey,
was out there,
Danny Dub, what was he ranked in fantasy last year? We looked this up.
God,
Is he the
fantasy
top 30
argument. That's
receiver?
Lamar Jackson's fault,
I'm gonna go.
not
I'm
Hollywood
gonna go. I'm
Brown's
gonna go
fault.
like
He was the
84.
37th ranked receiver last year.
That's Lamar Jackson's fault. That's not. We're not doing this again. We're not.
Dad,
following
he's
Lamar
not
No,
Jackson.
I mean Hollywood Brown is
throwing
Hollywood Brown.
Hollywood Brown is
saying
not-
you're the best receiver on the Ravens is like saying you're the tallest of 7 dwarfs.
Sean's got an
So
opinion
that's that's not a
there.
thing.
Sean's got an opinion.
Yeah, Foot Locker's got an opinion. They that
Where's
dude
your
dropped
idol?
so many touchdowns. It's not even funny. Like, look,
Look, I will repeat what I said last time, and not gonna put any of the blame on Al because this was talking about another situation. But Al was talking about if you have 2 receivers with the Saints, with Olave now and Thomas, where you can kind of stretch that defense, it puts a lot of stress on the safeties. That is exactly what the Cardinals can do now. So that was my entire point, was that is Hollywood Brown by himself that good of a receiver? No, if your only good receiver is Hollywood Brown, you're screwed. I will openly admit that. But
No, I think it
with
was-
the hold
man,
on, let me
you're
finish.
talking
Let me
about the
finish. Let me finish.
37
Let me
Let him
hold on. With the pairing with DeAndre Hopkins and the other fact that you have to remember, they just need to do whatever the hell they can to keep Kyler Murray happy. This was an excellent trade because look, at this point, at 23, with Olave off the board, Wilson off the board, London off the board, really Dotson off the board. Who are you going to keep? Burks off the board as well. You're not going to keep Kyler Murray happy if you don't go for a proven commodity. Commodity, by the way, he's friends with. So that was as equally a part of keeping Kyler happy. So keeping quarterback. So no, it was not a bad trade. Is Hollywood Brown a top 10 receiver? I'm not arguing that at all. But if you guys are honestly thinking that Hollywood Brown is outside the top 30, or his value, more importantly, is outside the top 30, you are absolutely insane. because the
We
way
tried to name all the receivers. I was kind of on the wave.
Go for it. I
Yeah.
challenged them last night. Name 30 receivers better than Hollywood Brown.
Let's do it. I'm pulling it up again. We'll do this. We can do this twice.
Oh,
Chad.
Ted,
We can
hey,
do this
Ted,
twice.
Ted,
Meanwhile, I do have.
By the
I
way,
do have
I do
trivia
want to
ready.
throw this out.
Hey, Ted, I
I do
will
have
tell you
trivia
this.
ready
I
whenever
will
we're
tell
ready.
you this, Ted. Here's the thing, and Kirby Smart's offense is so remedial compared to the NFL. He still does the same thing at Texas Tech. The left side only runs certain routes, and the right side only runs certain routes. That's why he gets picked up so well in the NFL. And he has this great start of the season, and he just hits just like the stock market's been doing the past 2 weeks, just crashing, right? So putting Hollywood on one side of the field, you know what route he's running. He's so easy to defend. So saying that he's going to go to the Cardinals and just succeed is not a guarantee, because as far as like all the resources that you have in the NFL to stop a team, it's very easy to stop the Cardinals, which has been proven years and years and years. Just because you start hot doesn't mean that you're going to finish hot. And the Cardinals have not finished hot since I said Kirby Smart, Cliff Kingsbury. I'm sorry, since Cliff Kingsbury's been there.
Totally
Also
fair.
but let's not totally fair.
I
but
do want to touch on the last pick.
Real quick. I just gotta, for all of our listeners that are on 1090 The Mighty or ESPN Radio, that's all the time we have for that. So make sure to pop over to
Live stream,
LAFBnetwork.com
baby.
to catch the rest of this episode. So thanks all for tuning in. But now we can continue the debate.
I do want to throw this out there.
Now
This
we
is a
can
gut punch. We talked about maybe Kyle Phillips going to the Chiefs. They've got the and we love UCLA as much as anybody. They got the best. They
We
got
do not
the
love
best slot
UCLA.
receiver. They got the best slot receiver in the draft in Sky Moore.
We do not love UCLA.
And it hurts my punch. The Chiefs. So like the rich get richer effectively. And Tad, we can do the rankings of the receivers if you're ready.
All right, let's go for it.
Cooper
God,
Kupp,
I swore we weren't gonna. All right, let's do this.
Cooper Kupp, Jamar Chase, Jefferson,
okay.
Adams,
Yep.
Samuels,
Yep.
Diggs,
Yep.
Lamb, Evans, Hill, Brown, Higgins, Allen, Hopkins, Metcalf,
Just
Cooper,
hit me when you get to 15.
Deontay Johnson, Waddle, Pittman, DJ
No.
Moore, McLaurin,
No.
Thomas. I'm at 21 now.
Hit him with the pain. Go
Uh,
go deeper. Go into the 30s.
Cortland Sutton. I will
No.
definitely take him over that. Elijah Moore,
No.
Mike Williams, Lockett,
No.
Judy, Chris Godwin is 1,000 times better than that guy.
Yeah,
Cooks.
maybe. No.
Gabriel Davis had a 3-touchdown
No,
game. in
Gabriel,
AFC.
get the hell out of here. No, Gabriel.
Amon Ross, St. Brown, Juju, Patterson, Devonta Smith, Thielen, Renfro, Allen Robinson. Where are we at? We're at like 37 now.
So here's the
You-
problem. Here's the
you
problem.
put- You
with
put in
fantasy
about 20
guys.
wrong names there,
all
so
those
that,
guys are
that
better
tracks.
though that I named. Literally
No,
all.
they're
of them.
not.
Sure, but fantasy people live in fantasy worlds.
Allen Robinson.
Hey, this person won his league last year, so what you gotta say?
Wait,
what?
This fantasy person won his fantasy league last year, so
Marquise won your league last year?
I'm saying that I won my fantasy football league last year.
Maybe as a flex. I don't know. More than that.
Chad, the follow-up question is how many people were in your fantasy league? Playing yourself doesn't count.
And then which fantasy are we
if
living?
you guys,
here?
if you guys follow at the Decide Guys on Twitter, by the way, I had to spend my
Okay.
previous
I feel like
year
I'm in an Earthwind
and
Fire
a Waffle
Ted,
House.
no. Sorry, Ted. We've shit on you a little bit too much. I'm really sorry.
I'm honestly used
Hey,
to it
with
at
all
this
due
point.
respect, Tad did call pick in the first round. We gotta
No,
embrace
Tad has been a machine last night and tonight.
Tad's been
Absolutely.
great. Tad's been
we're,
great.
we're allowed to curse at this point, right?
Oh yeah,
Okay, cool. I know my shit.
we're allowed to curse at this point. Fuck you, Will.
I'm out.
I do love
Mike,
that.
fuck you.
Mic drop,
Yeah,
just out of here. Yeah, it's
I'm
a
not
lot.
gonna lie.
Cool.
I rewatched last night's.
Foot Locker. I like Foot Locker.
I rewatched
Wait.
last night's stream.
Wait,
and there's
that's from fucking the Dave Chappelle movie.
Have
yeah,
big.
have big. Fuck you, you're
You're
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Great reference from Skinny T. Yeah.
Fuck just straight up.
My mom wanted to know what Skinny Tea was all about today.
Oh, did you tell her?
Yes.
All right, so let's go to this.
I don't know.
Skinny
I don't know
Tea.
what Skinny Tea is. Skinny
All right.
Tea is all about.
Two options. Do we go trivia or do we go question here? Question.
We got a
for
couple
you.
Let's go
questions. I
question.
gotta leave with this guy in like 10 minutes. So
Let's
I
go
had to
trivia.
Through and say what's good.
Let's go trivia.
It was a trip that was planned since 2020. So
Go for it, Ted.
All right,
Trivia.
trivia.
Yeah.
Which one of these teams is tied for the most first overall picks? Is it A, the Cleveland Browns, B, the Detroit Lions, C, the Indianapolis Colts, or D, the Minnesota Vikings?
I think it's Colts.
Browns.
Browns.
We got
No,
Browns.
they were
we got
good for a
Browns.
bit.
They've had Baker. They had Miles.
Colts?
They
Yeah,
had
Browns. I
Courtney
got it.
Brown.
This
And
is
then
this
Occam's
is
razor. Browns.
I'm going
This is-
Browns. I'm going
so
Browns.
this is all time most first.
All time, they're tied. It's all time most first overall picks.
I'm going
Browns.
Browns.
Colts.
I'm going Browns.
Jamal, you said Colts?
Yeah.
Jamal is correct.
Oh wow.
Interesting.
I
Do you guys
yeah,
want to
Jamal-
guess the team they are tied with and
Jamal
no, they are
does
not on that
know his
list?
stuff, so.
Who's tied?
So they're So who are they
Who
tied,
they tied
with?
with? Who they tied with?
Bengals.
Bengals. That's actually not bad,
John
guys.
Carter, great first rounder. Yeah.
I'm so happy I got you guys for that question. Oh, should I give the guys who weren't here last night those same questions?
How many questions are we in though?
We got 3 or 4 questions in last night.
I'd say we do those and then we can repeat them.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Your answer, by the way, they are tied with the Los Angeles Rams.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
All right. Yeah, no.
All right.
That makes sense.
Sam
Yep.
Bradford. I think maybe
They've been around for a long time.
Been around forever. Yeah.
Eric
Yeah.
Dickerson.
Did Ferragamo go one overall?
Was Dickerson first
GG of his
overall?
day.
The
Regular Jimmy G.
what's the Greg Roman sorry, Roman Gabriel.
Mm.
First overall.
Yeah.
Eric Dickerson, was he first overall?
I'm pretty sure he was first overall.
First or second, yeah.
Close if not first? Like, he was like
Yeah.
a top 3 pick.
All right, you guys want another one, or should we just go?
Let's do
to the
another
team?
one.
Yeah, let's do another one.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
The 2010 draft included quarterbacks like Sam Bradford, Tim Tebow, and Jimmy Clausen. Who is the only quarterback left playing from that draft?
2010.
Fitzpatrick.
Out of those 3 story, or all 2010 taken.
It's actually a really good guess.
Do you guys want me to repeat the question?
No.
No.
No. We're just thinking.
Is it out of those 3 or 2?
Yeah, I don't know why
All-
the
I
three.
think-
It's not, it's not those 3. It's the
Not
entire
quarterback
draft
drafted,
class.
yeah.
Entire draft
Any-
class.
Any quarterback drafted. 2010. Sam Bradford. Sam Bradford seems like
It is not multiple
eternity
choice.
ago.
Yeah,
free
2010
answer.
is a long time ago.
I will repeat the question one more time.
Yeah.
The 2010 draft included quarterbacks like Sam Bradford, Tim Tebow, and Jimmy Clausen. Who is the only quarterback left playing from that draft?
Colt McCoy.
Wow.
He was
I think
almost
that's
a head
right.
coach.
I
Head
think that's
coach.
right. If I'm
Head coach.
correct.
To Colt McCoy.
Jamal's 2 for 2.
Damn! Oh my God.
Let's go.
All right,
But I
this
have a
one's
better
a
partner for drafting
softball. I'll
today.
give you guys a softball to hopefully give someone else
Thank
a
you.
point here. You ready?
I'm ready. I like softballs.
Sebastian Janikowski shocked the draft world when he was selected 17th overall in 2000. What school did he go to?
Who? Sebastian Janikowski went to what school?
Come on. That's an easy one.
Is it?
I don't know.
Seminole Chop.
Chris Ricks. Chris Ricks territory right there.
No one can
Florida
compete with this guy.
Seminole
He knows
Chop.
everything.
Yeah, Madman knows his shit. He knows what
Yep.
he's talking about.
Madman got it. It's Florida State.
Yeah. This guy is like the Schwab. Stump the Schwab right here.
We've been talking about doing a like LAFB trivia night at a bar. We all know for sure who has to be at that, so we just clean house.
we know who's gonna win. We know who's gonna win.
I'll just stand back here. I kind of like that.
Luka Decky.
That's a good spot right there.
Nice
I
spot.
kind of
Yeah.
like that vibe a little bit.
Luka
We
Decky.
got Foot Locker over there.
Wow,
Oh,
he
we
went
got,
before Raymond? That
Private
is
Eye over
shocking.
there.
Now, do you think Raymond's upset that he was that his teammate was selected before him? Because I feel like that would be a little bit of a ego punch there.
Who?
Raymond,
Raymond.
Bernard Raymond.
Everybody loves Raymond.
Is that how you say it, Raymond? I don't have my co-host here to help me with my pronunciations. So
Wait, N'Kobe Dean's still on the board.
Yeah.
Toby Dean's still on the board. Malik Willis is still on the
better,
board.
maybe.
Derek Brooks. That's why I compared him.
Malik
Yep,
Willis.
yep, yeah.
think-
That was a great.
You think the Falcons
58.
go quarterback here?
Yes.
They
Malik
should.
Willis. This is
All right.
where I think he's gonna go.
Ooh.
Best
I think
avail.
He's an Atlanta guy. He's an Atlanta
Atlanta
guy.
guy.
They got Malik.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Best
now
available
now it's
according
Second
to
rounder,
yeah.
if you can give
At
Malik Willis a
58?
second round,
At 58? Yeah. Now, I mean,
that's
for
worth
sure.
it. That's
Yeah,
worth
yeah,
it.
for sure.
Yeah.
It's getting borderline negligent to not.
Best
Hey,
available
and
according
Arthur
to ESPN.
Arthur
right
Blank
now.
was on the call. Arthur Blank was on the call. That's for
Well, the
quarterback.
Niners are picking in 3. What if the Niners go after Trey Lance? They go Malik Willis, battle it out.
No,
And
they're
yeah,
not gonna
exactly.
do
Use the
that.
best.
No.
I'm not down. I'll put it to you like that.
I bet you the Niners.
Will,
take
that
Winfrey.
has been the theme of today. You are definitely not down.
He is down. I'm a yes man. You ever see that Jim Carrey movie? Yeah. I've been saying yes to a lot of things. Yes. Work done.
Work
Shout
done.
out work done.
Why don't you
Also,
go jump off a
no
bridge?
shot.
His
Seminoles Cup.
foundation is the best foundation.
No-
He
no
builds
honor.
like single moms.
No honor.
homes.
Yeah.
No honor, no code for that guy though.
Work done.
Yeah, just jumping in the division goes from Tampa Bay to
Oh yeah.
That's fair. That's
Like
fair.
Warren Gunn is
Troy
could
Anderson.
be
No,
NFL Man of the Year. I was like,
No one-
I'm like, I was like,
Fuck that. I'm like praising his charity. No honor for that guy. No honor, no code. No honor, no code. Wow, Troy Anderson. Not the pick I would have anticipated. I would have taken Muma over this guy.
Yeah.
Muma's still on the
You know,
board.
my big criticism of Troy Anderson, he spells his name wrong. S-E-N. I don't know who these people are. S-O-N. That's Anderson. I don't know. Anderson.
Owen
Sen.
isn't
Sen.
Owen like Swedish and Anderson is like Danish with the E or
The
something?
last pick I'm going to be here for is the Niners, and then we got to pack.
No, I like this guy because of his versatility. He can be a tight end. He is the next Taysom Hill. That's exactly what Troy Anderson.
How do you feel about the spelling of his name though?
the next
Oh,
Taysom
it's
Hill?
douchey.
Is that what you
It's
said?
douchey.
Next Taysom Hill. So he's a very mediocre guy.
Yeah, exactly. So we're
If
gonna
you can-
change positions. Yeah.
Guys, if you can get a guy that can be a solid tight end, defensive end, linebacker, and quarterback for you, that's a good pick in the second round.
Man, I would have got Muma in a
I
heartbeat.
didn't realize we were drafting for the Pee Wee League.
Is this Malik
Realize
Willis
this
here?
was Pop Warner.
That's what he did though at Montana, which
Yeah,
was pretty
yeah.
impressive. But I don't think he'll do that at NFL level.
Boy,
We'll see.
Mechie went
People said
to
the same thing
Texans.
about Taysom Hill.
Let's see what we got here.
This is true.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, that is true.
Look at that. Running back highlight, quarterback highlight. Wow, it's almost like Ted
Jaquan
knows what he's
Brisker
talking
went to the
about.
Bears. That's a natural fit. Great safety.
Was that Jonathan Ogden?
Gold medalist. Who the hell is this guy?
Deontay, weren't you supposed to do this? Like say the pick for the Rams one year?
Yeah. It was,
What? Give him the mic.
Deontay's
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
Deontay's here.
Deontay, get in here, buddy.
I'm
You're
Over
supposed
here,
to
man.
be
Everyone
around,
wants
man.
to see you, man. Come on.
Get on
see
camera.
your
Come on.
face,
Grab a
brother.
seat.
show me your face.
Living
Let's have a
legend.
seat.
Ed
What's
Ingram.
up?
Deontay, real quick before you answer that question, who's your favorite Rams player of all time?
Ooh.
Ooh,
AD,
that's a
right?
good one. You know what? It's got to be Marshall.
Attaboy.
I go
Marshall
Fair.
Falk. Yeah, I mean,
Fair.
it's a living legend. Living legend for sure.
What's Eric Dickerson then?
You know what? Honestly,
Alfred with the tough question, right?
Right?
There. Wow.
tough. I'd say he's probably third. You know what? Todd Gurley was a workhorse. Gurley was a workhorse for the Rams, man. He put the team on his back, got him to the Super Bowl, you know. And honestly, that was the only reason. Jared Goff definitely wasn't the reason.
Jared Goff
obviously.
had the caviar of run games with
Yeah.
Todd Gurley. He was
Todd
great.
Gurley put the team on his back.
Absolutely a great
So
back.
I gotta say, in my era at least, in my era, it was Todd Gurley.
I gotta go Donald.
Number
Like,
two.
How? Like Aaron Donald is the GOAT. Like
Yeah,
the play
yeah.
I will always think of the Super Bowl. It's not the cup touchdown. It's Donald getting the sack.
Yeah.
Pointing, going, give me
Yep.
my ring. Give me that. Like
So what
Aaron
about
Donald
Deacon?
is the
so
man.
what about Deacon Jones then?
Ooh.
Who's Jones?
So many
Deacon
concussions.
Jones?
So many concussions.
Alfred, what are you doing tonight? My
Hey.
goodness.
To be fair, I never was around for Deacon Jones. So that can't be my favorite.
Sure.
I mean, yeah,
Like Willie Mays, the best Giants. I'm a San Francisco Giants fan. Willie Mays is the best Giants player of all time. I wasn't around for that. That can't be
Exactly.
my favorite guy. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So
you
Deacon
know,
Jones, like, if we're talking the best Rams ever, like
I
that's
thought I misunderstood the question. I thought you said best Ram of all time.
Who's your
Oh, we were
favorite
asking
Ram of all
Deontay's
time?
favorite Ram of all time.
Favorite.
Okay.
Favorite.
yeah, exactly. In
My
my,
fault.
era,
My fault.
because like you said,
Got
just I started really following the Rams, the greatest show on turf.
Falk,
so you
yeah.
know,
All right, so I have a
Marshall
question for you then.
Falk,
I know
Corey
it's a
Holt,
little
Isaac
I
Bruce,
know
that-
it's a little hard to
that's the
tell.
Rams.
Dad's got a question.
Do you know who
That's
that is right above me then? I know it's a little hard to tell.
No, it's very hard to tell.
I'm gonna say Dickerson. I'm gonna say Dickerson because he was a Colt.
Kenny Pickett in high school.
Me. It was me in high. That's me in high school. I don't know.
Yeah,
gotta
you
pick-
know what?
why do you got a
No
picture of me up
clue.
there?
No clue on our end.
Let me pick up my mic real quick.
Bengals traded up.
That is Ricky Prohl's catch to send the Rams to the 99 Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
Kurt
I
Warner
love
fade
it.
throw to the left side of the end zone. Beautiful throw.
Yeah.
Beautiful throw.
What was the final of that NFC Championship game? It was like 11-6.
13-9? Yeah.
Wasn't it? It was like
Yeah.
11-6.
It's like
Very,
13-9.
very
It was
low.
like
Yeah.
bad. It was like a field goals championship decider. It was crazy.
11-6, confirmed by the subtitle on that newspaper.
Well,
11-6.
that's what he does.
You know what? As much as everyone hates to see a defensive game and a low scoring game, I could appreciate it. Taking it back to my old high school days, didn't really make it past that, but I played defense and I can value and understand and really appreciate a defensive game.
This guy's a defensive guy. I can tell you that.
Do you guys remember that like 9-6 Ravens Steelers game back in 09?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of the best football games I've ever seen in my life.
Right?
Was that the Paul Malu pick him?
What
yeah,
about that?
Yeah, that's exactly
Yeah.
what it was.
What about
Paul
that?
Malu had a freak pick. In that
What
game.
about that Chiefs Rams game? That
I mean, that was great too on the opposite end.
40
Just like off-
Oh,
Oh, that
that
one
the
was
opposite
that was
of-
no defense. Yeah, that
Speaking
was
of defensive
zero
games,
defense.
yeah. Remember when they scored 130 combined?
Defensive game for 3.5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
that was in Mexico
We
City.
were at that
wasn't
game,
it?
Fred. You
We
remember
were.
that game?
You and Britt had the tickets from Ferragamo.
Yeah. Ferragamo hooked it up on that game.
Vince, you guys know Ferragamo's brother, right?
I do.
Yeah,
I
I
coached with
remember
him.
you telling me that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that was a great game though. But I'll take a defensive game any day. Any
Exactly, right?
It makes me-
football so much. I'll take the opposites of each. Right? Like I love the high scoring
Take it
affairs. I
anyway.
love the defensive battles. Like,
Yeah.
give me
Kind of
all
like
that.
the super.
There are certain sports I like defense in. Football's
Alfred-
not one of them.
Alfred, you were going to say something? Sorry.
like the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was kind of like a 50-50. Like when you needed a defensive play, like you got a defensive play, but when you needed a big offensive play, you got a big offensive play. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
man,
Like
even the first Rams Super Bowl, like it didn't go the way that you guys wanted, but like it was Rams Patriots. Like that was a
Yeah.
very defensive matchup.
Very.
I hate
13.
Yeah.
That's a good. Like
I-
people were bored by that.
ULA
traditionally,
people,
but I
the
enjoyed
first
it.
Rams Super Bowl, like they didn't get to 2 in St. Louis.
I think it depends who you watch. So I think when you first start watching football and like most casual fans, you'll watch the quarterback. You'll just
Yeah.
watch
Oh,
the
yeah.
snap of the ball.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But if
Yeah.
you play high school, you play college, you're exposed to the game. Everyone watches a different player. And I think as you evolve, I guess, in watching football, you start to watch, like I like to watch linebackers. I played linebackers. So you watch that. Some guys will watch safety. Some guys will watch corners.
Yeah.
When you start to watch the defense, which no one does,
Mhm.
now it's a different game because it's like
yeah.
watching the offense.
When you know
right?
schematically what's going on, the level of talent that's on the
You
field,
can watch
it's
them
different.
shifting. You can see the cover two. You can see the gaps, and you're like, "Oh, how are they going to address for that?" And then
We
you
talked-
start to really like
Talk
that.
about this. Like Aaron Donald is the best defensive tackle to ever exist. Like period.
Hands
And he
down.
still does not get the just due he deserves.
Because
He
nobody's
still does
watching
not.
it. They
Right.
only if he sacks, they're like, "Oh,
This
great."
man is double teamed every play, and he just goes swipe, quarterback. It's just it's something that you cannot teach. It's something that's not there. But like, unless you're plugged into the football world as a defensive guy, you don't know what's going on.
Well, I think
Yeah.
honestly, I think announcers and I think the broadcast could do a better job of pointing that
Highlighting
stuff out.
Highlighting.
They'll do it
That's a
with the
great point.
quarterback. But like if they, in highlights, they do it with offense. They never do it with defense. But key him, like highlight him for a second, be like, let's see how he does on this next play. And then
It's all about,
Yeah.
But it's all about the
it's
quarterback, right?
offensive based sport,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Like,
Well, here's the
Fred
problem
Brady, we
with
talked about
that.
Super Bowl. Like Donald should have won Super Bowl MVP.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When the game was on
Yeah,
the line,
absolutely. It was Donald.
it's 3rd and 4th down, blows up the play on 3rd down, sacks or like flips Burrow over on the 4th.
Yeah.
So I mean,
yeah.
just that singular talent won the game outright for the Rams. Like, it was
But
that
also,
easy.
here's the problem with highlighting defense, though, is because at the end of the day, you really don't know what they're doing on defense. Like, you have an idea, but you really don't know what they're doing. If that makes sense.
Reactive. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like you can't say just because it's too high, is it cover 2 or cover 4, right? If it's one high, is it cover 3?
Well, and they're
Like,
also
you know-
trying to they're also trying to
That's true.
disguise it. And
Yeah.
like so, like if it's a hard time for a quarterback to Nebraska.
I was about to tell you, Nebraska guy,
Cam Taylor Britt. This guy's great. He's gonna have a really nice career.
I just want to throw
He's
this out there.
fantastic.
Nakobe Dean is the 17th ranked prospect. It is 61. He is
Linebackers
still
don't matter,
available.
There you go,
year.
Niners.
Every year
You-
there's
what,
a
you
new
gonna go
guy.
Niners
Nakobe
are
Dean?
up.
Calling.
If you compare that with a Fred Warner, oof.
You gonna go value here? What do you
I-
do? Okay,
Would you
Niner
spend-
fan.
would you
They're
rather-
on the clock. What do you do here, given the situation?
Nick Bonito. Okay, you want to know the highest PFF pass?
I don't
rush
think
win
you're
rate?
going to be able to run for prime minister in Canada after that answer. You know,
He didn't like it. He's Canadian, so PFF ranking.
I think we got a drink, right?
right. I told you that. That's what I said. I said, you know, what's the over under? Yeah.
Hey, highest
come.
career win percentage as a defensive end in college football history. It's Nick Bosa,
I'll pick us in for the Niners here, right here.
and then it's
Oh.
Nick Bonito. It's Nick Bonito.
Brees Hall.
Nick Bonito is number 2 overall ever. Like, that is a guy that's being slept on. If you pair that with a Bosa-like talent, we have the 2 top win rush percentage guys. Do I think they're going to go there? I don't know, but we'll see what happens, man. I'd be cool with a lot of different options here. If you give me Nakobe Dean,
If
I
they
can talk-
pick Nick Bonito, I think you're going to be pre-gaming with Brooke. Let's just say that. You know, so we're riding.
It's
we're
on the
riding pretty
table.
hard here.
It's on the table. Yeah. Our boy Brees.
Hey, so here's my question about Nakobe Dean. Do they want him to play stand-up in, or they want him to play like the outside backer?
I did not.
Repeat that. Nick Bonito.
No.
Nakobe
Nakobe Dean. Do they want him to play stand-up in, or do they want to play outside backer?
So Nakobe
Outside.
Dean
At this
fits.
point, it'd probably be outside.
Outside,
backer.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
All
think
right.
he's.
I'm actually
So-
shocked he's gone this far because he is a very, very talented line. Like, it was
Well,
Devin
here's my-
Lloyd by like a hair over Nakobe Dean. So
Here's my follow-up question. So if he's playing outside linebacker, which most defenses play nickel defense now, can Nakobe Dean run with a slot? Can Nakobe Dean carry a slot receiver in the NFL?
Yes.
Mm.
he's very good in pass coverage. I think he can do it.
Yeah,
That's,
but
like,
yeah.
that's actually his strength.
That's
Like,
the right answer. I think the right answer, Albert, is what our friend from Canada said. It depends on what you got on the back end.
Well, okay. It depends if you're
You
putting
can
him
bump
against
and carry, but it depends on what you have on the back end.
Yeah.
yeah, they don't really bump and carry in the
Jimmy
NFL.
Ward-
It's
No, that's a good point.
Very
it's
good
attach
save.
and go.
No,
There's no bump and carry in the NFL. It's attach and go. Like
So, Alfred, you're basically saying he's slipping because he doesn't have a position in the NFL.
correct. He's a tweener. Are we gonna put a 6 foot 225 guy on the edge of the line of scrimmage, or are we gonna
What have
put
we
him
always
out
said, though?
in space and have him carry?
What have we always said though? If the only negative you have on a guy is he's undersized, I'd take him every time.
No,
It's
no,
the Russell- it's a Russell
No, I
Wilson
don't-
syndrome.
Yeah, but I don't think Alfred's saying it's because he's undersized.
I'm
think
not
it's-
saying it's because he's
He's
undersized.
Yeah.
He
I'm
doesn't have a
saying
position because he's undersized. That's the point.
Well, he's undersized to play on the line, but you know
Correct.
that's
he's a linebacker though.
all right. So can
No.
he carry a receiver? Can he carry a
100%.
Sky
No,
Moore?
Yeah.
100%.
I
He
think he's
can't.
the most
Yes,
gifted
he
in
abs-
pass coverage of any of those linebackers. I really do. I really do.
All right.
I think someone's gonna regret not drafting Nakobe Dean. This guy,
But
was a
Everyone
guy.
is. Everyone
He
is.
was an
I think that's the
engineering major
question.
at Georgia. Like, this guy was not taking the easy road out. This guy's
I
a
heard-
smart guy. He was the leader of the best college defense since the Ed Reed, Sean Taylor Miami teams. This guy can ball. This is a shocking development for me. that he-
Forget the leadership and all that. It's his on the field fluidity is one of
Yeah.
his biggest strengths because he has the ability to play
Yes.
inside or outside linebacker. That's what makes him so good is because he has the ability to stay with a slot receiver. Now we're talking a slot receiver once runs a 4-3. No, he can't keep up with them, but who really can at that
Yeah.
point?
Neither
Right.
can almost everybody.
It's-
And
right,
listen, he's
exactly.
going to
So if
learn
you're-
from
if you're
arguably
pairing
the
him up
best
with a
pass
slot
coverage
receiver-
linebacker in the game in Fred Warner. Like, that's a real fact. You can, if
Right,
they draft him.
Yeah,
But
but
I don't think it's so
if
much size. I don't think it's so much size. I really think right now they're sitting in there saying like, what position do we put him
Right,
at?
right.
Like,
Yeah.
are we going? Are we?
It's a fair point, Alfred. I think it's a great point.
You can't put him inside. 200 pounds inside, he's going to get eaten up.
My point
Size
is,
matters
you
in
can't
there.
put him inside all the
Because of
time,
his
but you can,
size,
you know,
if that makes
switch him
sense. He's a
on and
tweener
off,
because
and
of
that
his
can, you know.
But how else
help-
could you
That's
be
the
a tweener?
definition.
Yeah, but I mean, can he stay? You know, can he stay with
play
a
or
slot
not? Can he
receiver
play or not?
outside of 8 yards? I mean, that's really the question.
He can
Right.
definitely-
That's exactly it. Can he carry?
Again, it depends on the slot receiver. Are we talking about
For a
Tyreek Hill slot
second-round
receiver,
pick,
or are
you're
we
telling
talking
me I
about
wouldn't take a flyer
like a
on
Cooper,
Kobe Dean,
like
who
a
is
Cooper
the
Cup?
17th
I could
ranked prospect at 61. Come on.
A Cooper Cup, I could see him
Eric
potentially
Armstead
staying
could
up
be
with after a couple of years of development. Tyreek Hill, if we're talking about a slot receiver in terms of pure speed, no. But if we're talking about a slot receiver in terms of
Okay. Who
route
can guard
moves,
Tyreek Hill in
100%.
general? Who can
well,
guard Tyreek?
yeah, that's also fair.
Wow.
Drake Jackson! SC, baby!
That's a
That's
great
a great pick.
Great
Yes.
pick.
Somewhere Murr decides pumping his
Drake
fist.
Jackson was slept on this entire draft prospect. No, we got to give it to Ryan. Yeah, Ryan was on
Ryan,
these
get on here. Get on
soapbox.
your
Ryan
Get
called
on your
it.
soapbox. Get on your soapbox.
Apparently, I know my SC guys.
Yes,
Apparently.
sir.
I
Wow,
know my SC guys.
This is a pick I really like if you pair him opposite side of Boza. We got.
Do you like this better than Bonita or Benito? Excuse me. I was
Maybe,
gonna say Casa Bonita.
I was about to say
maybe not better, but like
Bonita.
like I was describing an edge rusher when I drew it up, right? So this is a guy that I like. The production's a little there, but like we know his measurables and what he can do.
Yeah, it's like Thibodeau measurables.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The
And he
best
had,
thing
what,
about it
one
is he's
sack
gonna
less
play-
than Thibodeau.
Yeah, one sack less.
Exactly.
It's a guy that I think can really thrive. And
Alfred, as our SC guy, would love to get your take here.
Here's the best thing about it. He's playing opposite
I
of
would
Bosa.
just love to see whoever's
exactly.
speaking on
So
camera.
he's playing opposite of Bosa, and he's also
right tackle.
he's that's what I'm saying. He also has Armstead on the line. Like that's when you start talking. That's what we talked about yesterday. Like when I wasn't happy about getting rid of Von Miller, right? You got to double team two guys, right?
Right.
So now all Drake Jackson, now all he has to do is just beat his 1-on-1, right? You win your 1-on-1, you got a way better chance than trying to beat two guys when you get slide protection. They're always going to find Armstead. They're always going to find Bosa, right? Just win your 1-on-1, you got a better chance of having a better career in the NFL. And the value on this is way better. The value on this as a second-round pick is way better because if you miss, you're not paying first-round money.
Yep,
There we go.
exactly.
That's
I mean,
the
and he
key
was
right
a
there.
fringe
That's the
first
key right
rounder
there.
coming into the season, Alfred. So
You get him at
this
61.
is tremendous value.
You get him at 61. That's a great pick. And fellas, I just want to say I had an awesome time coming through. We have to dip. Unfortunately, we got a dinner reservation at 7.
Where are you going to dinner?
Yeah.
We went to Roy Choi's restaurant yesterday. We're going to the Italian place, eatery.
Oh, okay. It's
That's
new,
right.
right?
Yes.
Italy or whatever. Yeah.
Eatery.
Yeah.
Yes.
They have one in New
what
York.
What are you guys doing later?
We're gonna grab pizza after
Yeah,
this.
yeah. We're going to Secret Pizza after this. Yeah.
Let's make a full set. Let's hang out.
Yeah.
I might curve
I have your
Brooke to go
information.
hang out with you guys.
We know where you live.
No,
You don't have to
that's
do that.
not a good idea. But yeah.
We'll see what happens. Yeah, it's a one night in Vegas type of thing. But fellas, I love you so much.
Just get Brooke to like and subscribe
Yeah,
on the,
there
on the
we
show.
go. Exactly. Absolutely.
We told her what we did. We told
Yeah.
her what we did, and she was very much a fan of it.
You get your get your Ashton Kutcher on. She's your
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm not down, but Will not down.
Hey, Ted.
What's up?
I have inside information. The coach are not taking any alignment in this, not taking a tackle in this draft. They already have a guy they said that it's his job to lose. That's straight from the GM.
Thanks for coming.
I don't hate news because at this point there's no lineman that I really or tackle that I really love. I shouldn't say lineman because there are a couple guards that I like, but yeah, man, it's just that tackle position is tricky.
Yeah, no doubt.
Man, I mean, so with the Colts' next pick, where do you think they should go? Because my thought process is, if Malik Willis is there, go for it right now. And at this point,
They already got a receiver, right?
yeah. So we got Alec Pierce out of Cincinnati with our second round pick, which is a pick I don't love, but I like. So go for a quarterback if he's there right now.
I don't know.
He's already
I don't
getting
know.
coverage. He already looks great in camp.
I don't know.
When he said that, I'm like, I was in all morning.
It's a good question, but I don't know.
That's good
I don't know.
analysis.
I'm just being honest with you. I don't know. It's hard because man, it's a risk, right?
Well, of course it's a risk, but the third round is worth the risk. It's like I would agree with you if you were like, oh, take Desmond Ridder in the second round. That's risky. But at this point, it's the third round. Who cares?
Taking any quarterback out of this class is risky.
Well, okay. You want to know the next highest drafted quarterback the Colts had? It was Jacob Eason. So I like Desmond Ridder and Malik Willis better than him. So screw it. Let's go for it.
I love how we're just live during that whole just exchange.
Yeah, that was great. By the way, thank you for that.
Are you still defending whoever it was you were defending?
If you're talking about Kenny Pickett, I will defend him until I die. But no, we were talking about the Colts option of if Malik Willis or Desmond Ridder is there in the third, do the Colts go with one of them?
Ooh,
I think you got to go Willis.
that's a fun one.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is like at the third round, the fact
Ridder
that he's
does
still there, if
nothing
he is-
exceptional. I mean, at least
Well, I don't love Ridder, but I'm saying at this point in the third round, just go for it.
Yeah, but I mean, if Willis is still there, I mean, you've got
if
you
Willis
got-
is there and we pass on him, I'm done. Like I'm done being a Colts fan.
I'm done being a Colts fan.
I am because dude, their draft tree is hugely frustrating. But yes, if Willis is still there, because guys, we are at the end of the second round here. Willis is still on the board. That's absolutely insane to me.
But Dad, it's kind of what remember when we were live streaming together when we were talking about this quarterback class, and that's what we were essentially saying. And I know you had said that teams are going to take a flyer on these guys, but the talent's just not there at the quarterback position this
Hey,
year.
I was also the only guy saying Kenny Pickett was going to go in the first.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think that was a smart move. I think it was a nostalgia.
You're right. It was a
move,
genius move.
I don't think
Tad, honestly speaking, if any quarterback is out of the top quarterbacks, I shouldn't say any quarterback, out of the top quarterbacks in this draft class, if any of them went to the Steelers, is it a bad move?
Rephrase that question for me. So what were you asking me?
If Pickett, Willis, Reader, or my man from Ole Miss, his name Corral. If any of those
I was
four,
going to say Coral.
Corral. If any of those four went to the Steelers last night, is that a bad pick?
Willis or Pickett, good pick. Anyone else, bad pick.
I disagree. I think they're all equal. No matter who they would have taken, it would have been the same value.
And if you watch back, because I watched back our live
picks.
stream, I watched back our live stream last night, and you guys were raving about Corral. Corral is a system quarterback, and you guys were raving, Lane Kiffin's system is so good in the SEC. That's why Ole Miss won the SEC. Corral is a high-end backup. So is Ridder. But Willis and Pickett are both have the capabilities to elevate themselves into starters. Are they starters now? Absolutely not. But both of those guys have the skill set to turn into.
Dad, why are you taking a guy at 20 if he's not a starter right now?
Because what else are you going to do? You're going to stick with Trubisky? If he sucks, you're screwed.
Jimmy G
Screw
for a
a
year.
season.
I mean, why do you need to go quarterback? That's why this is not.
They
that's
didn't
why
need to
even
go
this
quarterback.
debate
If I had 20.
is framed so incorrectly.
Who would
It
you
was
have
a bad
taken?
pick
Who would
to
you
go quarterback this year.
Who would you have taken at 20 if you were the Steelers?
I would have taken another receiver.
Literally anything other than quarterback.
Name one receiver. Yeah. Burks was off the board. Dotson was off the board. Olave, Wilson, London, they were all off the board. What receiver would you have taken at that point?
Sky Moore. I would have taken a Sky Moore.
Sky Moore's not going to be as good as Pickett. It's that simple. Pickett's going to, at the worst, Pickett's going to be a solid NFL quarterback
you're
going
just sort
forward.
of declaring these things, and it's sort of coming across as a credible argument. I mean, this is sort of.
Isn't that kind of point draft coverage?
You know, to just sort of declare this guy's not going to be as good as this guy. You're not God. I mean, these are not credible arguments.
Well, but
I can ask you this question. Hold on, Chad. Can I ask you this question? Would you pay $80,000 for a Toyota Camry?
No.
So
that's
why
what the Steelers did last night?
That's what the Steelers did.
If the Steelers took Sky Moore, they'd be paying $100,000 for it because Sky Moore's not as good as Pickett. So here's the whole thing, though, and this is kind of the point of draft coverage. Am I saying that one player is going to be better than the other? Yes, I am. But that's the whole point of draft coverage, right? Is you take a player that you believe in and go for it. Kenny Pickett's intelligence is better than any other quarterback in this year's draft. His footwork is better than any quarterback in this year's draft. Al, you mentioned it last night. Does he tend to force throws? Absolutely. But the reason I disagree with you is he's not trying to be a gunslinger. It's his, it's his reads. It's his, it's the ability to understand defenses that is going to be key. So
mediocre this year, Tad. If you look at the film,
that's what I just said. So if he goes to a good team with good coaching, which I mean, are any of you going to tell me the Steelers don't have good coaching?
Nick Benito to the
Hey,
Broncos.
Tad, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a difference between coaching and teaching. In college, they teach. In the pros, they coach. And coaching in the pros is legit this. Hey, you got to get your hand right there. Hey, your technique is a little bit sloppy. Hey, that's cover 2. How did you not see that read? If you're not going to get the read, guess what? We're going to replace you. You're asking the Steelers to be college coaches in the NFL, and that's not going to happen. That's the honest to God truth.
Is telling us that this
point.
quarterback class is not worth what.
I mean, that
Kenny
might
Pickett.
actually be the worst pick, in this year's draft when we look back upon it, because he's the best in all of those measurables against guys that are probably not going to be in the NFL in 30 months.
30 months. You think all these quarterbacks are going to be out of the league in 30 months?
Yeah, they might be third string somewhere, but I mean, I don't think that these guys are legit going to be impact players in the NFL.
Statistics tell us that one of these quarterbacks is going to have a career in the NFL.
Who's the most pro ready?
At least 2 of them do.
Who is the most pro ready? Who would you put on the field as a starter right now out of all these quarterbacks?
Pickett.
You can't say that if he can't recover.
I would actually say Corral, frankly.
I mean,
guys,
it's
not.
I don't
they're
know
not
what
going to be
say. If I
good,
keep
but I
saying
think
Pickett
he's
and
probably
you
the
keep
most
yelling at me
ready.
for saying Pickett. Like we can run. Here's my whole thing: is I think that Pickett is the smartest, the most pro-ready quarterback in this year's draft. I believe Willis is just behind him. I'm a big believer in both Pickett and Willis as developmental guys. I'm not saying day one they're going to be starters, but I think that
if you're looking at value at that position, Willis hasn't been taken.
But you honestly, well,
And
okay,
if
and that's
you're
fair.
saying
That's fair.
if
We're
Willis
talking
is
hindsight
just behind
2020
Pickett,
here, though.
then
We're talking. But
should've gone
if you're the
20
Steelers, if you're the Steelers and go, honestly, we have the ability to take a guy that we believe in at 20. Is he going to be there at 32? If I asked you at number 19 last year, is Pickett going to be there at 32? You might have said maybe. But if you really believe this is the guy to develop, then you got to go for it.
I agree with you there. If Pittsburgh's seeing something that we're not seeing,
Well, they obviously are. They made picks.
I hope so.
Let's move on. Let's move on from. Or go ahead, Alfred. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, like, the biggest thing that's killing your argument, Pat, is that you say that Pickett's the most pro ready, but he forces throw and he can't read coverage. That's the biggest.
I'm not saying he can't read coverage. I'm not.
But
saying
he struggles
can't
with
read
it, correct? You're saying he struggles with it, right?
Not struggles. That's what is one of his biggest inconsistencies. But look, like every quarterback you go through, unless he's an Andrew Luck, is going to have 2 or 3, areas where you X that out. Like, okay, we need to work on this. So if that's the areas, I can coach that. Or like you said, I can teach that. Okay, the Steelers don't want to be a teacher. The hell are you in coaching for? That's the whole point of coaching is to teach your players.
You offset those deficiencies, Ted, with some significant upside in other dimensions, and he doesn't have that. And
I
so
disagree. See, that's where I think.
Would you take Lamar or would you take Pickett?
I mean,
Lamar
that's
Jackson.
not fit.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, Lamb Jack.
Would you take Tom Brady or Mitchell Trubisky? Like that's the same thing. Like
No, it's not.
You're taking a known with an unknown. Like you're not. That's not a fair question. Of like, would you take the known thing where you know what you're getting, or would you take the unknown? Like
No. That's not what I'm saying. Like in the draft of 2019, like a bunch of teams passed on.
Okay,
on
so if
Lamar
you're
Jackson.
saying if Pickett and Lamar were in the same draft, would I take them?
Yeah.
Again, you're forcing me in an unfair position because we all know how Lamar turns out. So I'm going to look like an idiot for saying this. But if they were both draft prospects in the same year, I would take Kenny Pickett. I'm honestly saying that.
You'll pass on a Heisman Trophy winner?
Whoa. Here's the thing, because I know all these commenters are going to yell at me that Tad's an idiot, just like they did with the NFL mock draft that we did, by the way.
I love that you're sticking with it, man.
I'm sticking with it. Of course I am. But again, that's an unfair question because we know how Lamar Jackson is going to turn out. So you set me up to look like an idiot, but whatever. I'll swallow that pill. I know I'm right. I know I'm right with Kenny Pickett. You guys are going to see. In 5 years, I'm going to be laughing all the way.
I hope you are.
I hope so.
God,
I hope
so,
Pickett
too.
starts next year.
I hope you
so
either get
fucked.
the Pickett thing right, or you're gonna become Trump's campaign manager in
my
2024.
It's going to be the worst.
Like it's gonna be one of those two
I'm going
outcomes.
to hear the end of this till I die if I'm wrong. I'm riding this Pickett train right to hell, baby.
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
All right.
God, can you please
Second
look it
round
up?
just ended. We're now in the third round. Thoughts on the second round? We didn't really touch on too many of the picks during this, but it went kind of fast. But how do we feel about that second
Ryan,
round?
should I run through the second round real quick?
Yeah, run through it.
Please.
Yeah, run through
Okay.
it.
With the 33rd overall pick, the Buccaneers took Logan Hall, Houston defensive end. The next pick, the Green Bay Packers took Christian Watson, North Dakota State receiver. The Tennessee Titans took Roger McCreary, cornerback out of Auburn. The New York Jets, in one of the more surprising moves, took Breece Hall, running back out of Iowa State.
Mhm.
This is a good pick, unfortunately for me. The Houston Texans took Jalen Petrie, safety at Baylor. I'm going to need someone's help on this. The Atlanta Falcons took a defensive end at Penn State named Arnold. Anyone want to help me out here? Am I going to need to?
Is
I
it
don't know.
Akeleke?
I think so.
I'm going to go for it. Arnold Epideki.
Yeah, I think Ekaleki.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go with that. The Chicago Bears took Kyler Gordon, Washington corner. These are probably two of my favorite picks in the second round. The Seattle Seahawks back-to-back took Boye Mafe, the outside linebacker edge rusher out of Minnesota, and Kenneth Walker, the running back out of Michigan State, is now competing with Chris Carson and Rashad Penny. Andrew Booth Jr. is now a Minnesota Viking. Great pick there. Wendell Robinson, the Kentucky receiver, is a Giant. John Mitchie III, Alabama receiver, is a Texan. David Ajobo, of course, is a Baltimore Raven because they just get every good defensive player in every draft. Josh Paschal, Kentucky defensive end, is a Detroit Lion. Fedarian, did I do that right?
I think so.
Okay. Fedarian Mathis, Alabama defensive tackle, is a Commander. Jaquan Brisker, Penn State safety, is a Bear.
really does.
Whatever. Yeah. I'm doing the best I can.
No, I said just saying Commanders. It sounds weird.
Yeah.
You're doing
Oh
great.
yeah, no, it's so weird.
Yeah,
like
you're doing
it's
fantastic. Keep
well,
it-
it's
keep it
better.
up.
It's better than Guardians.
That's fair.
Yeah, right.
It's
Come on.
It's fair.
Commanders is pronounced Guardians.
That's the line of the night right there,
I'm
brother.
saying it's better than the Cleveland Guardians, the other mascot that got renamed. Oh, God, I can't win anything. Jaquan Brisker, Penn State safety, is a Chicago Bear. Alontae Taylor is the Tennessee cornerback selected by the New Orleans Saints. Tyquan Thornton, the Baylor receiver, in an interesting move, was selected by the New England Patriots. Cameron Jurgens, the Nebraska center, was selected by the Philadelphia Eagles. George Pickens is off the boards. He's a Pittsburgh Steeler. That is a very interesting pick there. Alec Pierce, the Cincinnati receiver, is a member of my Indianapolis Colts. Guy we were just talking about, Sky Moore, the wide receiver at Michigan, Western Michigan, is now a Kansas City Chief. Trey McBride, Colorado State tight end. My favorite tight end of the draft class is a Arizona Cardinals. Sam Williams, the outside linebacker in Ole Miss, is a Dallas Cowboy. Luke Decky.
Sounds right. Yeah.
All right, we'll go with it. Offensive tackle out of Central Michigan is a Buccaneer. Troy Anderson, a guy I was defending, is a Atlanta Falcon. Ed Ingram, LSU guard, is a Minnesota Viking. Cam Taylor-Britt, Nebraska safety, is with the Cincinnati Bengals. Drake Jackson slipped all the way to the end of the second round, but he is now a San Francisco 49er. Brian Cook, the safety at Cincinnati, is a Kansas City Chief. James Cook, we got back-to-back Cooks there. The Georgia running back is a Buffalo Bill, and to close us out,
Great pick.
Nick Bonito is a Denver Bronco, or as Ryan Daru likes to say, Bonita.
Yeah. Hey, it's perfect because we got Casa Bonita in Denver.
Bonita,
So it's a perfect fit.
Bonita.
I think it's a good. I think that was a good pick by the Broncos. Let's work backwards. I think it was a good pick to end out the second round. They need some edge rush help, obviously, and being in the AFC West with the quarterback play, and hopefully if they get Bradley Chubb back fully healthy this year and be able to have a rotation with Malik Reed and Benito, I think that's a solid pick for them. Any other head scratchers or good picks in that second round before we move on?
I
mean-
loved the Bills pick
Yeah,
of
James
James
Cook.
Cook. James Cook
Home
was
run.
my number 2 running back
around the
in
draft
the
session, you talked
assessment
about it, yeah.
after
Bob
Brees
Kenneth
Hall.
Walker?
And I think, ahead of Kenneth Walker. I loved the versatility of Cook, where, he was a home run guy. He could run in between the tackles, receive out of the backfield. And for what the Bills are looking for, obviously, you don't want Mr. Allen to be your leading rusher next year.
Yeah.
I think that could be the greatest value pick here in this round. I love Ojabo, with Baltimore, obviously, and the Seahawks are just making me scratch my head.
I
That's
love
my
what
You
summary.
don't like those back-to-back picks because I love them.
I like what the Chiefs are doing. The Chiefs are really
Yeah.
smart last night. They said, look, our secondary sucks. We're going to put all our money in our secondary. Hey, we also need a receiver. We could get a good receiver for a great value. We could actually play Toyota Camry price for a receiver and not overspend on them. And they went and got Sky Moore. I think Sky Moore, does he replace Tyreek? Not at all. But with the mad scientists there in Bieniemy, they'll put the ball in the hands. You got to remember, Hardman's still there and Smith-Schuster is also still there. So just adding Sky Moore.
Yep.
And yeah, so just adding Sky Moore I think it makes it better. And still, now they're still at the top of their division.
Yeah, they've drafted well. I hate saying it, but they have drafted very well.
Alfred, based on what you've seen out of the Chiefs right now, who do you like at the top of the AFC West today, right now, before the rest of the draft has been done? Do you still like the Chiefs at the top there? You like the Chargers? What are your thoughts?
The Chiefs. I said I like the Chiefs. The Chiefs, even with all the big moves, I still said that the Chiefs are at the top because at the end of the day, number 15 is still there, right? Andy Reid is still there. Bieniemy's still there. They as long as they click, you know what I mean. And they needed to fix their defense, and they fixed it. So Andy Reid ain't going nowhere. Pat Mahomes ain't going nowhere this year. So they were still at the top. Would it have been a battle? Yeah, but I think the Chiefs are separating themselves with this draft. If these players play well, they're separating themselves with the draft. Now they're pretty much saying, "Hold my beer. You guys still have to catch us."
Let me ask this. Going back to the James Cook pick, who I agree, Jamal, I think was a slam dunk pick by the Bills. And let's put a little fantasy spin on it, some fun. If you're in Dynasty like I am, a Dynasty draft, so you're just doing a rookie draft, who's your first back taken? Because obviously Breece Hall is the number one back, but being with the Jets, I mean, Cook might actually be the better fantasy play being in Buffalo, and depending how many touches he gets, because they don't really have a defined backfield. What do you guys think? Who do you go with in the Dynasty draft?
As the fantasy football, podcast with the LAFB network, I feel like this is my responsibility to take this first. I assume you're talking about which rookie running back to take first at this
Correct.
point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it is James Cook because you got to remember that who was it? It was it wasn't Singletary. It was the other running back with the Buffalo Bills. Zach Moss was a healthy scratch there. So despite them I think the Bills are so good. If that was any other team, that PR would have been awful. Of we have a capable running back that has a healthy scratch. So that running back situation is nowhere near figured out. So James Cook has the ability to take over as a starter at some point in the season. So I think that for now, you're exactly right that Breece Hall, while a very talented running back, I was texting my friend who was a Jets fan earlier tonight because he was like, why did we take him? That was stupid. We didn't need him. I was like, yeah, that's true. But you still got a good running back. But the problem is that's crowded. So I think that James Cook for now is the best running back to take there. But I will tell you a team to look out for. If the Cardinals get a mid to late round running back, he could end up overtaking that spot for James Conner. James Conner, I think, is one of the more overrated fantasy prospects going into the season. So look out for whoever. I fully expect the Cardinals to draft a running back to take over James Conner. But for now, James Cook is the top rookie running back by far.
There you go. Anyone else
Agreed.
comment? Yeah, I agree. I'm staying far away from Kenneth Walker, who I like Kenneth Walker, but not in Seattle.
He could get buried.
Not sharing a backfield with Drew Lock.
Well, not even that. With Kenneth Walker, I see him getting. It's the same thing that happened to Rashad Penny's career, where he gets buried for 2 or 3 years, and all of a sudden we're like, oh yeah, this is a guy because he has 5 good weeks, and then it's just I like
the challenge with Walker is playing for Michigan State is a different game than the NFL, and if you go watch Kenneth Walker's film, he was one of those guys that got better with touches. Yeah. He's like a volume shooter in the NBA. I gotta get run to be more effective. As he goes. He can't be one of these guys that just comes off the bench, takes 5 shots, make 4 of them, and has an impact.
He's not a Charbonnet.
He's not a Charbonnet. He needs touches to feel his way through a game and wear defenses down and get better. And, he's not going to get that in the modern NFL. And I think he's going to struggle with that sort of mindset adjustment that he's going to need to make.
100% agree. Reminds me of I'm not comping the players, but even sometimes like that vibe with even Saquon Barkley that he'll average 2 yards a carry. And then after 15 carries, he'll bust a 60-yarder. and everyone talked
Right.
about,
It's
oh,
that
he
one
played
big
good game,
play
but,
that
like,
makes him.
Yeah, he had 12 carries for 8 yards before that 60-yarder. I feel like Walker's going to have
But that's
that kind of-
exactly what Saquon was at Penn State
yeah,
too.
I know.
I mean, if
That's why I would
everyone,
never take a second.
you know,
That's a
and,
whole different.
you know, that epic Rose Bowl with SC and Penn State. I mean, he was amazing. He had 3 home run runs, but then SC shut him down for 3 quarters because it was the same situation.
This guy's got a
Bobby Tree
trees,
jersey,
yeah.
Tennessee.
That's awesome.
That is great.
All right, you guys want
Something
another
about
trivia
that one,
question
David.
while we're waiting for the
Yeah.
next pick?
I hate that one.
Yeah, give us a trivia, and then let's transition to some Chargers talk because it's coming up in like 4 picks. So, but yeah,
Okay,
trivia
this
first.
is a perfect trivia question transition into Chargers talk because this is also a TCU focused question. LaDainian Tomlinson was the highest drafted TCU player this century at number 5 in 2001. Who is the second highest drafted TCU player since 2000?
Hold for 1 second. I got to switch our Wi-Fi. So if you lose
You're
us
good.
for a
You're
second,
good.
we'll be right back.
All right. If we disconnect, I'll try to connect. Wow. Great pick there for the Titans. Nicholas Petit Ferrer. Damn it, Titans.
I'm trying to pace myself, man.
I'm so excited about.
I think
New
we're
York
back.
pizza.
You
All
see
right,
us?
yeah,
I'm
yep,
craving it.
you were
man.
coming through clear.
Cool. I was using hotspot data, and it just I went over my limit, so we had to switch.
Yeah,
over to
I'm
that.
not gonna lie, you guys were looking a little blurry there.
Okay, so
Yeah.
trivia question.
Well,
All
sorry,
right,
what
trivia
was the
question.
question?
So this is especially good switching into Chargers talk. So let's talk about Charger. LaDainian Tomlinson was the highest drafted TCU player this century at number 5 in 2001. Who is the second highest drafted TCU player since 2000?
You asked this question
Andy
last night.
Dalton.
What did I ask this one? I thought this
You
was off
did.
air.
It's
I thought
the
this was off
receiver.
air. I asked this.
I don't
Oh.
remember you asking
there
it
you
last
go.
night.
I was banking on that you guys would be too tired to remember.
It was the receiver.
Which
Right.
receiver though? We've had 2
don't-
receivers drafted.
I don't remember his name, but it was a receiver.
Doxson.
Nope, not Doxson. Which leaves?
Who's the other receiver from TCU that I'm drawing a blank? Oh, no, it's not the kid on the Eagles, right?
Yeah, it is. That's
Okay.
him. Yeah, Rager.
Rager, there we go, Jalen Rager.
Jalen Rager is the correct answer at number 20. Sorry, I lost my.
I thought Doxson went like 15 or 14.
So. Get this: Doxson went number 22. Jalen Rager went number 21.
okay.
Oh.
Now,
Because
bonus
Doxson was in
point
that. Remember, Doxson was in that draft class when like
with
3 or
Corey
4 of the
Coleman.
first round
Corey
receivers
Coleman.
were all just end up busting. It was like
Yep.
him. It was
It was
someone from
him,
Ole
Corey
Miss.
Coleman, and some other receiver.
Corey
A couple
Coleman.
Baylor guys in there too. I
Yeah, Corey
remember, yeah.
Coleman, and then who was the Ole Miss kid? Oh, what was his name?
It was the guy that broke his leg, right?
But yeah, they
No,
all just
what
ended
was
up
his
unfortunately
name?
having no good careers.
Was
Washington
it,
just
that,
went nuts.
was the dude from Cleveland also in that draft class?
Yeah,
Well,
Corey
that was
Coleman.
Coleman. Out of
Coleman.
Florida?
Yeah,
Corey
yeah.
Coleman.
This is gonna drive me
Yeah.
nuts. What's the Ole Miss guy? But anyway,
What
going
was,
into the
what
Chargers
was Andy
talk,
Dalton
though,
drafted?
Andy Dalton
What?
was the first round, first pick of the
Second
second round.
Oh,
At
okay.
TCU. But real quick, so LT was the Chargers' first round pick. Does anyone know the same year who was their second? Drew Brees was their second round pick, arguably the best back-to-back picks of
That was a great draft
class.
class.
Oh, man.
Like, could you imagine taking LT and Drew Brees back to back? Like, that's crazy.
I mean, you're talking about top 8
Yeah.
in both at each position. Top,
And
you
it's
know?
still
What,
wild
you
that
take 2
3 years
Hall of
later they
Famers
drafted
back to
Phillip
back?
Rivers.
That's insane. The probability of that, holy cow! You probably got a better
had-
shot.
Oh,
of getting hit by lightning.
guys, should we ask Jamal the Hall of Fame question I asked you guys last night?
Do it.
Go for it.
All right. Only 2 teams have drafted 2 Hall of Famers in the first round together. So only 2 teams have had 2 first round picks, and they've selected first ballot Hall of Famers. Name one of the teams.
You're talking all time, not like
All
1
time.
year, right?
Nope,
Yeah,
all-
yeah.
So
1
they
year?
they had 2 first-round picks in 1 year, and then both those first-round picks ended up being first ballot Hall of Famers.
Wow, that's a good question. Let me think here.
I again don't even remember the answer.
I think we were all just like so exhausted at that point. We were just like, I don't
I
care.
remember one.
Yeah, we'll go with exhausted. Let's go with that.
Yeah,
32 of
yeah,
everything is
exhausted.
too
Not
many.
the whiskey in the background had no factor.
Yeah, we'll just go with tired.
Mm.
Either one of you two.
Say the
have a
question one more
guess?
time. Say the question one more time, Todd.
Okay,
Even
so
though
I
we did
worded
yesterday.
I originally worded the question very terribly, so I'm trying to
remember it.
reword it on the fly. These 2 teams selected Hall of Famers with back-to-back first-round picks.
Okay,
That's the way to word it, right there.
Yeah, there you go.
got it. Okay, that makes sense.
These
Third time's
two
charm.
teams selected Hall of Famers back-to-back picks.
And not like 4 or 5, although one of these teams did, but like in the same first round.
Yeah. I don't remember. I still don't remember the answer.
I remember one of them. Can I say the one?
Yeah.
Go for it, Alfred. Yeah.
Sure, yeah, go for one.
The first one was Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay
Both the
selected Warren Sapp and Derek Brooks
Mm.
in the same first round.
Yeah, that's a good
I don't even remember that answer. Where was I?
I mean, you were sitting right there, man.
You guys are having a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll go.
Again,
go
let's go with that. Former Trojan just got taken.
So now this next team, the other team that selected Hall of Famers, actually selected them with back-to-back picks.
Back-to-back picks. Wow.
I'll give you guys 10 seconds.
It's probably got to be like the 85 Bears.
Not far
I
off.
mean, I remember the answer.
You
now,
are
so
very close.
I want to chime in.
The 70-something Bears.
Time. The Bears took Gale Sayers and Dick Buckus with
Oh,
back-to-back picks.
Wow.
Wait,
Solid
do you
draft.
remember? Do you have the year for what year were they drafted?
I will look that up very quickly.
77, I think, is what
77.
I think. Yeah. How do you feel about the Velas? You remember Velas Jones, right?
Oh, yeah.
Transfer from USC
Oh, Gale Sayers is dead. That's sad.
just recently, right? Didn't he just pass
Yeah,
away recently?
April of 2020.
Oh, he did?
1965
Wow.
draft.
Brian
Oh, wow.
Piccolo died a long time ago.
Hey, I'm
Yeah.
I'm sorry. ESPN has to do better with these highlights. They show
Yeah,
some
really.
bad highlights.
He had a real short career though.
He switched. We don't even mess with ESPN. He switched to NFL Network.
Oh, let me see if I can find it.
I mean,
They-
no one needs to be watching anything. They just need to be switching on LAFB Network. But I guess
That's
No,
true.
Velas was great, but he was sort of in a weird time. Honestly.
Yeah.
He was there was just so much depth of talent in front of him.
Yeah.
You when you talk about kind of Juju leaving, and then you got the wave with Brown and
Yeah.
and Vaughns
Does-
and Drake London and
does that pick seem high to you? Because he's essentially being drafted as a returner.
yeah,
Does a third rounder seem high for a returner?
yes,
Unless he's like Devin Hester,
Right.
which is obviously what they're probably hoping for.
You mean a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Hey, I will
Yeah.
say this. Because I know this is like a big issue in sports media nowadays. In situations like he was in, this is when the transfer portal works.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get buried 7 receivers in. Let
Yep.
me just get in the portal, find some place that's gonna take me and get an opportunity to play. You know what I mean? I
Oh,
do
yeah.
support the portal in that situation. Now,
He stayed
and,
at SC. He's not drafted in the third round today.
no, 100%. Now, Dart situation, that's just a coward move. He was afraid to compete.
100%. That's why I respect Miller Moss for staying around.
Yeah. Which didn't look bad on Saturday.
He looked good. I was talking to Jamal and Will about it, like texting. I was like, this guy could be probably a top 4 QB in the Pac-12
No
if he played
question.
elsewhere.
no question.
If he
Yeah.
did transfer to I mean, I know Jalen, what's his name, is still at ASU, but if he transferred to ASU or any of those other schools, Washington, he could be a top 4 QB. Let's ask this before we get to the Chargers. Are we going to see a Bruin finally taken in this round?
Yeah,
Got Sean Ryan. We got
Absolutely, you
Greg
got Sean
Dulcich.
Ryan, you got Greg Dulcich, and you
got to
got
go in the
Kyle
third
Phillips.
round, right?
Yeah,
And Kyle Phillips.
I mean, especially
Quentin
with
Blake, obviously, but he's not going to the third round.
especially with how Dulcich and Phillips performed during the All-Star circuit, you got to think there's some value here in the third
Can
round.
we see
for
one
sure.
of them go to the Chargers?
Kyle Phillips is still mocked in the
They do need some tight end depth.
Wild.
The tight end depth would make sense.
Like Dulcich to the Chargers? That could be. I know they signed.
How many tight ends have gone so far? Is Jelani?
Trey
I think
McBride.
only McBride, right?
I believe he's the only tight end.
I think only
Yeah.
McBride.
That's kind of incredible.
Yeah.
Especially because this tight end class is not bad. They're not great, but they're not terrible.
Yeah, no.
So only one quarterback has been taken. 3 running backs have been taken.
2 USC Trojans have been taken.
That's right.
There we go.
How many Bruins have been taken?
None
That's
so
what you're
far.
saying. We think
Yeah.
we think one finally goes here soon.
Oh man, that's so unfortunate.
Dulcich has gotta go in the- Dulcich has gotta go in
Man,
the 70s.
that's so unfortunate that no Bruins have been taken.
All right, guys.
Alfred, SC's got to get something in the pecking order, right? It's not as good a school. It doesn't have as good a
You know
medical
what
school.
could-
It's not. It's in a more dangerous neighborhood. It's not in a. It doesn't. It's
not
in a
as good
scandal
as a
every 3
school.
weeks. So you got to get.
Wait, hold on.
Not as good a basketball team. So you got to have at least
Here we
something,
go.
right?
There we go. I'm
Are you
ducking
talking
out of
about the, are you talking about the state-funded school in Beverly Hills that costs $1.49 to attend?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm talking about the school that's on the other side of Bel Air that's got an $8 billion endowment, if that's what you're referring to.
Yeah, well, you might want to look up SC's endowment, and you might want to
Yeah,
figure
no,
out
it's
who
the
owns
same,
downtown
Alfred.
LA.
We can do
No.
this all day long, brother. You don't know who you messing with here, Alfred. You don't know. Yeah. You really don't know. I
when
can do
you-
this all night, my friend.
When you
Both
guys
these
get your
schools
own
are very
colors, we
well
could talk.
endowed.
Did someone say $8 billion
I went to both
endowment?
schools,
I'm back.
Alfred. So
You said what?
I went to
Someone
both
say
schools.
$8 billion endowment because I'm back.
Yeah, Long Beach State had like a $300,000 endowment. So
Well, Jamal is here too. That was an unfair shot. I'm sorry, buddy.
I'm 5'8".
okay.
Ooh.
They get Cross and Lucas. That's actually kind of solid picks for Seattle there.
It's nice that they're finally investing in the.
Let's
Yeah.
trade our star quarterback and now we'll get
after-
offensive
yeah.
line. Now we'll invest in the
After
offensive
the
line.
line, where to go? 6'6".
So just real quick,
315.
going back to Greg Dulcich. Denver's in 3 picks. Denver traded Noah Fant to the Seahawks. Dulcich could be a fit for Denver right there.
What about Isaiah
They got
Likely there?
Albert Okwegwam,
Isaiah,
and then
Isaiah Likely is a better fit there, I think.
Dulcich.
Dulcich or Likely, either one.
Yeah.
But Dulcich,
Oh, okay,
I
you're saying
think
for the Broncos.
Dulcich is a better blocker than Likely. So I really, really like his fit there.
Yeah, because Albert Okwegwam is not like a. If I'm saying that right, is not a great blocker. He's more of a talented receiver type tight end.
Yeah,
Yeah,
agreed.
Albert O, as I call him, is a pure receiver. He's a glorified receiver rather than a tight end.
Yeah.
We're 32 picks out of the Rams pick, so I do feel like it's time that we have to check in with the Rams.
Yeah, let's check in. We're getting there.
Who do you think? Who do you think is number one first draft pick for the Rams? Like in terms of position.
Well, see, it's got to be how the board falls, right?
Yep, yeah.
Absolutely.
Corner O line is like the
Yeah.
the need.
But you probably want to go best available.
Yeah,
if
they might
there's
go-
a steal
they
to
might go
for
running
trade
back.
bait. Yeah.
Do you
I mean-
go Malik? Here's a hot take. Do you go Malik Willis as a
Yeah,
successor?
I was about to say that, Dad. Yeah.
Honestly, that's not a
Yeah,
bad pick.
yeah.
That's really not a bad pick.
Oh, what the?
Oh, who are
What's
the
your
Colts
team
taking
doing here, Tad?
Oh, please beat Malik Willis. Please beat
No,
Malik
it's a
Willis.
joke. Okay, whatever.
If it's Malik Willis, I'm gonna
Deontay,
lose my mind.
what do you think? Rams.
Here we go.
4 trade.
What the hell's going on here?
Jelani Woods.
There you
Oh,
go.
that's a pretty
We were
good pick,
talking
Tat.
tight
That's
end.
that. What do you think?
I like it a lot.
As the resident Colts fan, what do you think? I mean, I Woods, he was just it was unbelievable to watch him on film. I mean, the guy was 6'7". I mean, it was
I hope he's.
insane.
I wish he could wear number 0 in the pros. That's
And
Oh,
his
yeah,
hands
right.
are just like butter. I
Yeah.
mean, it just.
Can you do 0 in the pros?
I don't hate the pick. I really don't, but I wish we had taken Malik Willis there just as a successor to Matt Ryan. But, taking a tight end, you can't really count on Mo Alley Cox to be really that dependable. And we just lost Jack Doyle to retirement. So, you know what? Go for the tight end with pure athleticism.
try to depend on him to develop into a Dallas Clark type. I don't hate it. I wish we would have taken Willis there.
Some good weapons though for Matt Ryan.
Well, I think that's kind of the thing
is
line. I think they're full in on win now mode with Matt Ryan of like, if we're gonna do this thing, we're gonna do it all the way.
Yeah. So all right, going back to the Rams, Deontay, what do you think they're doing here in 30 picks? We're 30 picks away.
30 picks.
It's wild. The third round has like 60 picks in the third round.
Just so you guys know, the best available are Nakobe Dean, Malik Willis, Travis Jones, Desmond Ritter, Matt Corral, Sam Howell, Bernard Raymond is still there.
Desmond Ritter off the board with the
There
Falcons.
you
There we
go.
go.
Before
There we go. Perry
Before
Winfrey,
Corral.
Christian Harris, DeMarvin Leal, whatever. The Texas A&M defensive tackle, Cameron Thomas, and Leo Chenal. And, of course, Greg
man.
Dulcich.
Desmond Ritter to Drake London.
Get used to that.
Man.
Get used to that.
By the way, did you guys see what number Drake London picked?
What?
15, right?
Yeah. No, he picked number 5. He's number 5 with the Falcons.
Huh.
Interesting.
Honestly, it looks pretty sweet with their jersey. I like it. And
54
Trayvon Walker picked 44, which is fitting for such crap.
And counting. Oh no. Sorry, if you just
And that too,
Ritter.
yeah, it's an interesting.
I mean, let's if you're talking market value right there, like nobody's rating any of these quarterbacks.
I cannot believe
Except
Desmond
for
Ritter
Tad
ripped before
and the
football.
Steelers. The only people that think these are quality
Their
quarterbacks.
comp is the quarterback they already have on the roster.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Mariota comp.
That's amazing.
Who was
Hey.
benched by Arthur Smith.
Who?
Yeah, benched by Arthur
Hey,
Smith, but now they think he's a great fit.
Since this new CBA went in, what
Alfred, go for it.
Since the CBA went in, what quarterback? I don't know the answer. I want you guys to help me out. What quarterback has been drafted in the third round since this new CBA when they don't pay quarterbacks like Jamarcus Russell? Can you guys give me just in the
Russell
past?
Wilson was third round.
Yeah, Russ was.
I think Russell Wilson after the CBA or before? He was after.
He was before.
was
Oh, whoa!
before.
You're talking about the
It
CBA
was
with
before.
the rookie
That was
salary cap?
2011, right?
Yeah, with the rookie salary cap, he was before. I don't think any notable quarterback was selected in the third.
I just need one quarterback because I want to see what the I want to see what a third round contract is. Just name me somebody.
Gotcha. Let me look.
not even a starter,
CBA,
just
let
name me
me
someone.
look. 2019.
You said what?
You said you don't need a starter.
Yeah,
you
just
need
whoever
someone.
was drafted in the third round.
In the
Oh,
third
okay.
round.
I'm looking.
It doesn't even necessarily
Where
have
did
to be a
Davis Mills
quarterback.
go? Did Davis Mills go third round last year?
Yeah, I think so.
Or was he second? Check Davis Mills.
Yeah.
He was fringe second or third last year.
Drew Lock was second in 2019. No one went third. Will Greer was Will Greer, third rounder in 2019. Will Greer.
There you go.
Look him
Will
up.
All right.
Greer, West Virginia.
Was he the guy that got the scholarship from SC when he was in 8th grade? Was that him or was
Yes.
it Davis Mills?
It was Will Greer.
Yeah,
Greer?
it was Will Greer.
Are you sure? I thought it was Mills because then he switched to receiver.
I don't know the answer.
I got a scholarship in 8th grade. It was for like $25 to a Baskin Robbins.
They call those scholarships
awesome.
now.
Why is he so angry?
They call those scholarships
Why is
now
Desmond Ritter so angry?
in Nebraska. He was pumped when he got picked. So
Yeah.
he was excited then. So
All right, here we go. That's perfect. I'm glad you guys told me. I'm glad we found this. Right. So, third round pick. Their contract.
This is Will Greer's contract.
This is Will Greer's contract. 4 years, $3 million.
$750K.
His base salary is less than that. His base salary is $495.
Wow.
That's what's setting in. That's what's setting in for Desmond Ritter right now. He
Yeah.
was excited. He's like
$495,
He's like, I'm making-
$675, $850, but he got injured, and he's going to make $1 million with the Cowboys. No, he's an undrafted free agent, so he might. I don't know what they're going to do with him. So
Who are you talking about, Alfred? The undrafted free agent?
that was
Will Greer.
Will Greer. He's
Yeah.
He's not undrafted. He's not a restricted free agent. So $3 million, right, is what they have to pay a third round draft pick. So Desmond Ritter is going to get about $3 million. They're going to pay Kenny Pickett $34 million.
Is Kenny Pickett 11 and a half times better than Desmond Ritter?
We're not getting back into this.
No.
But that's
Guys, are we gonna keep
No,
doing
no,
this?
no, no,
Draft
no,
gigs?
no, I don't
I'll
want-
defend this till I die.
no.
Like,
I'm just
yes.
gonna stop it. No, I'm gonna stop it real quick. Just like I said earlier, would you pay $80,000 for a Camry? He said no. That's kind of what the
No,
that's a
specs
great
of the
point,
Steelers
Alfred.
made.
Guys, at
John
certain
West
point,
cameo.
at certain points, it's difference of opinion. I don't think it's Camry. You think it's Camry.
All right.
Like,
Neither here nor there.
Well,
yeah.
Kias are nice now. You bite your tongue.
Yeah.
That Telluride is badass. I want that.
No, I want to ask a more interesting and correct question, by the way. Jamal, why is Nakobe Dean slipping?
He's
Well,
a linebacker.
Look, I think it's
Christian
part of
Harris
what we
went off
talked
board.
about is, trying to find a position. And I think part of it is a little bit of the Nakobe Dean is sort of on the defensive side, almost like a quarterback of a national championship team. And you don't know how much he was responsible for the success, or was the success a product of who he was around?
Mhm.
That's kind of the one common denominator in the NFL, right? All these great quarterbacks from these great college teams never have really panned out in the NFL because they haven't had to, be great to that next level. And I think there's some question here about Dean and what exactly is cause and what exactly is effect. Was Dean the quarterback of the greatest defense in college football history the last 20 years? Or was Dean the byproduct of the greatest college defense in the last 20
Tua
years?
Tagovailoa is a perfect example of that.
Guys like this slip because of something we don't know. I think.
Yes.
I think there's
Yeah,
something
also
out
fair.
there
Yep.
that teams know that we're not aware of.
There might be something also on the personal side that we don't.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
I think
when they do that
yeah.
when they do that full intensive FBI investigation, there might be something on the personal side that we don't know. No, they do. They hire the
No,
FBI.
I know.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I had a
You know,
friend
we
who worked for
also-
the Rams, back when they were in St. Louis, and they literally hired a PI to follow Tavon Austin's family, and the PI was turned around because he was stopped by a gang.
Yeah,
I'm not
you
even
also
kidding.
don't
Like,
know how
that's-
he interviewed.
They sold
You don't know how he interviewed. You know what I mean? You don't know.
No,
You don't know
you're
what
absolutely
people
right.
said about him. Like,
The Wonderlic.
Do you guys
Real,
want
hey,
to
real quick, we got to go back to Deontay because we never got his answer. What are the Rams taking, and what position wise you think?
No, you know what? Best available.
You're looking tired over there, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's hitting me
Or
right.
you're that.
Yeah,
You're that
he's like-
in that
No,
in between.
Listen, I had the girls last night.
His daughters, by the way, not
Yeah.
just like a.
Yeah.
no,
We got to
it's
Vegas,
contextualize
it's
the Vegas story.
No, exactly.
Good conversation.
He was with the daughters.
Exactly. I gotta
Woo!
talk back in. I'm in
We
Vegas
might have
right
to
now.
character interview
Exactly.
Deontay before
Yeah,
right after Dean.
that could have been
I was
dangerous.
at home with my two daughters, and they're sick.
There we go.
So I did that. I had a few drinks last night. I had to wake up this morning at 4 to get ready, catch my flight. Got out here, and it's just been nonstop.
You're here,
No,
baby.
no, for sure,
Yeah.
man.
I'm
Thank
hitting
God-
a roadblock right now, but so far so good.
We're gonna get
man.
some pizza in you. You'll be a new man.
Exactly.
New
Best,
man.
you know
Now we
what,
put
best
that
available.
We're
clarification
going to
on it.
secret pizza after this.
Exactly. Best available that's on the board.
Best
man.
available. I think that's
because
the
the Rams, you just can't tell me missing link that they still have right now with the current staff, and just why they can't run it back. Like where are they faltering at? What needs improvement? I mean,
I'd probably take a
Just-
flyer on the secondary, but
secondary, yeah.
we
But
need to
I-
rush
you know what?
in.
Yeah,
Russian-
Ryan,
Russian,
yeah.
Ryan, something
you
I wanted
know-
to talk to you about watching the live stream back again earlier today. I was shocked at you and Brittany talking about Taylor Rapp taking a step back because I am still a believer in him. So I was shocked that you guys were like, no, he's done.
Well, I think we
Is
just
that me?
maybe it was me. I think just Nick Scott proved that he took his job. Like Nick Scott was so good in the playoffs when he became the starter, and you have Nick Scott and Jordan Fuller. I think, and Taylor Rapp though is still going to be a pivotal piece. I just don't think he's your starting too high safety. He's more of a box safety that comes in on certain situations. I think is what they want.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
Even in that, he did. I like Taylor Rapp a lot. I think he's the best hitter in that secondary. But he failed in coverage, and he also failed to kind of protect the box.
Well, and it
So-
tells you their confidence in him when he was coming back from
Yeah.
injury, and they went and signed Eric Weddle off the couch to play with Nick Scott instead of saying, "Yeah, we trust Taylor Rapp on the back end with Nick Scott."
Yeah.
So I think that tells you what you need to know, kind of how they feel about him as a starter, not as a role positional player, but
Yeah, I mean, from the secondary, they expect so much they have such high expectations for everybody in that secondary, and if he's not hitting that benchmark, they're finding somebody else.
You know what? I think Jalen Ramsey has a lot to say, and
they got in a spat.
His
They got in a bit of
opinion in the secondary, and him and if you look at film, him and Taylor Rapp do not mesh. If you look at the film, there's been a lot of encounters between him and Taylor Rapp, whether it's just on different pages as far as coverage, but I really see, like you said, Eric Weddle, when he stepped in and just the role he was able to just step in and provide as far as communication with him and Jalen, it was a much better scheme that they had going on. So,
well, and the thing that I observed about Jalen Ramsey is that he is the most competitive guy, even in a training camp situation. Like coaches tell you to swat at the ball as a defender. He's
another great pick by Baltimore, by the way. But sorry,
Travis Jones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Naturally.
Jalen Ramsey constantly swatting at that ball.
Yeah.
Some guys will do it. Some they'll do it in half like, and that's what Jalen Ramsey wants to see. And Taylor Rapp doesn't bring that.
Yeah.
He wants competitive toughness,
which is what Nick Scott brought.
Yeah.
Like you said, to bring Taylor Rapp in the box and to stop the run, I like his run stopping ability. His coverage though is suspect, and Jalen Ramsey that's what he's big on, and it's evident when you see the miscommunication between them, and then just the body language and just what's going on in Jalen Ramsey's head. He's not the best coverage guy. I really like Nick Scott. Nick Scott brings, the best of both worlds.
Mm-hmm.
He'll come up, he'll make the hit. He's good in coverage, and I really like Nick Scott. And just like you said, get Fuller back and healthy. Like I said, I think they go with the best available, just because as far as defense, what they got going on offense, it's just whoever they can bring to the team to add to what's already established.
It's wild to think that going into next year, the Rams could have starting safeties drafted in the 6th and 7th round if they go with Nick Scott and Jordan Fuller.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys draft well with a few draft picks. You
That's
have
some value right there.
No doubt.
My next question for you, people who follow the Rams a little closer than I do, which ever since they lost St. Louis, not very hard.
They took a tackle.
It was a dream come true for me.
They took a tackle.
Really fall on him.
That's the dude who was a tight end. That's a good pick. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Great pick. No.
How behind is your stream?
I will. I'm about like 40%. I'm about 40 seconds.
No, I love it.
That dude's gonna be really good.
Yes,
that dude's gonna be really, really good.
That's the
guy I took in the mock draft in the first round.
So that was a guy that a lot of people had the Colts taking in the 2nd round. They took him in the 2nd round. I don't love that because he's a project, right? His strength, his you can tell his natural instinct is really there, but he's a project. It takes a lot of skill development to really turn him into a solid full-time starter. But in the 3rd round, that's all you can really ask for in the 3rd round. So,
those that don't know, we're talking about Bernard Raymond drafted.
The Indianapolis Colts just took Bernard Raymond, offensive tackle at Central Michigan. Let me look up my Pro Bowl, my Senior Bowl notes on him if I have any. So he is 6'7", 305 pounds. Obviously, massive frame is enough to get him drafted. Called that. Absolutely love this guy. He has great strength, great instincts, but he just needs to work on his lateral quickness. So I think as a day one guard, he can be there. But as a future tackle, he definitely has that promise. Like I said, it just takes that skill development. So as a 3rd round developmental player, I absolutely love this guy. I'm telling you guys, Will Decker's not here.
On the screen right now.
I got you.
On the screen right now, NFL Network.
He just buys
3 quarterbacks still on the board as Daniel Jeremiah's top 100, and then Greg Dulcich right there after.
Okay, so let me ask you guys this: 2 questions back to back. Partially because I need to get up and grab another drink. First off, loss of Von Miller. How are the Rams going to deal with that? Is that going to be a big deal for the Rams? Second off, if a
quarterback, Malik Willis or some other quarterback that you believe in is available when they're on the clock, do you go quarterback to find a successor for Matt Stafford, or
No.
are you going to wait for him? Discuss. I'll be right back.
No. So
Quarterback question, no. Yeah, we can all just say no to that.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
not
that's
at
right
all.
up. They're gonna trade back if they don't like somebody at 104.
Yeah.
They're not gonna.
Stafford's playing 6 more years. Like, dude, no
I
reason
mean,
to draft a quarterback.
Saying best player available is also caveat with also like somebody that they like. So like the best player available might be a quarterback. They're not going to draft a
Yeah,
quarterback.
I mean, they took
Yeah.
Tutu last year, second round.
So if you look at how the Rams have continued to team build throughout the season, particularly last season, they added Odell Beckham.
And after your thought, we got the Chargers next, so we'll get into that.
They added Odell Beckham halfway through the season. They added Von Miller halfway through the season. So the team building does not stop tomorrow or the day after that.
Yeah,
They're going to continue on into September, October, November. They're going to add the pieces that they need to add, or that they can go ahead and get when they can get them.
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah.
And if there's an edge rusher that is there at 104, I think that's definitely a thought. Like Jamal and me were saying, I think O-line and corner is the biggest need. But they'll take just who they like the best sitting there. And apparently they liked
But I do
the
think
kid out of Chattanooga that the Patriots took in the first round. So unfortunately, he won't be there.
and if there's another receiver,
Cold strange.
probably not 100,
Strange Patriots on strange.
maybe not 100.
So let's
pound,
shift real quick to the Chargers who pick next. I got 2 thoughts before I turn over to you guys. One, I'm a Chargers fan. I'm real bummed that Bernard Raymond went 2 picks before, because I mean they still kind of need to solidify that right tackle, and that was a player that they could develop into that. And then my other thought is I'm guessing, there could be Sean Ryan, could be Kellen Day. I always say it wrong. Daesh out of Arizona State. But I think defensive back is also another. Brandon Staley loves defensive backs. You sign J.C. Jackson, obviously in free agency, and then you draft Tony Samuel Jr. last year. They seem to be ready to move on from Michael Davis after this season. So I think you're going to see either a tackle go here or a defensive back. It's probably the pick is what it's going to be, in my opinion. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts. I know it's basically all Rams guys over here now.
No, it makes sense. I mean, I think I really like Sean Ryan here, and
I wish, yeah.
I'm not putting on the homer cap, but I think it'd be a really nice fit. I could see them, do something. I mean, we talked a lot about, Chargers and having kind of the home run capability, but maybe needing a slot guy. And
they need that too, yeah.
And there could be some movement on that.
Is it a stretch of Kyle Phillips?
Well, that's I mean, I'm gonna put in the Kyle Phillips plug. I think if we're talking value at 79, I think that could be just a staggeringly high value pick. I mean, considering what Phillips did this season over the course of his career, and again during the circuit. So I think that could be a real fit.
I just dropped in, but have you guys discussed the possibility of tight end here? Dulcich.
We've been talking about kind of the UCLA guys here. Tad, Dulcich, even Phillips at the slot, and we talked about Sean Ryan earlier. So obviously, from an LAFB perspective, we'd love nothing more than a UCLA guy getting drafted here.
But it's interesting because Herbert hasn't leaned on tight ends heavily since he's come into the NFL. But I think that's more of lack of talent at tight end rather than his lack of favor for the position. If that makes any sense.
And they did sign former Ram and Seahawk last year.
One of my favorite signings of the offseason.
They do have Gerald Everett. Give me some defensive back names that could go here. I'm trying to think of who has not been taking it.
Hold on.
I just have a feeling it's going to be a corner for some reason.
I mean, I highlighted the guy from Alabama, Jalen Armour.
Yes, that's right.
Kobe Bryant is an excellent corner.
Kobe Bryant,
would be
wow.
fun.
That's a huge one. Yeah,
that's really
that would be a home run. Yeah,
Pick
great call there, Tad.
So should be coming up soon. But what are we going with? Who's going with? You don't have to say player, but position wise, who are we going? I'm gonna go DB. I think we go.
I'm gonna say Dulcich.
I'm gonna go tight end. I have a feeling it's gonna be a tight end here.
Skinny T.
Corner
as well.
Yeah.
So you guys are going corner, not safety.
Wait, they lost two linebackers. Have they drafted a linebacker yet?
No. That's another need. But
Kobe Dean.
Ask Staley.
Dude, if Curtis got Kobe Dean here, that might be the pick of the draft.
That would be.
Yeah, I mean,
That'd be. I mean,
At
but again,
79.
He's not going to do it.
but again, with having, I'm not saying he's not better than these two guys, but they already have a guy in Kenneth Murray who they can't figure his position out. So now you're going to draft another
Yeah, no, that's
linebacker. that you
fair.
But
can't
that's
really have
Kenneth
a
Murray's a
position.
size issue. That's not, N'Kobe D is a size issue. It's a skill issue.
I want to read a scouting report on the Kobe if y'all don't mind. Just his weaknesses. It says his instincts and play diagnosis are just average. Triggers on an incomplete read. Tardy responses allow climbing blocks and chances. Can be swallowed up when lingering on second level. Traffic seems to find him in lateral pursuit. Average stopping power and length are as an open field tackler. Inconsistent to body up and finish.
I agree with all that except for his instincts. His instincts is
Yeah.
actually why I like
Well,
him.
body up and finish is a big one.
That's fair. So that's why I think his versatility as an outside linebacker is a little
Loves, yeah.
limited.
So, Chart, if you guys, since your stream's like a 3 minutes behind, Charters went JT Woods, safety out of Baylor.
Yeah.
Is he one of their speedy guys? Is he one of their track stars?
I think I have notes on him. Let me look him up.
Yes, he's got great closing speed. He had, I believe, 8 picks this year in the college football season. Really, this is a very high value pick.
I mean, I love safeties. Safeties are often underrated, often underdrafted.
We had him.
And they took
We
Webb
had him
last year
kind
in
of
the seventh.
top five safeties.
Wow.
So this is a value pick.
Okay,
for sure.
so here are my notes from the Senior Bowl with JT Woods. 6'2", 190 pounds, absolute freak athlete, great explosiveness, really good coverage skills. However, he can be a bit too aggressive. He's a sucker for that double move. So this is why he's a safety, not a corner, because they get a good hip move on him. You're gonna lose him instantly. So however, he also needs to learn how to take better angles. I'm a little concerned about, when he gets beat on that deep route, how can he recover? So
right.
For a 3rd round pick, not terrible.
High risk, high reward. Ted.
Exactly.
He played very high risk, high reward football.
Exactly what I said with Raven. Good athlete. You got to develop those skills a little bit.
Greg Dulcich to the Broncos.
I called that. I'm on one.
Oh, love it. Oh, I love this pick.
6'4",
Love it.
240
Love it
pick.
for Russell Wilson.
There goes Dolly. First Bruin taken.
Also,
This is a great pick for Broncos.
this just shows you how tired I was when I was taking my Senior Bowl notes. My last note with JT Woods. There's a lot to build on there, but you can build on it.
Nice.
Love it.
Late night nuts.
That's a Yogi Berra-ism
was-
there, Ted.
That was a note definitely taken at midnight right before I went to bed.
Is Dulcich more of a threat as a pass catcher or in blocking?
He's both.
He's
a
both.
true tight
He's
end.
both.
Okay,
He's a
so
true tight
here's
end.
why he went before a guy like Likely, because Likely is not a good blocker at all. Dulcich is the best. I won't say the best, but he is among the best blocking tight ends that can also double as a receiver threat. So that dual kind of
He's a true
utility.
tight end.
No doubt.
Yes,
This is a
exactly.
great-
I think
Yeah.
the
guys
Broncos
like
got the best
Likely.
tight end in the draft.
Yeah, I do too. And
At
not
80.
pair that with Alberto and
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Russell
And not
Wilson,
not saying that they're comparable. Not
Sure.
saying that they're going to be the same player, but guys like Isaiah Likely out of Coastal Carolina reminds me a lot of Kyle Pitts. Can Kyle Pitts block? Hell no. Like Kyle Pitts literally just goes,
He's a receiver.
and then just runs off, and that's
Fair.
all
That's a
the
good
blocking he does. Same deal with Likely. With Dulcich, this dude is not afraid to be physical. I love this dude's physicality, his personality. He is going to be a great fit for this Broncos team.
Well, I mean, he can catch the ball at all 3 levels. He's a phenomenal
Yep.
blocker. And, he was a
just
premier
aggressive. I love
target
his
in the
aggressiveness.
Chip Kelly system the last 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, he
well, in reality, Jamal, he could have been targeted more.
absolutely, and that was the big gripe with
Because people will
with
look at his numbers like,
UCLA
oh,
offense.
600 yards. Dude could have put up 1,300 if
Oh,
he got
no,
10
absolutely.
targets a game.
No question about it.
Giants pick Flat, and Flat's the
Hate that pick. That's a stupid pick.
It's a little early, but I think Flat was the guy that was doing the work when he had the shutdown corner on the other side. And
The Giants have sort of it's called regression back to the mean. They had 2 great picks
Yeah.
at 5 and 7, and now they're kind of becoming the Giants again. So
The ghost of
Well,
Gettleman.
and that was everyone last night was like, wow, the Giants really won this. I'm like, it's very hard not to win the draft when you have 5 and 7.
Yeah.
Well,
but-
just ask the Raiders, who had 3
Yeah.
first-round picks and didn't re-sign any of them
No,
today.
it's true.
Jesus.
So you bring up the Raiders. The AFC West is having a really good draft.
Yeah.
Except for maybe
Yeah,
the Raiders.
yeah, they are.
the AFC West
Yeah.
is having a good everything.
I know. You're adding strength.
We got Russell Wilson.
Oh my
Like
God.
Chargers are doing good. Chiefs are knocking out of the park. The Broncos 2 picks. Didn't have a first or
I'm
they-
telling you, the Broncos pick at 80
Yeah.
with Dulcich. Oh
Well, and
my
Benito
goodness.
and Dulcich. I mean, those
Oh
are 2
my
great
God,
picks
Benito
for
and
the Broncos.
Dulcich. Holy cow!
This is a bit of a reach.
Ryan
here.
Dyrud
This
is
high.
a happy man.
Yeah.
D'Angelo Malone going 82.
Yeah. You did a profile on D'Angelo Malone and projected him potentially in like the 5th to the Rams. Yeah.
I thought he would go 4th round. I thought he would even end up at the end of the 3rd round. And like
D'Angelo Malone's interesting because he was a guy that like lit the college football on fire his freshman year and then just kind of like
yeah.
disappeared a little bit and ended up playing
He had
all
solid-
4 years.
He had a solid production, but
I still like Malik Willis at 84 with the Steelers. I still like it.
Why not Philly? Have him go compete in there with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, why would Philly do it? All right, hold on. I need to look at who's up next.
I think at this point you got to do
We
it.
just want
you know?
chaos.
you got to take quarterbacks here just so you can.
Let's put a bow on Chargers real quick, just since we kind of talked fairly quickly. But overall, I
Great
think we
pick.
all like the JT Woods.
JT
pick.
Woods is a
Dude,
good pick.
Chargers
You
are
have
having
Sherwin
Chargers
James,
are
and
having
you
an
have-
A+ draft so far.
Yeah, you have
Yeah,
Nasir
for
Adderley,
sure.
who's unfortunately just can't really stay healthy, and just with Brandon Staley's scheme, you can easily use 3 safeties. So,
Absolutely, and JT Woods is a primetime player. I agree with Tad. You know, a little bit undisciplined. He kind of he's a little too pick hungry.
Yeah.
But that's fixable.
100%.
Right.
So-
Exactly. If you get a guy who is coachable in the 3rd round, that's a pretty good pick right there because I'm sorry, Al, but that's the whole point of coaching is to teach a player how to improve. To teach is the point of coaching. So if you can teach a guy how to correct his mistakes, go for it in the 2nd or 3rd round. Like I don't want to have to teach my first rounder. So I think that having a coachable safety. Come on, man. I'm trying to get through my pick here. Having a coachable safety in the 3rd round, 100% an awesome pick.
You know what I
especially after
love
having a great first
about
rounder like
this
Zion
this
Johnson.
teaching versus coaching conversation is
Semantics.
that Tad is a teacher
I am,
and Alfred is a coach.
Yeah,
and the fact and they're arguing over what is coaching versus teaching.
And we're
I love that.
And we're journalists.
That's
so we get
fantastic.
to
That's
pick.
that's
I used to-
absolutely
hey, I used to
outstanding.
be a journalist. Some would argue I still am, but whatever. Oh man. All right. Do you guys want another trivia question, by the way?
Yes, let's do it.
All right. How many quarterbacks went before Hall of Famer Dan Marino?
5.
Oh, damn it, Ryan.
Come on. It's my draft. John Elway. Come on.
Yes, sir. Can
We need
name the
another
five?
loaded
Let's
quarterback
try to
draft
name
like
him,
that.
yeah.
Can you name the 5?
Let's try to name him. So Elway went first.
Elway,
This I do not
Um,
have, so I don't know.
Blackledge,
Todd Blackledge. Was he the
Kelly.
next one?
Kelly,
Jim Kelly, Blackledge,
Um,
Elway,
this is 83.
Eason.
Eason. Yep.
So that's
That's
Mer-
4.
That's 4.
Easton Stick.
Well, plus Marino, that's 5. So we're
Eason-
missing
Who
1.
said Eason Stick?
I did.
Someone needs to look it
Oh,
up.
God, who is it?
Someone look up the 83 draft.
I'm on
Jacob Eason.
Yeah, no, we said Eason.
Eason, yeah. Not Jacob Eason.
Not
but
Eason. Yeah, but
I can't remember the 6th.
All right, you guys are 83 draft, 1st round. Elway,
Yeah.
Dickerson,
Okay.
the other Kurt Warner,
Oh, so Dickerson didn't go first overall.
2nd.
Oh, wow.
I forgot Dickerson was an 83. That's a
yeah.
damn
I
good
mean,
draft
my
class.
God, 83 draft class.
Denver
Holy cow.
picked Chris.
Did you guys
Hinton,
ever watch that 30
He's
for
actually a
30?
very
That
good
was a
offensive
Yeah, that
great
was great.
That was an amazing 30 for 30.
Billy Ray Smith, Jimbo Covert.
Just give us the quarterbacks.
Sorry.
Yeah, let's.
Jeez,
Come on.
Legacy, good grief.
Blackledge, okay.
Blackledge, yeah, that we said.
Kelly,
Yeah.
Eason,
That. Kelly, Eason,
Eason.
we said all that. Yeah.
Who are we missing?
Show hidden.
And
And O'Brien.
Ken
Oh,
that's 4.
To the
We
Jets,
should have been
right?
better than that.
Oh,
That's
he's-
the
that's
Jets.
terrible.
He's the 3rd best court. 4th.
That's terrible. We could have been better than that.
Yeah,
Damn.
we're better than that.
All right,
I'm-
you
I'm
guys ready for
shitting.
this one? This is another one I think might be a little tougher.
I'm sort of blinded by the suit right now, the Eagles selection, but
Oh,
yes.
good lord. All right, Elvis, I
Who is
see.
that guy? Great beard.
Yeah.
Who is the last defensive player taken number 1 overall to be inducted in the Hall of Fame?
Oof.
Charles Woodson.
Nope.
Ooh, good guess though.
It's Charles Woodson.
It might be Charles Woodson. This might have been a dated question where I got this from. Was Charles Woodson number 1 overall?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, it was Charles Woodson.
Yeah.
Who
yeah,
before,
yeah.
who before Charles Woodson was the first?
Who was the last
Like
one
nobody
before?
else was even like eligible for the Hall of Fame, and then Woodson went number one.
There goes
Kobe
the Kobe
Dean
Dean.
comes
The
off the
Kobe
board.
Dean to Philly,
Damn it.
5'11" and a
5'11".
quarter.
No. Charles Woodson was
player
selected
comp
as
fund.
the
That's
fourth
I was
overall
about
pick
to
in
say. He's the
1998.
first guy that doesn't have a player comp on the NFL Network.
because they don't know what position.
Al, you were
Yeah.
wrong. Charles Woodson
Alex,
was
to
the
your
fourth
point,
overall
where
pick.
it's they don't have a position for him.
They,
So there's no comp.
he's a tweener. They don't know where they're going to put him.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
He's like, who was that former Ram? Mark Barron. It's like
Mm.
Mark Barron.
Oh wow.
But Mark Barron was good
He's a
though.
Buccaneer first.
Mark Barron though was able to play linebacker and safety. He did
Oh, he
both
was
of them
solid,
really
yeah,
well.
but he was that
Yeah.
Queen.
He was not able to play. Like
was that real
he
Peppers-
played
Peppers
both. He
type.
was not able to play both.
Who was it?
Queen the Kobe
Mark
Dean.
Barron,
That's
dude.
gonna be the new nickname.
Nakobe
Mark
Twin
Barron wasn't
Dean.
able to play both.
No. Mark
Oh,
Barron was a shit
man.
linebacker.
Oh,
Queen
my.
Dean.
Right. That's why Mark Barron's still playing, right?
All right, you guys, I'm gonna head out.
Enough of Tad.
Alfred's
Oh,
about
man.
done with his nonsense.
Alfred is like, I'm
Alfred's
done,
gonna
guys.
cancel the podcast. He's like, hey, I'm done
Yeah.
with Salute to Troy too. Like,
Yeah, I'm out. Alfred, by the way, shout out to you. Absolutely outstanding job on Salute to Troy, the first few episodes. Really terrific.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Yeah, good stuff. You and Phil are doing something great. so-
Absolutely. Terrific, man.
Are you actually heading out, or were you just
I was
joking?
about to say, was that a
I,
joke?
I-
or you
I was
actually-
I was just joking. I was just
Okay.
joking.
All right. So for the record, Charles Woodson's not correct answer. He was selected 4th overall.
How many
Really? Okay.
picks does everybody?
According to his
say about the
Wikipedia
clap
page,
pat each other on the
Woodson
back?
declared his eligibility for the NFL draft, blah, 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 and was selected as the 4th overall pick in the 1998 draft by the Oakland Raiders. So my fact was not wrong. Al's wrong. Who was, and I will repeat the question,
I want to see you guys at a bar
who
together.
was I don't. Who was the last defensive player taken number 1 overall to be inducted in the Pro Football Hall of Fame?
Hall of Fame.
Reggie White.
Nope.
Did Warren Sapp go 1 overall?
Nope.
Bruce Allen.
Nope.
Oh, Bruce Smith.
Bruce Smith. That's what I meant. I'm sorry.
There we go.
Bruce
Bruce
Smith.
Smith.
Nice.
I said Bruce Allen. I'm sorry. Bruce Smith.
You did that
Bruce
last
Allen,
night too. Who
former-
was it? It was
Josh
the
Freeman.
Josh Freeman question.
Josh
Yeah, that
Freeman.
was
I said
awesome.
Josh Johnson.
And when you say was it Josh Johnson, you said something. I was like, oh, he has the right
Come
guy
on,
in
Malik
mind.
Willis.
It's like,
Come on, Malik Willis. Give it to me.
why would they go?
Give
Malik?
it to
they
me.
took Kenny
84th
Pickett last
pick. Come on,
night.
Troy Vincent. Come on. You're wearing my shirt. Come on, Troy Vincent.
Where, are you still talking about the Steelers, or am I this far behind?
DeMarvin Leal.
Yeah.
Marvin
why
Leal,
it's a
so
tongue twister
defensive
because of
tackle
it.
at
Marvin
Texas
Leal.
A&M. I am so torn on this guy. He is a
Winner.
great athlete, but his technique is absolute shit. Like, this is a guy that should be way better than he is. I think he is the prototypical, you draft him because he's an athlete, and he ends up sucking.
That's how you really feel.
His film it was absolutely outstanding in terms of just explosive plays and sort of ability to get to the quarterback. But yeah, there's a lot to clean up there. But again, at 3rd round,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that the upside is just tremendously high.
And Pittsburgh seems to
Interesting
do
that
a pretty
he's-
good job
Yep.
with their defensive players.
Yeah, because Pittsburgh are great coaches and not teachers. So
Jamal, Jamal, I'll be interested to hear your thoughts on this. Interesting that he's listed as a D end because I only saw him as a D tackle with the tape I watched.
well, the NFL Network has him as D tackle. ESPN
Yeah.
has him as DN.
yeah,
You-
ESPN's really
you-
struggling.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's D tackle for sure.
Yeah, no, that's why I was
ESPN
saying interesting because he's a D tackle. Yeah,
ESPN's credibility is really, really falling.
Yeah,
like, in
for
the last
sure.
year. It's getting bad.
the only reason I have ESPN on is because I have Fubo and NFL Network is not on Fubo.
Shame.
Yep, yeah,
How do you like Fubo?
it's pretty good honestly for the price. It's better than paying for cable.
There you go.
I just got a text message from ESPN. They offered me a job. I don't know if that makes better credibility.
Just went down.
You can learn a lot of stuff from Schefter.
Donnie Osmond.
Schefter, I think Schefter sleeps like 3 hours
Donnie
a night.
Osmond.
Dude, for real.
Yeah.
Well, if Schefter keeps tweeting out all these dumb tweets, he's not going anywhere.
Marcus Jones, another Patriots pick. Ball skills. Wide receiver, CB returner. All right, a lot of options there.
5'8", 5'8",
Kind of a
174.
classic. This is sort of a classic Belichick pick, right? Like you start him off in special teams.
Yeah.
And then he's in a bunch of different sort of packages, and then he sort of works his way up the organizational food chain. So this seems classic Belichick third round.
Have you ever seen a sexier CVS than that one right there?
No, I have not.
That
I
isn't-
mean,
yeah.
yeah, that's facing the Bellagio water fountain. That's
Wow.
I mean,
That's some high quality real estate
yeah,
for CVS.
yeah, for
there.
sure, for sure.
I had stock in CVS. Sold it a little
CVS making it happen. Well, we should
Man,
all just be grateful we
credibility.
don't have Netflix stock. Let's just
That's
put it
for
that
sure.
way.
Yes.
All
We
right.
didn't talk about this at all, but was it interesting to anyone else that Jacksonville drafted Chad Muma? So they got Lloyd and Muma, just basically rebuilding their linebacker room.
I think that was because kind of like doubling down on your bet type of thing of like, okay, we're just going to take two good athletes. And also, I might get laughed at for this. Don't underestimate the value of a good special teams defender. So
Second
with
round.
well, and maybe not in the second round, but it's kind of what I mean is you get an insurance policy on Muma on Lloyd, and then you have a guy Muma where at the worst he's a good special teams player for you his first year, and then he can kind of step in as your contracts expire. Because remember, the Jaguars have put themselves for now in a financially very tough position where they're going to be cash strapped in a couple of years. So now if you have to get rid of a linebacker that is demanding a lot of money, great. Yeah, Muma ready to step in right there. So was it a little early for him, maybe, but I think that was kind of them planning for the future type move there.
And Miles Jack is gone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they don't even really have a true starting base. So
Yeah,
they kind of needed two backers, I guess.
I have a question. When is it going to be the present for the Jaguars? We keep talking about sort of planning for the future.
2020, we're currently on
present?
track for
You
I
2020.
feel like
now.
whenever we're analyzing the Jaguars, I'm like Doc Brown in Back to the Future. I'm in the DeLorean and I don't know where the hell time is.
Was it 66 miles an hour?
Hey, there's an old saying. There's an old saying. Whenever you hear a team saying that they're a year away, they'll always be a year away.
Right.
They're 2 years away from being 2 years away.
Yeah.
All right, so the Jags inside linebacker depth chart as it stands right now on ESPN is Devin Lloyd, Foye, I'm not trying that, Shaquille Quarterman, Chad Muma, Terrell Adams, Dakota Allen, and Chappelle Russell.
Watch the Titans go Malik Willis here.
Dakota Allen.
That would surprise me actually because Ryan Tannehill is due a lot of money, but here's the thing that a lot of people don't realize is Ryan Tannehill's dead cap hit is actually pretty low over the next 2 years, so they could get rid of Ryan Tannehill pretty easily.
What if the Cardinals go Willis? After this whole thing with Murray, they obviously re-signed him. That would be hilarious.
That would be. He wouldn't be happy.
No, he wouldn't be happy.
You would just see Instagram.
But he's sort of a
stock
natural
just shoot up.
sulker,
Oh yeah, he's
a resting sulking.
I mean, that was
face,
honestly
Kyler Murray.
That was even the talk of him before they drafted him. It was
Yeah.
like his demeanor was not leader quality.
I mean, going back to that previous conversation about 2 years away from being 2 years away, like Dyrud and I were talking about this last night. If you're one of those organizations, Texans, Jaguars, I mean, Jaguars are in a little bit better position. They have Trevor Lawrence. Like, what's your tack? Like, how if you're GM of one of those teams, like, are you just going, just chalk, get a good left tackle, hope you're going to get a quarterback eventually? Or you like my tack is I'm selling out for, like, I'm going all offense. I'm building up,
Kind of like what Carolina did last year. They went all defense last year, and then now this year they're going like all offense, basically.
I would, to be honest with you, I would go best available, and I would go all culture, and that's one of the reasons why.
Especially after
You
Jacksonville
That's
just
why
went there.
I don't understand why Hutchinson didn't go one for them. Considering like what they are organizationally.
Jeremy Ruckert's an interesting prospect out there.
I didn't even know they traded up, so this could definitely be Willis if you trade up here.
Yeah, this is probably
Stealing from Arizona.
honestly wouldn't shock me if they go offensive line here because their offensive line.
Malik
is not-
Willis. There we go.
Okay, there you go.
There it is. Here he comes.
Third round. That's wild. Potential top 15
Yeah.
pick and goes in the third. Where is he partying at? Where is he at?
Yeah, seriously.
He's out in the
You
club.
guys got to find him tonight.
Absolutely.
He's in
If I-
Vegas.
If I'm him, I'm not happy going this
Why
far.
not? Oh,
Well,
going
of
this
course not.
far, yeah. Are you
But,
happy
you know,
about
you
the
got
team you're going
the
to? though?
Tannehill succession plan here.
Yeah.
That's essentially
I think
what's
I think he's in a good spot because
Yeah.
he's not forced to start.
yeah, no,
like we've all
it's,
talked
it's
about.
a good call.
He's not. He's a year away from being a year away, but
yeah. He's the Jaguars
I'm
of
very-
quarterbacks. Yeah.
I'm very sad to say I absolutely love this pick for them. Like this is exactly like develop a year or two behind Tannehill. The dead cap, if I'm not mistaken, for Tannehill hits 0.
And that
2
too at
years
86.
now.
I mean,
And Henry's only got how many years does Henry have left?
Henry. Well, I mean, are we talking like actual talent wise, or are we talking contract wise?
now they're just doing this on
I'm just
purpose now.
talking-
Comp Steve McNair going to Tennessee.
No,
Like, they're just doing
geez.
this on
No,
purpose. now.
no, that was prime before. I can tell you as a former producer, they had that prime before.
I know they did, but it's funny how
Henry,
I want to know over under on the number of jobs Tad has had because we're at teacher, journalist, and producer
Teacher,
now.
journalist,
you know?
producer,
dog walker.
DoorDash
He's a guru.
driver,
he's my
dog
guru.
walker. I've lived a full life and I'm only 27.
Wow, that's a great like dating app first line right there. You know, on the profile.
Damn right.
I've lived a full
Damn
life
right
and I'm
it
only
is.
27. Damn, Tad.
I've been around the block.
How are you?
That's
you
what-
on the market?
how are you on the
there's-
market?
Ladies,
Seriously.
I was gonna say there's no ring on his finger, so hit me up.
Yeah, no, I think it's because of his Kenny Pickett takes,
What's
but you know,
What's
it's-
Brooke doing later?
That was
Small
the,
hands.
That was the talk at the pool. Like everybody was like, "Tad, I like him. He's hot. He's got everything going for him." But the Kenny Pickett thing, I can't.
I love it. So one of the commenters on our LAFB mock draft that we did last week was, "God damn, Tad's so annoying." And I sent it to all my friends, and they just loved it. I was like, "That's great."
That dude didn't like me either.
Yeah, no, he did. He said,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
you
no,
know
he
what
said
I mean?
it was
didn't like
funny. It's
anybody.
3 comments. It's 3 comments. Tad's so annoying. Turn off or turn down Tad's mic, which that one's fair. And then it was Al's also annoying. Turn off his mic too."
But he spelled it Mike, so no credibility there.
Turn off his mic.
Like I was like, who the hell's Mike?
He-
Mike's
he-
not in this
he-
conversation.
He requested 2 of our mics to be turned off, and you know what?
Yeah.
Both of our mics are on tonight. So who's a real winner?
Yeah.
Who's the real?
The real winners are the Cardinals.
Tad's A game comes in the third round.
There we
and
go.
then beyond.
Third
Here
round.
we go.
The Les
not wrong.
Snead of
You're not wrong.
podcasting.
Yes,
over here.
exactly.
All right, Cardinals. Let's get worse today.
I can't believe Isaiah Likely is still out there. Calvin
I have
Austin's
no
also
idea what
an
they do
interesting
here.
prospect.
I
And
hope
if-
they go Matt Corral now. I hope they go quarterback.
The NFL's
Oh
got
god, that'd be so good. That would
introduce
piss off
the
Kyler Murray so much.
relegation into the works. The Cardinals need to be relegated.
Really?
All right, suctions in. It is. This graphic is taking way too long.
Oh, I thought it was saying
Mm.
Cameron
Who
Thomas.
was it?
Cameron
Cameron
Thomas.
Thomas, San Diego State.
Interesting. Okay.
When is the punter gonna go?
I
They could bring
hopefully
him
hopefully
Steph
never.
Curry's dad. Is that who
Hopefully,
that is?
Kyle Phillips goes before a punter.
I hope.
you know that.
Can you imagine being the punter that goes early like that and just being in the locker room like, yeah, I got drafted before you, bro.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That is his best day
That's-
ever.
Oh
Like
wow.
the amount of dick swinging that Danikowski did as a first round
Oh
pick,
yeah,
kicker.
yeah.
You know, he just let that thing hang and was like, yeah, I was drafted before you. I'm a kicker.
I mean,
drink
I'm sure
beers on the
Tucker
sideline.
did a lot of that with Baltimore. You
Yeah,
know.
for sure.
And did correct me if I'm wrong? Did Grammatica go in the first round?
I'm on it.
I don't
I
know.
think so.
Matt,
He went
Matt
high.
Yeah.
Grammatica, right? Matt Grammatica.
Martine.
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 I remember his nickname at K State was Martine Automatica Grammatica.
That's right. I know the other kid from Florida State went super
Robert
high,
Guayo, Robert Guayo, the
Guayo went second
Buccaneers
round, right?
traded
And he was-
not only that, the Buccaneers traded up into the second round to get him.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he comes from a kicking family. I think he's got two brothers who.
Well, he
you know,
missed.
are-
didn't he miss,
Grammatica was
one
drafted-
kick in college?
Gramatica was drafted by the Tampa Bay
Mike
Buccaneers
Lutterman
in the third round of the 1999.
Okay,
Right,
so
right.
third. Okay.
Wow.
was hoping it was
I
gonna
did
be
not-
Mike
I was
Lutterman.
not
Emmett
aware-
Smith is dressed like Roger Goodell. Should that be a concern or?
No,
Yeah.
Where the
He
Reese's,
looks good,
where the
man.
Reese's
Yeah,
Pieces-
no, he
It
looks
was
great.
good. Could you imagine being a Cowboys fan? Can you just
My
put yourself
mother-in-law
in
is
that
a
shoes?
Cowboys
Dude,
fan.
I
It's like
I
being a
live
Raiders fan, right? Raiders
I-
fan and Cowboys fans are the same.
It's always so
Ulbert.
It's always so funny because during
Classic.
football season, every like public school in Dallas where I live is like, if you wear Cowboys gear, you can wear jeans on Monday. And I'm like, is it worth it?
No,
Nope.
no.
No,
Nope.
exactly. I have this. Yeah, exactly.
Tad, help me understand how you became a Colts fan, because I know you've got St. Louis
So,
ties and so
There's a-
forth. I
there's a
love
great
that story.
behind that. Yeah. So, when I was
Hey,
growing
Tab,
up,
before you start,
Sure,
my
sure,
food is
sure.
actually here, so I'm gonna sign off so I can go eat with the missus
Albert,
because I did not eat
Alfred,
dinner. with-
Al, thank you for joining.
Alfred
buddy.
the man.
You're the man. Thanks
Yep.
so much for joining, my friend.
Hey, it was fun. Always love hanging out with you guys. It was
You're the
fun
man,
again.
bro. Live strong,
Yep,
fight
see you
on.
guys.
Live
Yep,
strong,
right
fight
on,
on.
right on, right on, right on, right on.
All right, go ahead, Tad. Let's hear
All
this.
So
How you
yeah,
became
so
a
growing
Jim
up
Irsay
is
fan.
after 04, which fun fact by the way, that's the poster behind me, right? Oh no, sorry. The poster over there
That's pretty.
is when the Rams won the 04 NFC Championship, and that's the one they lost against the Patriots. But basically after that, the Rams were terrible. Right. So growing up, I was born in 94. So I started following football in 04, 05, and the Rams were terrible, like 2-14 for a decade straight, terrible. So I was like, God, I gotta find another team to cheer for. So that was the year the Colts and the Bears went to the Super Bowl, and the Colts were huge underdogs. Like no one thought they would win that one. So I bet a kid on the playground $50 that the Colts were gonna win.
Oh, wow.
Did you have that in your pocket?
And the Colts won, and I didn't think the kid would actually pay up, but the kid actually paid up. So Patrick Rooney, I still remember his name. Patrick Rooney slapped $50 in my hand on the playground on the basketball court. I was like, well, shit, guess I'm cheering for the Colts now. Because
that's an incredible story.
And so that developed a very important sports take I have here, where I'm actually okay with bandwagon jumpers.
Mm.
But once you jump on that bandwagon,
You gotta
never,
stay.
ever get off.
Your butt's glued to the
You are
bandwagon.
glued to that. So, for example, I didn't really start following basketball until like 2011-ish. And the summer I started following basketball was the summer LeBron James went to the Heat. So I was like, okay, well, either I cheer for the Heat or I'm miserable for the next decade. Because at that time, everyone thought he was going to be Heat for life. So I was like, all right, because I'm a Heat fan. And to this day, I'm a Heat fan.
Mm.
Like I wade through the Hassan Whiteside and Deion Waiters years. Like I don't care if you're a bandwagon jumper, but
You got to
once
stay. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Once you
love
pick
Kyle
your
Brandt.
team, you stick with that team.
I love
anyway,
it.
that's
I love
why
it,
I'm
Chad.
close.
Thank
So
you for
it-
sharing that story.
Right.
story.
It was funny because this is gonna be great for our network. But I actually I was one of those people who burned my Rams shirt when they moved from St. Louis. So I was thinking, I was like, shit, who's gonna be my new team? And I was like, wait, I already have a team. So that's when the Colts became my primary team.
Got it.
You're one of those guys. Burn the
Oh,
shirt. Okay.
Well, normally I'm not. But yeah, when the Rams moved, that was honestly one
So
of the
did you
worst.
burn LeBron's jersey when he left the Heat?
I would if I had a LeBron jersey. You guys want to know? This is probably the most Tad thing you're gonna hear tonight. You want to hear whose jersey I had?
For what? Basketball or football?
Basketball.
I kind of want to guess this.
Bosch.
Exactly right. I had Chris Bosh jersey.
The Raptor.
Most underappreciated part of the big
Yeah,
three.
no, it's a very Tad move to
Yeah.
go with Bosch. So
Totally.
yeah,
Exactly. I want to go for the guy who gets no credit.
yeah.
Because people forget that Ray Allen shot in the Spurs finals was rebounded by Bosch.
Yep, no, absolutely, and also assisted by Greg Popovich of not having Tim Duncan in the game.
Yeah,
His biggest blunder of his career.
I'm not complaining about that at all.
Yeah,
Is this the Raiders'
fact-
first pick of the draft?
Uh,
They
I
traded
can fact check
1
you
and
on
2
that.
for Adams.
yep.
I
That's
think
right.
it is.
Yeah,
so
this
this
is.
is your first Vegas pick. Who's it going to be? What are they positioning going? Not that we care about the Raiders, but since it
Maybe
is- we are
running back.
in Vegas.
Kenny
I think
Drake's
running
not
back.
good. DB could also be another possibility.
Kobe Bryant here.
Oh,
Oh, wait, hasn't he already been taken?
Kobe Bryant? I don't think so. Has
No.
he?
Oh wow.
No.
Okay, yeah. Kobe Bryant wouldn't be a bad pick.
By the way, real quick, last pick, the Bills. Terrell Bernard, guest of Drafted in Session. He was on the show.
Yes.
There we go.
2 weeks ago.
Absolutely.
Well, Dirty Chai had him on.
Absolutely. No shout out there.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yep.
Third
This
round
is
pick for
the-
Bills.
This
Great
is the first Raiders pick,
our
by the
show.
way, confirmed.
first pick.
Alfred
was it?
left at the wrong time.
I know. Marcus
Who
Allen,
was
his
it?
boy, and Wayne Newton. How many
Is Marcus Allen the greatest USC running back of all time?
Oh, that's a fun debate.
No,
Him and
it's OJ. Sure,
about
he
Reggie
might
Bush?
he might kill the person, but it's OJ.
Reggie Bush. I would go OJ personally.
Yeah.
His 81 though. Oh man,
Either
that's
OJ
a
or
really
Reggie.
hard
It's
debate.
a really hard
It's
debate.
really
You
hard.
can't go wrong with any of them. I
No,
think,
no, no,
but
no.
I go OJ.
You
Just
go
I feel
OJ.
like he
Yeah.
transcended the
Yeah,
position.
yeah.
OJ was the first running back where it's like, oh shit, like a running back can carry a team.
Yeah.
Reggie's a good pick as well.
Fun trivia, which obviously you know the answer, but how fake is that guy's face? How many?
Yeah, how many sort of plastic surgeries has Wayne Newton had?
Over under 12?
I was gonna say
I'm
25.
going-
Yeah.
I'm going
He had to
10 at
miss,
least.
he had to have his penis taken down a bit because it was hurting his back. He had to shrink that down.
Had pelvic issues?
yeah, it was
Hey,
great.
man,
Great
it causes it
Marcus
back
Allen's
pain.
doing a great
Back-
suit.
guys too.
Okay.
Dylan Parham, guard
sure.
of Memphis. Yeah, they need.
Oh, I
some
think
guard
I
help
actually
there.
have notes on him. Hold on.
Tampa Bay is next. Kyle Phillips.
Oh, don't do that to me.
Kyle Phillips
Don't do that to
for
me.
Brady. I think that's a match made in heaven right there.
The only one place I'd like him to go less than that would be Raiders or Chiefs. But
I
Right,
think
do-
Phillips goes
we
one of
gotta-
the next two here between Tampa and Green
yeah,
Bay.
Green Bay would be great too.
You guys want my notes with Dylan?
Actually, don't
Parham?
go to San Francisco either. I'd hate him going to San Francisco. Oh, that'd be rough.
Go for it, Ted. Sorry, you were saying
Real
something?
quick before you
No,
say
you're
that.
good.
Real
Yeah,
quick
go
before you
for it.
say that. The fun fact: the only player to win the Heisman, a national championship, a Super Bowl, and an MVP, Marcus Allen.
Wow. How about that?
No,
Did Marcus Allen win league MVP or Super Bowl MVP?
League MVP.
I think league MVP.
It was like 19...
I thought he got Super Bowl MVP.
I
Or
think he
maybe
got both.
maybe it was Super Bowl MVP.
I don't know if did he get league MVP?
I'm pretty sure he got league MVP in the 70s.
Or maybe he got both.
He didn't
I'm-
play in the 70s though.
Whenever you play, I'm pretty sure he got
Well,
both.
80s.
Okay.
I thought he was Super Bowl
All right,
MVP. I
all
don't
right,
think he
I'm
ever
all
got
right,
to
I'm
league MVP.
Marcus Allen. Okay, Marcus Allen, Super Bowl champion, XVII, which is what 19?
84, right? Or
Yeah,
what was
so
the year?
Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVPs, NFL Most Valuable Player, 1985,
Okay.
NFL
you got-
Offensive Player of the Year, NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year, NFL Comeback Player of the Year. Holy shit!
Yeah, with the Chiefs, right? In 94?
93.
93. Okay.
Two-time first-time All-Pro, second-team All-Pro, six-time Pro Bowl, two times the NFL rushing touchdown leader, NFL rushing yards leader, NFL scoring leader, national champion, Heisman Trophy, Maxwell Award, Walter Camp Award, Pac-10 throwback, Player of the Year, unanimous All-American, second-team All-American, and USC Trojans number 33 retired. Whew.
Yes, sir.
Jesus
Yes, there
Right,
was. I
so
mean, you could add
that's
to
not
it that he's
ridiculous.
only guy to win Heisman, national championship, Super Bowl MVP, league MVP, and Super Bowl,
And Comeback Player of the Year.
and comeback player of the year.
Wow.
Like a forgotten player. And we talk about Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders.
Because
Don't talk about
he
Eric
sort of
Dickerson.
got like one of everything, but like it wasn't quite the,
Sort of.
the
Yeah.
run, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we still look at Barry Sanders though, and he got nothing.
Yeah, but I mean Barry
He was
Sanders.
just
Well, Barry
different.
Sanders was also Barry Sanders also had arguably maybe the greatest college football season by any
Yep,
player
yeah.
ever
Yeah.
Yeah.
in 1988. And you know, Barry Sanders never ran for under 1,300 yards in his career,
Yeah.
basically. So
And just the style he
Yeah,
ran,
and the
which
style.
is electric.
you know,
Yeah, style points on that one.
Ryan and Ryan, should we give oh no, we already did the Safford and Sanchez question, didn't we? Tonight?
Yes.
Well, we did that
Okay.
yesterday.
All right. I'm trying to find another trivia question we can give Jamal.
Do it.
Let's see. Let's see.
Tad Desai was born to be
Okay.
a
All right.
great
Let's do this
football
one.
fan, an enthusiast, an analyst, because his initials are TD.
Oh,
STD.
yeah. I was about to say, you guys want to give him the story behind that?
His first name's Spencer. So
Spencer
Thaddeus.
Thaddeus
Desai.
Desai. Oh my
STD.
goodness. STD.
yeah.
There it
Skinny
is.
T, STD.
Skinny T.
At least we made it
You
close to
get
the
an
end of the night on this
STD if
one.
you have too many skinny T's.
Yeah.
So
You don't want to be around me too long.
Good thing you're remote.
where's
Ah.
Deontay?
Asleep.
Oh god. I was like, I turned around and I'm like, we're short of body here.
All right, Jamal,
Living
you
his
ready
best
for this
life.
one?
Yes, sir.
What was the name of the first player ever to be drafted in the NFL?
Oh my god, dude. I don't know this. You know.
Tad Desai. That's the name.
STD.
Quarterback, TCU.
Quarterback VCU.
T.
No, I was joking with the Tad
Oh,
Desai quarterback.
quarterback.
VCU. Does VCU even have a football team?
First player drafted,
Um,
Pop Warner.
Honestly, not a bad guess, but no.
It's a better guess than we gave yesterday. I think I said Jim Thorpe was my guess.
Here's my favorite part: is Brittany gave Ryan Anderson the answer, and he still pronounced the first name wrong.
Wait, what? For
So
real?
Brittany gave you the answer, and you said it was Jar.
I said jar.
You said Jar. Watch back. I watched back the
This
stream
is a
earlier
good pick.
today, and you
That's
said
a good pick.
Jar.
This is a good pick. Rashad White, Arizona State to Tampa Bay. That's a really good pick at 91.
Tampa Bay is drafting. Tampa Bay has really done well this draft.
Rashad White. No, he's
doesn't look
terrific.
it. He doesn't
Yeah,
look
that's
it.
a good
He
pick.
looks
That's a great
real
pick.
slick
And they
right
re-signed
there.
Leonard Fournette, but they let former Trojan go.
Yeah.
Ronald Jones,
Ronald
Rojo.
Jones,
No, this
Rojo.
is a great
Ronald
replacement for
Jones is
Rojo
in
and a
Tennessee
pickup.
now, right?
This is Rashad White is going to be a very good pro for a few years.
So Rashad White was one of those guys I was watching, and I was like, wait, he's considered a late round prospect, and this is exactly where he deserves to go because this is kind of the thing with draft comps is I'm not saying he's going to be as good as this player, but his play style reminds me so much of Le'Veon Bell, where it's almost impossible to tackle this guy.
Right.
Like
right.
he's Ben Roethlisberger as a running back, where you're seeing this on highlights right now if you're watching the ESPN or NFL Network highlights where people wrap up on him and he just seems to break out of it freely. Is he the fastest guy? Absolutely not. But his instincts and his agility are just so good that he will be able to get you that first down if you need it. 100%. This is a perfect complementary back that the Buccaneers need.
Absolutely.
Kyle Phillips.
Sean
Hey,
Ryan.
Sean Ryan. There we go.
That's a good pick.
Good pick.
There we go. UCLA. Sean
Good
Ryan
pick.
going to the Packers.
Got the
Struggled
Very
versus,
nice.
struggled versus Thibodeau was his weakness. So
That's the weakness.
Thanks.
Well, yeah, that guy was
No shit.
basically-
still gave up 2 sacks
but,
his
you know,
entire collegiate
yeah.
career, and those 2 sacks were to Kayvon Thibodeau. I mean, I think you're doing something
he
pretty
held
good.
his own. He held his own in that game. Thibodeau was a monster. Yeah.
He held his own for 3 quarters and then
Yeah.
just gave up like 3 plays. I love Sean Ryan. Also, friend of the LAFB network.
No doubt. Really happy for Sean.
Yeah, really wish he would have gone to the Chargers or fell to
Opportunity
the Rams.
to, and look, there's some real mentorship there with David Bakhtiari.
Bakhtiari, yeah, absolutely.
And so I think that this is a really nice
Who's their
fit
right
for
tackle?
Sean Ryan. Yep.
The right
who's the
tackle
right-
right now
Well,
is slated to be Elton Jenkins, but he
Elton
really
Jenkins,
should
that's
be
right.
playing right
I thought
guard.
you were asking if he's the right.
Oh, yeah.
But
Well,
Ryan,
honestly,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Honestly, don't be shocked if Ryan is a starting right tackle
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
Jenkins
he
he's good, but he is a natural guard. Like he should not
If
be
you get
their
a
tackle
starting
right
right tackle in the 3rd round, that's you're doing something right. So that's a good pick.
now.
Niners.
100%,
All right.
yeah.
What can we get them here that that won't help them? Let's go running back or something, right?
I mean,
Running backs
is
always
Isaiah
help.
likely? Like, could they really do more with another
Not a
tight end
draft.
by
They can get a
himself?
running back undrafted and
Sure.
he'll
Matt
turn
Corral.
out-
Oh,
Matt
yo, I
Corral.
was just about to say that. What if they go Corral?
They select this guy.
There you go.
There you
Oh,
Running back.
that's there
Running
you
back.
go.
Tyrion
Well, Tyrion Davis Price,
That's
another solid back. LSU single game record for rushing,
Yeah.
324 yards.
which is wild
Against
considering
Florida.
They've had go through there with Leonard Fournette and others. Who was after Fournette? That was actually really good, drafted by Washington, but just couldn't stay healthy. What's
Geis?
his name? Geis. Yeah, Darius Geis. There you go.
Guys, yeah. Well, he would have been good if he never got arrested.
That too. Yeah, couldn't stay healthy and couldn't stay out of trouble.
You know, the thing about Deebo Samuel not wanting to be the wide
Why
back,
do they always do this? Why do they take Sorry to interrupt you. Why do they take a random running back out of nowhere? in
Didn't
every
they draft Trey Sermon last year in the third round?
Yes,
Trey
exactly.
Sermon and
They
they
drafted Trey
drafted,
Sermon. They drafted
They didn't use
who's the
him at
guy that
all.
broke out? Who's the guy that broke out?
Yeah,
Elijah
that guy.
Mitchell. They took Elijah Mitchell.
Elijah
What
Mitchell,
is with Shanahan these running backs?
Well, I think John Lynch just isn't a great GM. We're learning rather quickly.
I think this is a Shanahan issue. I think Shanahan just looks at running backs like, I can do something with him. It's like we already have 5 running backs. I can do something with him. And they're like, okay.
Well, that's what we were saying. I think Shanahan, like, why use a third round pick? You can literally take a guy off the streets and run good in your system.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Right, exactly. Like this makes this might be Corral right here.
Oh, Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're trading.
With who?
We'll see.
ooh, we're almost to the
Oh, I
Rams.
thought you were
finally.
announcing a trade.
Deontay's gonna miss the Rams pick.
Oh.
He doesn't care. He's living his best life right now.
Kyle Phillips to the Rams.
Oh, I love that. I mean, it's not a need by any
It's
means,
not a
but I
need,
just
but,
want
you
him in
know,
LA.
Getting the mentorship
I
from
just
Cooper
want-
Kupp,
yeah.
and you know,
Just looking in a mirror, right? It's like looking in a mirror, a little smaller.
he's like, brother. You know?
Yeah, Spider-Man picture.
Yeah.
A Spider-Man man with
Yeah,
Kyle Phillips and
exactly.
Cooper Kupp. I just want him in LA,
I do too.
but it's definitely
Rams picks are just so intriguing. Like,
well, because you know they're. We keep saying they're.
Well, I'll tell
it
you.
makes
I'll
sense
tell
to go
you.
corner.
I'll tell you. I mean, if Kobe Bryant is on the board,
Oh,
I mean, you
slam
got to
dunk.
go. I mean, you're talking
he's
about
dropped too far.
Kobe Bryant
Slam
and
dunk.
Sauce Gardner. I mean, what a prolific
Yeah.
duo there. But Sauce was he was the more physical guy. He had the more upside. But Kobe Bryant was the guy who was kind of the professional tactician at the
Yeah.
corner position.
And when you're opposite that guy that's a shutdown corner,
Exactly.
you get.
I think the
Everything.
Rams
you
got
get the reps.
to
You get the reps.
if this holds up, I think the Rams, it's a no-brainer to me to go Kobe Bryant.
Yeah,
They
me and
got,
Amur
what,
were
8
talking
picks
about
for the Rams?
me and
We're
Amur
talking about the
this
Rams.
on the
10
Decide
picks.
Guys Football Forum podcast, which you can check out. We drop almost every episode on Saturday via podcast, and we drop at least one YouTube video a week. How about that for a plug? But no, we were talking about this in a weird way. Sauce Gardner almost dropped Kobe Bryant's stock.
Yep.
Because like you look at Sauce
Yeah.
Gardner and you're like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. And then you look at Kobe Bryant on the opposite of the field, opposite side of the field.
Well,
You're
everyone
like-
forgets that Kobe Bryant is the one who won the Thorpe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so
exactly.
when you're talking about at pick 100 or whatever it's going to be
104,
104, if
Oh.
you can get the Thorpe Award winner
And
at
just-
104,
And just, I know it's not about building the team, but just get the name Kobe Bryant
Oh,
in
yeah.
LA.
Oh,
my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
I
on
mean,
the
between
Rams.
Kobe Bryant, Chris Paul, we got the whole NBA, NFL draft.
no, you
crossover.
got to do it if you're the Rams. If he's still alive,
Got
at
it.
at 104.
talking more Rams.
He's still
They had-
alive. Jesus.
Outside of their comp picks, they had 2 draft picks.
And they got 6 comps, right?
They got 6 comps, including 104.
And if they
Yeah.
and if at 104 they get Kobe Bryant, it's sort of like it just
They're
it's
playing with house money.
revalidates their whole
Yeah,
philosophy.
exactly.
Like-
Exactly.
yeah, Les Snead can pat himself on the back and tell himself he's a genius once again.
Once again.
All right,
Regardless
so
if he is
That's a
or
good way to put Jamal, though. Just revalidates their craziness of roster construction.
Absolutely.
let me ask you all three a question right now. Who is your favorite sleeper still on the board for right now?
Kyle Phillips.
I'll tell you what, my favorite sleeper's right here. Rams fan
No,
of the
I
year.
think it's
Deontay.
Kyle Phillips.
Well,
Yeah,
okay,
Kyle Phillips is
other than Phillips.
I like sticking with LA just because I know them better. But I think Keontae Ingram also, running back out of USC, who isn't going to go here in the 3rd round, but he's a guy that could go 4th or 5th. That actually could be a very productive back because he only had like 90 carries last year. He's
Right.
got a lot.
Matt
of,
Corral. There we go.
Matt Corral. We called that one.
Matt
Nice
Corral.
job. That's a good
Hey,
pick.
man,
actually.
I'm doing a good job of calling these picks. But my
know what
favorite
we're doing.
sleeper is a guy that I expect to be the next quarterback off the board, Sam Howell.
Ugh. Yeah, I mean,
Well, here the thing is, I think it was Will Decker. that
thicker
said this.
Baker, you know, 'cause
Exactly. He's clearly
a thicker, not as good
He's
Baker.
he's a baker's dozen. He's a
No,
baker's
I
dozen.
think he's just as good of a baker. I really do.
Less accurate. I like this pick to Carolina. I like
Yeah,
Matt
yeah,
Corral
yeah.
to Carolina. That makes a lot of
He
sense.
might, I mean, at 94, he might start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be him
For
versus
real.
Donald. And
Yeah.
unless
Matt Corral will
make a
definitely
trade.
start a game for the Panthers this season. I can guarantee that.
yeah, is that what's the over under? 2 games?
And you know why I also
Oh,
like the
definitely
pick
over on that.
is because you can sort of normalize it also to a certain degree. Because you got to understand, Darnold played under Helton,
Mm-hmm.
and then Corral played under Kiffin.
Yeah.
And, you know, those guys shared coaching staffs for a number of years. And so it's kind of an apples to apples when you go to camp. You know,
100%.
sometimes
That's a good point.
you're not really sure what you have relative to another guy. I think you can go real head to head here.
Yeah. That's a great
All right.
point.
So Jamal, I don't think we've gotten your thoughts on this. Trayvon Walker going number 1 overall. What are your thoughts on that?
No, I mean, I said it. I thought that the Jaguars got a better player at 27 than they got at 1. And I think for me, I know we talked a lot about upside at the beginning, but I think you're starting from the ground floor from a cultural identity perspective if you're the Jaguars. And I think for that reason, you wanted to go Hutchinson there. You know, I mean, taking kind of upside aside, and I don't like the pick there. I mean, it's just too high risk at 1. And, you know, you're in a position where, you know, you're sort of the laughing stock of the league. You know, why don't you get a pillar and an anchor that you know is going to be there, you know, for the next 10, 11, 12 years? And okay, maybe, you know, and we can argue who's got the higher ceiling. And a lot of people believe it's Hutchinson because of the versatility, because he can put his knuckles in the ground and he can stand up and he can pass rush and he can run block and he can run stuff. But even so, you're talking about splitting hairs in terms of upside. I think Hutchinson was the no-brainer at 1 for Jaguars.
All right, so let's do this as the next question. We'll start with the boss man himself, Ryan Dyrud. Let's go one by one. Who is your favorite pick of the first round? Let's do that. So, Ryan, let's start with you. Short little explanation, not too long. Favorite pick of the first round. And then, Jamal, you're next. Skinny T, you're next. I'll go last.
It's a good question. Favorite pick of the first round.
Do you want me to read out the first round again?
I mean, I really like Drake London to Atlanta just because they literally have no receivers there. So he'll be able to be a star like right off the bat. It's not like he'll be like wide receiver 3 or whatever. He'll literally be the star, him and Kenny Pitts in that offense. So I think I really like that pick at 8, giving a weapon to Mariota. And then they got Desmond Ridder there. So we'll see what goes on with that. That's an interesting situation, but I like that. And obviously we've talked about it a bunch, but I really like what the Giants did, getting Thibodeau and getting Evan Neal, because you took Andrew Thomas 2 years ago, who really struggled his rookie year, but developed nicely last year. And now with Evan Neal, you got 2 bookend tackles and you get a premier pass rusher, which is everything you need to basically not give Daniel Jones any more excuses. And now it's up to them to decide if he's the quarterback of the future, but they have everything else kind of set. They give you 2 answers. Right. There you go.
That's great. 2 answers. Jamal, favorite pick of the first round?
Jermaine Johnson, 26 with the Jets.
Great.
That was, I think, in terms of risk reward ratio, that one I think might have been, the best pick in the entire first round.
All right, Skinny T.
I'm a Treylon Burks guy. I'm sticking with him. I don't know if that's it's a good process what they did, the Titans, to go after him, but they're saving money. And I think he's going to be great.
All right.
I think he's going to.
Fair enough.
I think he's going to be better. I think he's going to be better than Debo.
Better than Debo.
Oh, wow. That's a take, my friend. If
he's
I
got the tools in the toolbox, and it's it's about putting it together.
He has the tools to be better than Debo.
I think he's got the tools in the toolbox. He's raw. He's raw as hell, but he does have the tools in the toolbox. So I don't think I think it's a hot take, but I think it's reasonable.
I think comparable is a fair, stretch to make there, but I don't think better is fair.
But I think it also, Tad, kind of goes back to what you had said earlier, where it's like it's very hard to compare the known commodity to the unknown commodity, right? Which is what you said.
Fair,
so
fair.
like obviously, the NFL is a turnover business, and so you're always going to have the next star. So,
Yep.
I mean,
That
he has the tools.
And here's the thing you gotta keep in mind with Debo as well is maybe it's just me, but I honestly can't tell. Is Debo obviously Debo is a talented receiver, but is he as good as he is because he is talented or because he's in Shanahan's system?
And
At this point, I'm not sure.
And if he doesn't want to play in that system, he's selling T-shirts on his website called Wide Back. He wants every
It's a terrible name, though, right? I mean,
the running receiver.
Like, come on,
wide back. Yeah, I mean, if I was head of PR, I'd be like, "Can we do something better than
like,
that?"
can we? I'm calling my agent. Like, can we come up with something better?
I mean,
Yeah.
running receiver sounds better than
What was
for real?
Who was
Hey,
that?
I had to come back. I had to come back.
Who said, "Give me the damn ball"?
I had to come back.
Who was that?
That was
guy?
Keyshawn Johnson.
Alfred's
Keyshawn
back.
Johnson.
All right,
Yeah.
Al, we got a
receiver
question
has
for you
always
after we're
wanted-
done with this discussion. All right.
Do you know why I came back, right? You know why I came back, right?
Why'd you come back?
I was watching the draft, and all of a sudden I saw the Panthers draft this dude named Matt Corral.
That's it.
Oh yeah, you had
boy,
you had
your
him
boy,
going 8
you hate,
overall.
you hate came on Thibodeau, but you love this guy.
Let me finish this Debo rant, and we'll get to you.
All right,
Like-
real quick, because I'm cooking chicken.
Debo, if he doesn't want the ball, he's not a receiver. I don't know what he's doing. Like
Yeah,
every
exactly.
receiver wants the damn ball. Like, and if he doesn't, if this is his play, like, move on. Like, and he's gonna get sent to another. He's gonna get sent to like a bottom feeder, Texans or whatever. And he's
you're
never
really beating the hell out of the Texans tonight. Like they've been the butt of all your jokes.
Yeah.
It's fair.
All right,
yeah.
all right, Alfred. We don't want that chicken to burn.
Please,
so
please,
go.
Alfred, go for it.
You called it.
I caught it. I was 5 picks off, but I mean, Matt Rule has to save his job. And like we've been saying, the most pro-ready quarterback,
That's what
which
we
means
said,
the
yep.
best quarterback. Ryan B.
I said
Ryan
that with
A.
you, Alfred.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's going to be a starter. We have Russell Wilson, not 2.0, but same kind of story. He might be able to start in Carolina for a while. I don't know if he's going to be as good as Russell Wilson, but this is a great value pick for the for Carolina Panthers.
Okay,
Most
Alfred,
pro-ready.
before
He
the
could play
chicken
right now.
completely burns, one last thing, because you missed the great debate. Greatest USC running back of all time.
Oh, that's a good one.
What was the debate? I'm sorry, you froze.
Greatest USC running back of all time.
Oh, why would you do that to me? Of all time.
All time. We
It's
we
the
were
tiebreaker.
going crazy
Tiebreaker.
between OJ, Marcus Allen, and Reggie.
Yeah, it's
the
not Marcus
tiebreaker.
Allen. It's between Reggie and OJ, and I have to go with OJ.
Yes,
That's what I
right.
wanted,
Baby.
Yeah.
He's got that killer instinct, you know.
No.
Alfred, who's jeez.
What? Go ahead.
Who's
Alfred,
that? Who's the only player to win the Heisman, a national championship, the Super Bowl, and the NFL MVP?
and NFL comeback player of the year.
The national championship, the Heisman.
Also,
I don't know.
Super Bowl MVP, NFL MVP, and NFL comeback player of the year.
I don't know. Who is it?
Marcus
Marcus Allen.
Allen.
Oh, wow. That's great. All right. I'm going to keep watching. You guys enjoy.
All
All
right,
right,
You're the
Alfred.
man.
right.
You're the man.
All right.
Enjoy.
If I can give my answers for my favorite picks in the first round, and I purposely said picks, the Baltimore
course you did.
Ravens with Kyle Hamilton and Tyler
Yeah, that was
Linderbaum.
good.
Like,
Yeah.
my God,
Yeah.
what an A+ draft.
Yeah. And who they get? They got a great defender in the second round too, right?
Yeah. Jabo.
Jabo, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Barry.
Oh,
Barry.
speaking of
Barry. Look at how
legend.
fresh.
You know, he's still repping the Lions. That's the kind of guy I like, right there.
Absolutely. Legend.
It's weird though because he left on like bad, like he
Yeah.
retired on bad terms, but it's like they've rekindled.
Barry's
that.
just one of those guys. He walks into Detroit airport. Everybody should start standing.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
they
it's just
should. He walks like he gets 1,300 yards still.
All right. So let me ask you guys this question then. What is a sleeper that you guys have hit on the most of the last 10 years? So Ryan, was a sleeper that you were like, this guy's going to be awesome, and he ended up being awesome?
Jeez, it's a great question. I don't know if I can off the top of my head. Sleeper.
sleeper. Wow.
So I'll give you guys a couple.
All of my sleeper.
Yeah, anyone jump in because I didn't mean to say
Yeah.
that.
So I'll jump in. What you guys think is I don't know if it's the last 10 years. I can almost promise you it's not, but I distinctly remember I was on vacation. I was watching this team. And I won't say the team because I will spoil the player. And this linebacker was just all over the place. I was like, God, this guy's good. And he ended up I think they lost to Auburn by like 3 points. But I was like, and he ended the game with like 25 tackles or something crazy like that. I was like, this dude's gonna be legit. And I remember seeing his name fall in the draft. I was like, I can't believe no one's drafting this guy. And finally, he's selected. That linebacker, Bobby Wagner at Utah State.
Yeah. Well, you definitely hit
I
on that.
called it after I saw that Auburn game. I was like, this dude's gonna be legit.
You definitely hit on that. And now he's on the Rams, baby.
For me, it was Sherman, Richard Sherman.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Sure. Everyone forgets that
Fifth-round pick.
greatest upset in college football history was Stanford over SC in 2007. So this is the past 10 years. 41.5-point favorite SC was, and Sherman had a pick 6 in that game and totally shut down SC's receiving core.
Was Sherman on the luck Stanford team?
Sherman was on Sherman was on kind of the first wave. He was on he was on that 09 Orange Bowl team.
Okay, because he was part of maybe one of the greatest bowl games I've ever seen, which is the Stanford Oklahoma State Fiesta Bowl. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Game.
That was a fantastic game.
That was.
Yeah.
That was when Oklahoma State had Brandon Whedon and Justin Blackman.
That's right.
Oklahoma State's had their share of receivers.
Justin Blackman, man, if he could have stayed out of trouble, he was so good too.
Man.
He's a guy everyone forgets about because he just like disappeared.
Yeah.
Well, he's taken what, like 4th overall?
Yeah.
He was a top 5 pick.
3rd overall, maybe
3rd. Yeah, he was top 5.
Yeah, he was definitely top 5 for sure.
He
All
was.
right,
I mean, because the comp with him was always Dez because they both went to Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
And everyone thought he was better.
Yeah, could have been. My sleeper. Oh man.
So Sherman's a good one. That is a good one. I'm trying to think of other ones I've had.
That's really cool.
I've spent.
Oh, Donovan Peoples-Jones. I knew Donovan Peoples-Jones was gonna be good.
Mm.
Wow, you guys really don't have a lot of sleepers you nailed on, huh?
I'm trying to think back. I feel like I have, but
how about this? How about this? I'll switch it up. You can also name a guy you thought was going to be really good, but also but ended up sucking.
Josh Rosen.
That's easy. Everyone thought Josh Rosen was going to be good.
So
I wrote an article for LAFB saying he was going to be the next Eli Manning.
So this isn't a sleeper per se, but going into the draft, he was looked at more of like a 2nd rounder, late 1st. And my number 1 QB in 2017 was Patrick Mahomes. And so
wow.
I had him over Watson, Trubisky, all those guys. And when he had going 10 overall, I was like, oh, maybe teams are seeing something.
I mean, that OU Texas Tech game with him against Baker. Oh, my goodness. You want to talk about.
What was it, 7 touchdowns or 6 touchdowns or
something? Yeah, and I think Mahomes had 734 yards passing in that game.
Yeah.
And Baker was at
Baker
like 596 with a $150 on the ground, you know?
That game was wild. I like this pick actually for the Browns. David Bell.
Yeah.
I like David Bell.
So David Bell reminds me a lot of Des Bryant or a
5 away boys from the Rams.
5
away from the Rams, 6 away from being done.
Back
7 away from pizza.
Yes. Yes.
Back in '99, there was a quarterback that I really was high on coming.
Kurt Warner. No.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
And I picked that. I was a junior in high school, and I said
something about him.
Watch
something about him. Yeah.
He had the saggy pectoral muscles that I like to see in a quarterback.
He was like, yeah, no one wants the washboard abs of Drew Henson. You know, we want Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I was literally just gonna say, fun trivia. Who was the quarterback that he split time with at Michigan? But
that was Drew Henson, also drafted by the New York Yankees in the 1st round.
Yes. That's just so crazy to me that Tom Brady, didn't even play a full season as a starter. They literally split reps.
Lloyd Carr has a lot of explaining about that.
Yeah.
Right. It's literally the greatest quarterback in the history of the sport. You didn't play.
You played him 2nd and 4th quarters all season long. That was it. You played him the 2nd and the 4th.
But is he dining out on his chip on his shoulder? Is that just what Brady has energized himself on for the last 20 years?
I mean, it started that for sure.
Yeah, I think it started there, but I
Also,
think he's just internally very
speaking
driven.
Brady, can we talk about this Dolphin story for a minute? Like, how crazy was this Dolphin story? This was super underreported.
Player coach? Sure. Yeah.
Not even player coach. So, for those of you who don't know, here's basically everything that was lined up until the Brian Flores lawsuit dropped. Was Tom Brady retired, which is why he never thanked the Patriots in his retirement, Instagram post, because it wasn't a retirement. It was just, I'm stepping away from the game. So here was the plan. Was Tom Brady was stepping away, Sean Payton was stepping away. So the Dolphins were going to trade a second-round pick for Sean Payton. They were going to trade a first-round pick for Tom Brady after the draft. So the Buccaneers, basically Tom Brady tricked the Buccaneers into thinking, I'm done, so that they would draft a quarterback or keep Kyle Trask as his successor. And then the Dolphins promised that Brady would have an ownership stake that would be placed in a trust until Brady retired.
Yep.
So essentially Brady, and also on top of this, they promised that if Brady came to them, the Dolphins, he would have been the team president. So he would have been GM player.
It is wild that story's not getting more play.
Yeah.
I remember hearing that. I'm like, this is wild.
All of this was lined up and ready to be announced the Monday before the Super Bowl. However, the Sunday before this was set to be announced, Flores dropped his lawsuit.
No, my God.
And Sean Payton and Tom Brady both backed out because they were like, we don't want to be any part of this. Of of course they're hiring the two white guys and all that. So essentially, this all fell apart because, and that was the entire reason that the Dolphins fired Flores, was so they could get Sean Payton.
Yep, it's wild.
It
didn't help either when.
To wrap our heads around.
Yeah.
It's like
part of the reason we're not talking about it is we've never seen anything like that.
Tom,
before.
I know,
Such scandal.
I mean, it's absolutely insane. You think about what Tom Brady would have gained. It's like, I get to throw to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, own the team, manage the team. Have Sean Payton as my coach, and have Giselle live in Miami with me. I mean, it's just like,
because people forget Tom Brady is in the process of building a mansion in Miami right now. So that's he is definitely getting ready to settle down there no matter what. So his whole thing was, why don't I own the team that's down here anyway?
Well, I think that, because I was going to say that from a football standpoint, this is obviously pre Tyreek Hill trade. I'm sure
it was pre, but my guess is they were talking about that while discussing the Brady thing. And after the Brady thing fell apart, they were like, oh, fuck it. We already had this trade in place. Let's go for it.
I just mean from a football standpoint, from just player, why would you go from Mike Evans, Chris Godwin,
right? Exactly.
All these great players, a great defense, to then Miami, who, Jalen Waddle, I guess, but outside of that, they were planning to let go of their other receiver,
Devontae Parker.
Right now, Devontae Parker. Mm-hmm. So it's from a football standpoint, it doesn't make any sense. But the ownership stake is where he's like, okay, I'll go.
And I think that's where the Dolphins said, we got to really sweeten the deal here, right? So, but that's wild.
Yeah, crazy.
Because
is that illegal?
Brady kind of broke the mold with Tampa, right? I mean, when he went and everybody followed him, no, we've never had a situation like that in the history of the NFL. It was the first time the NFL actually.
He was player coach. It was who did that in the NBA? It was
Bill Russell.
Bill Russell. Yeah, there we go. I always get my centers mixed up, but that's exactly what it was. It was the first time because that was the big thing. Is basically from all reports, Brady went to Kraft and was like, it's either Belichick or me, and Kraft put all of his chips on Belichick, and for now that's looking like the right move. But it's crazy how much power a quarterback has now, and it's funny because I'd be willing to bet by 2030 Mahomes is going to be running the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, different.
I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, I think Brady has a better track record than Mahomes is ever going.
But again, by 2030 though.
I think Tad, there's a race thing there too. I think it's going to be far fetched.
It's a far fetched,
especially, dude. Let me tell you,
as
I'm
opposed
from
to, like,
Missouri.
100%
Good
racing.
luck. Yeah, good luck
I mean,
with having
I think it's far fetched in the Brady scenario, and as the NFL has sort of shown how draconian they are with race, I think that's a really tall order.
Yeah, there's a hope. I mean, I hope.
Oh,
that,
I do too.
with
Absolutely, we
with
all
the-
do.
Well, I mean, saying with the Broncos, I can't remember his name now, but there's
Yes,
one of the potential bidders
Yes,
is a,
yes, yes.
black man,
his,
which I think
his name is
maybe
Russell
we see
Wilson.
maybe we
Brian.
see Russell Wilson get some stake in the Broncos.
Yes.
We go Sam Howell here or something. Push Zach Wilson.
No. I'm still a believer in Zach Wilson. If I'm the Jets, let
Jeremy
me look at best
Ruckert, what?
available. What are you saying? What for? That's a good pick.
Do you think what if Miami goes quarterback?
6'5".
Push Tua a little bit.
Honestly, I wouldn't hate that because I'm not that big of a believer in Tua.
I could actually
Talking about how
also
they just wanted to go Brady. They
I
were
could
obviously
actually-
out on him.
I could actually see Miami go Phillips because they got the 2 home run guys, and you need
It'd be a
you
fit
need
for
the
sure.
slot.
Yeah.
I could actually see Phillips go Miami or Kansas City.
What's nice though is because of who's on the
Miami
board.
go quarterback.
Who's
Oh,
on the board
God,
though? I
please
think
don't
Kobe
say
Bryant's
like
going to be there for the
Cole.
Rams.
Yeah, I
'Cause
think he's
Miami
gotta do it.
doesn't really need a
Yeah.
corner. KC's already taken a corner in this draft. You could.
No,
Kobe Bryant will be
you
there for the
gotta
Rams.
do it if you're
Guys,
the
Come
Rams.
on,
I'm telling you,
You
Kobe,
gotta do it if you're the Rams.
Hold
Come
on, let me look up Kobe Bryant's Senior Bowl notes for me. But Kobe
If not
Bryant,
Bryant,
is
what do you think?
poten-
Kellen Dyche? Add a
Yeah.
really solid tackle there.
Yeah. But I mean,
Let me-
you're talking
let me
about
take a
the
look at this
Warp
available.
Award winner
Yeah.
at
Gotta do
104.
Kobe Bryant. That's
mean-
huge. But they'll probably draft a running back, like knowing how they just do things. They draft good. I mean,
They draft well, but that would be a mistake.
yeah, that would be a huge mistake. Oh man. Ooh, here's a fun little non-draft thing, but sources: Blitnikoff Award winner Jordan Addison is seriously considering transferring from Pitt with USC.
To USC, yeah.
Hmm,
Yeah, my
interesting.
buddy sent me that note.
Yeah, and we really USC needs like defenders, but hey, we'll take it, I guess.
Let's do it.
But USC, we need some back
This
end
is-
help on the.
This is a developmental project I like a lot. What do you guys think about Darian Kinnard going to the Rams?
Fill me in on
I
that
don't
one.
like it as much as Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, I don't hate it, but I
Kobe
I don't-
Bryant,
it's not-
yeah, Kobe Bryant's obviously
Bryant's
the,
gotta be
the
the
best case scenario, but Kinnard, I like him a lot as this is a guy you sit on your bench for a year or two, and then all of a sudden he just pops out of nowhere. You're like, holy
Very-
shit! Like,
that. There's Zonka.
no, Saka
He
was
still looks
a
tough as
running back.
nails.
Oh, dude, he looks terrifying. What a bruiser. I think they go quarterback for some reason.
Oh,
Dude,
look at
the
him pointing
Dolphins?
to the
Pointing to
ring.
the ring.
72 Dolphins.
Boom.
That's a flex right there.
50th anniversary.
50th anniversary.
72. That's right.
Nah, I bet you this is Winfrey.
Who?
Winfrey.
Undefeated. All right, Dolphins fans, calm yourselves.
I'm looking at the.
It's all they have. Okay.
It's also been 50 years since they've been relevant. So.
Dude.
Yeah,
Saka looks
Yeah,
good for his age.
sure.
Oh, Channing Tindall. This is a good pick.
Okay, yeah, that's solid.
Who was it? You guys
Channing
are a little-
Tindall.
Oh yeah, that's okay.
His lateral quickness is just off the charts. Like look at this close right here. Like a missile.
That Georgia defense was just so good.
It's insane.
You
Yeah.
literally, like you had a defense
that.
full of pros. Like that's just insane.
When the number 1 pick in the draft is your 5th best defender.
Recovery speed.
Well, Tindall
And
was
that's-
also the
and
guy who
well,
had the
and-
last sack to clinch the national championship game as well.
And Jamal, was that you that mentioned his lateral quickness?
Yes.
That's a guy that a defensive coach. I know that whatever his name is that pretends to be a minority. He's an offensive coach at the Shanahan system, but I think that you put a good defensive coordinator in charge of that guy, he can just make do. Like, you put him wherever you want on defense, and you can be like, you're athletic enough where you can cover a slot receiver, or you can, help the high end safety. Like, that is a guy who's just pure athleticism will help your defense in any way. And you're seeing this right now with the highlight tape is he can also blitz as well. So I think this
No
is
doubt.
a very good versatile
Yeah, no, this
piece.
was a great pick for the Dolphins for sure.
All right, Chiefs. Come on, Kobe Bryant to the Rams. Come on, baby. Chiefs are. What are the Chiefs doing here?
Sam Howell? No, I'm just kidding. All right, so best available according to ESPN is Sam Howell.
Leo Chanel.
There you go.
Wow.
Chanel.
I mean, he's
All right,
solid.
Rams
He's
are on the
solid.
clock, baby.
Rams
But
are
he's
up.
he's a linebacker who's sort of in the box. Like the moment
right.
you get out of the
He's a classic
tackle
Wisconsin
box,
linebacker.
classic was he's going to be great at stuff in the run. He's really intelligent, but if the play goes more than 7 yards, if it's designed beyond 7 yards, I think it's going to be tough sledding for Chanel. But I think in certain packages he could be a nice rotational piece.
Yeah.
So let's do this. Ryan, Jamal, Ryan, double Ryan.
RJR, baby. By the way, I think I have a better name than wide back for Debo.
Okay.
Which is he's the RCO. He's the run catch option.
RCO.
Ooh,
Wow, look
I
at
like
you.
it. Okay.
Look
I
at
like it.
you.
RCO. Okay. All right. So guys, what is the Rams' biggest draft need at this point and why?
I mean, like we kind of been saying, I think corner is probably the biggest need, which is why Kobe Bryant is such a phenomenal pick here.
The pick is in.
That was
Pick is
quick.
in. They were
Come
ready.
on, come
They
on.
waited this long. They were ready.
Come on.
I will
It's
tell
gotta
you,
be
it's not
Kobe.
Kobe Bryant.
Oh, why would you do that?
Oh.
Look at McVay. That's a nice
I can-
nice
Alright,
view.
So if it's not
No,
Kobe
don't
Bryant,
do that. Don't do that. Don't do the spoilers.
I'm not gonna say it, but
Come on.
is it likely? I bet you it's likely.
okay. I like it, but
It's likely.
Ryan
It's
already
likely.
ruined it that it's not Kobe Bryant. But I like the pick though. But we'll see
It's-
Jamal's thoughts.
I think it's likely.
Oh man, no.
I'm crushed. It's not Kobe
I know.
Bryant.
I know it would have been so good. But
It's a miss.
what?
I mean, it's not a miss.
I think it's a
Oh,
good pick.
dude, what if it's Howell?
Steven Jackson.
Steven Jackson.
He looks good.
Oh, and Terran
Only-
Killen.
Kill him.
Yeah.
Only
Where's
the
the
second,
Bros?
only the second best Steven Jackson ever played for the Rams.
There you go. A 104, baby.
All right. Also, I have a good trivia. Well, good. You guys will probably get it pretty quickly, but I have a good trivia question following this pick.
Franchise rushing.
I know everyone forgets that. He was so good.
He was
That
Yeah,
team was-
all-
that
yeah, he
team
really
just
was.
so bad.
It's all they had. Yeah, in those St. Louis years,
Yeah.
lean years,
That was tough.
post greatest show on turf.
Let me tell you, yes. And through those St. Louis years, that was rough.
I mean, solid.
It's a good
Solid.
pick.
It's a
just-
good pick,
I wish it
yeah.
was Kobe Bryant, but it's a good pick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's a
Solid.
need. It was their
Yeah.
second biggest
Yeah,
need.
Second biggest need.
They're
Who
adding
was
a
it?
ton of size to their interior offensive line here, and that's
Logan
Bruss.
Bruss. 309,
He's
Not
a
bad
big
pick.
guard.
No, and
Told
those
you guys they were
Wisconsin
gonna go
linemen
interior
are
line.
always so well coached.
Did him
Yeah.
and David Edwards play together?
Yeah,
Did they have a little
Really?
overlap?
I think 1 year. Yeah,
Yeah, because Edwards was obviously their tackle. So I mean that too kind of something I think doesn't get stated enough, but I'm sure
Yeah.
that goes into the thought process. Like, okay, these guys have chemistry.
This
That Big Wit just hanging out. Look at Big Wit just. hanging
yeah.
out
Look
there.
at Big Wit. Look
Well,
at,
and you can't forget too, like the
Is he
who are the people behind McVay? It looks
The
like a high
kids
school
and-
internship
yeah.
program
Yeah.
going on over there.
And he was just fist bumping them
What
and
is that?
0 sacks allowed that
Yeah.
day.
You know what's interesting about this? Last year they go 2-2 Atwell with their first pick, which
Yeah.
was supposed to be a sexy pick.
Yeah.
Didn't end up being that way. This is an unsexy.
Yeah,
pick
yeah.
that
No,
will
it'll be
actually
solid.
helpful.
It'll be
Yeah,
solid.
This
Yeah,
would be
yeah.
helpful.
Well-
We've been praying they take an offensive lineman for the last 3 years. And
Yeah,
finally
no,
they
they
take their
did.
first
Yeah,
pick and take an offensive lineman.
What are the-
So-
what did the
what
Niners
I like
do
a lot
here?
here is what you're seeing from
Little
the
Sam
highlight
Howell
reel.
action to push Mr. Lance.
They gotta go
Possibly.
quarterback.
What I like
Yeah,
what you're
Kobe
seeing here
Bryant.
from
Good-
Oh, don't do that.
is
Yeah.
There's good quarterbacks.
You're seeing a lot of athleticism from him as well. So he is a versatile offensive lineman where if the Rams have a situation where one guy goes down,
Danny
even if
Gray.
it's a tackle
Whoa,
or a
that's
center,
handy.
you can plug Bruce in basically anywhere and he can replace him with
Yeah.
fairly good effectiveness. So I think that's more of a screw it. We'll just
Yeah,
plug and
let's
play
do
this
it.
guy wherever we need him to.
Yeah, and that's kind of like when they drafted Tremaine Ankrum a couple years ago. Same
Exactly,
similar
yep.
style where he can just
Yeah.
kind of play anywhere on the line if injuries stack up. Coleman Shelton also, who has diversified a nice role for himself as a depth piece. So I think
There's
it's
going to be a competition for guard.
yeah, because who you got starting there? So you lost we lost Corbett.
Corbett's gone. Yeah.
Corbett's gone, obviously.
Brian Allen.
Brian Allen
back.
center resigned. You got
retired.
Noteboom and Havenstein,
Yep.
David Edwards, and then that right guard position is kind of open.
Bruss is gonna. I mean, he's gonna be competing to
Yeah,
start.
He might start right off the bat
By the way,
because
real
it's basically
quick,
him and Coleman Shelton.
Yeah.
And
real
Tremaine
quick
Ankrum.
question for you,
That's
LAFB
good enough.
people.
That's a
Where
good
did
enough
Nate Boom
position.
go to college?
Where did what?
Where did Nate Boom go to college?
Noteboom? TCU.
That's always the right answer.
Go
Yes.
Frost,
Totally
baby.
right.
TCU.
He's the
Third,
horn.
Tad, you,
third
Tad,
round
you went
pick.
to TCU?
I did go to TCU for
Oh, I
undergrad.
didn't know that.
Are
Oh,
you
that's
catch on to
awesome.
that yet?
That's such a cool school to go to.
It's
Yeah.
awesome, dude. It's such a great
Corpus
school.
Christi.
Oh yeah. That, I mean, good for you, man. That's fantastic.
Man, I will tell you what. One of my biggest draft misses was Josh Doxson because I was like, I love that guy, and I was like, he was so good for us, and then he just didn't do shit. In the
Well, hey, that's
NFL.
the end of the third round. We're at over 3 hours. Let's wrap this up. Chargers, Rams. We'll just end with that. Both. I mean, we like their selection. They each had 1 third-round pick today.
And they both
And
did a good job. Yeah.
Safety for the Chargers, guard for the Rams.
Yeah, like I was just saying about last season, everybody was really perplexed by the Tutu Atwell pick. This is
It makes
kind
a lot of sense.
recompense to go unsexy here.
Yep.
Shore up that line. Still, though, what's happening on the back end of the defense? What's happening for edge rusher?
Yeah, we got
For the
7 more
Rams.
picks, so we'll see tomorrow. 7 picks tomorrow.
Oh, the Kobe Bryant. Just the sentimental LA person in me would have loved that,
And where's
especially
their-
with the need.
Where's their next 4th?
Well, hopefully there's an opportunity.
Are you talking the Rams or the Chargers?
The Rams.
Rams.
Or give me
So-
both if you have it up.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So the Rams pick at the 37th pick in the 4th round. 37th because of the comp picks, and then the
That's
Chargers
one-
pick
so 1
the 18th pick,
136 or
141.
137th, you said? Yeah.
and
Sorry, go
the
ahead.
Chargers pick with the 18th pick of the 4th round.
18th. So that's 1.
I'm not doing math. I'm in English.
122.
Or 122. So
Yeah, or
122 and
123. Yeah, okay.
140.
40 something? Yeah.
So I don't know if Kobe Bryant will be there at 140 something,
It'll be tough. Yeah.
but he could be
We
there
didn't
for the
expect it to last
Chargers.
this long, though.
Yeah. All right. Well,
You
hey,
never know.
I guess we'll do this again tomorrow, bright and
Yes,
early.
sir.
Huh?
TD. What time do we
9
start
a.m. tomorrow
No,
is when the
oh
draft
boy.
starts. Yeah, we may be
May-
logging on
may or
around
may not
11
be there.
the last
TBD.
hour.
TBD.
We'll see. So, Tad, appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate
Hang
it,
in
guys. As always, thank you for having me.
Thank you, everyone,
Absolutely.
for tuning in. We'll be back
LA, we love
tomorrow.
you.
Yes.
Let us know your thoughts.